Mithi, what are you drinking? What is that?
Old man liquid.
It looks like piss.
No, it's Riddler's Brew.
Are you drinking? Wait, what was it in BBS?
Pissmaker.
Are you drinking Granny's peach tea?
Yeah, I'm drinking Granny's peach tea.
Holy shit, Mithi, get out of there!
No,
Mithi, run!
No.
Kaboom!
The Man of Steel is just crying right next to me.
The Man of
Jesse
Steel?
Eisenberg is just
I
in the
forgot
alley.
his name was Superman.
You forgot his name? Jesus Christ.
Superman.
Stop watching Spider-Man.
Stop watching Spider-Man.
Stop watching Spider-Man.
Watch any other movie.
The
Mithi,
only
please.
superhero is Spider-Man.
They say Superman in a Spider-Man movie, though.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm not Superman, you know?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fanboy. Are we going to start and stuff?
We're good to start.
All right.
Yes, I think.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fanboy Talk. This is Strawboy17. I'm joined by co-host Mithi from Film Caffeine, as well as Brian from the YouTube channel McDermott, like last week. Batman?
Batman.
Batman.
Batman?
Batman. Batman.
Batman.
Batman?
Batman.
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 Batman. So,
Batman.
what'd you guys do this week?
Why didn't you stop? No one asked you to stop.
All right. We're just going to do that for 4 hours. Okay.
Exactly.
4
While I
hours
sip
of
my
Batman.
Granny's peach tea. Yeah. What did we do this week?
What did we do this week?
Everyone forgot that the Euphoria finale happened.
Because everybody forgot that Euphoria finale.
Can we just straight up say that?
It did.
Forgot it happened.
Dude, I'm really excited for the finale for the show to end.
Yeah, it still isn't out yet.
Well, no, the problem is this: the episode's not over because Elliot's not finished with the song. We're still working on it.
Rumor has it that the episode is still going and
It's
Elliot
still
is still
playing right
singing.
now.
And it's still cutting back to the same shot of Zendaya, just like
That's okay. I'm gonna be
smiling.
honest. Okay, my only and we'll get into Batman shit right after. My only take is I actually like the song itself. I think that's a like a nice.
It's a
song.
fine song, yeah.
That's the worst edited scene in that show.
Yeah,
They treat it like a talking head, like a conversation. And so, like you think if you're gonna play a whole song, you cut to other characters as like a montagey thing.
no,
but then they
don't
just
do
keep
that.
cutting to Zendaya being like,
She's just like, and then sometimes she's like, and then sometimes she's like,
it's just
it's
that's
just
not like that's.
I like the part
101
where she goes, where she like rubs her face. That's how you know someone likes something is when they go.
I wish the second he started playing that bridge, I was like, oh, we're doing the whole thing. Oh, okay.
They play the chorus like 5 times. Right?
Yeah, it's like
there was a lot of
5 minutes.
reprising going on.
Yeah, and it's like good job. I mean, I guess that's because it's probably the character send off, so I understand. But like, fuck.
Because it was on like Jimmy Fallon. They were like, "Yeah, will you see me next season?" It's like you're not
probably
seeing
not.
Next season.
No, he's done. He's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I even like that character. I
didn't
I'm one of the
realize
few that
this.
like that guy.
He's the guy who sang the 3 Nights song. 3 nights at the motel.
Oh, he is? I didn't know
The
that.
city. Yeah. He's the one behind the song. I didn't know that, but I learned that last week.
I just found out he is actually the Batman.
He is.
He actually plays Batman in the suit. Rob actually never showed up to set one day.
He's a he's a stunt double.
Yeah.
After the whole sex scandal, they were like, "You're off the set, Rob.
Yeah.
We already filmed your Bruce Wayne scenes. We're good."
Yeah. But yeah.
And the after party finale happened, and that was pretty good.
I have not. Should I watch that show? Everyone on Twitter tells me to watch that show, which tells me to not watch the show. But you're telling me to watch the show.
It's Chris Miller. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Ben Schwartz is in it, and he's great.
I still can't get over the Granny's peach tea.
It's okay. It's ginger ale. I'm an old person. I'm drinking
looks
ginger ale.
All right.
Olivia
drinks ginger ale, and it doesn't look like that. That's all I'm saying.
You're right. I mean, I put a little bit of orange. It was just like orange.
Looks like you're drinking Mountain Dew.
What if
right
instead
now?
of titling this like the Batman full discussion, we title it Mithi drinks piss?
Which one will get more views?
I don't know. I feel like the second one might actually do better.
Yeah. This is just a thumbnail of me smiling.
And it's like 4 hours of Mithi drinking piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a constant stream into his mouth.
You just frame the pot. Don't say that. Don't say it that way.
I'll say it however.
Yeah, don't tell him how to say his things.
Okay.
He's a guest. He's a guest on this podcast.
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm the guest because I am so privileged with my.
No sympathy from us, buddy.
Yeah, no, that didn't work at all. I don't know what I was. This piss is getting in my head.
This piss is getting to my. Oh fuck. All right, you want to talk about Batman now?
Is there
Let's
anything
talk
else?
about
There's
Batman.
nothing else.
I don't
right?
I don't
care
think
about
so.
anything.
Yeah.
But
I
this
don't
movie.
care about
Okay.
anything else. There's
Yeah.
I
Okay,
wanted to at least. I wanted to have at least a little bit of structure.
Yeah.
I wanted to at least justify because when I post the video on my channel, I'm gonna be like, this is a segment. It's gonna be like 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
and
'Cause
then
it's
the
a
full
segment.
podcast will be like 3:45.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with Spider-Man. Is like this is
Yeah.
a segment from the podcast, and it's the whole fucking podcast.
Yeah.
So I want to at least be like, okay, here's a
So
little bit of regular stuff, and then we'll
So-
go into Batman Calzone.
thank you to Euphoria for being filler for us to talk
It
about.
really
to
is. This is
pad
the filler arc.
episode,
Yeah.
basically.
What a bad finale.
yeah.
I
That's the whole
didn't,
thing.
I didn't hate it, but it was
It was
I
fine.
understand it was not great.
I listen to the song sometimes.
I
That's
just
it.
liked watching Maddie beat up Cassie, and I was like, hee hee.
Mm.
It was
We
fun.
saw it for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it was enough
Yeah.
for me. Okay.
And
I
then she
needed
hurt
more.
her.
Wait, you wanna
leg.
see
I
woman
needed-
on woman
I needed
violence? You
her
wanna
to
see-
do
you
the
just-
Rob? I needed her to do the Rob Pattinson Batman shit.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you know
You're
what I mean?
right.
Really, just turn her into soup.
Put Maddie in the Batman, and Batman is done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
That was a horrible reference, and you guys didn't get it. Which shame on you guys.
I got the reference. What the fuck? That was the title of a
But you didn't
podcast like
you
3
didn't
weeks ago.
Cackle in laughter. That's you're
Because
supposed
it wasn't that funny.
to. No.
Jesus.
Sorry, that was
You
mean.
No,
That was mean.
That wasn't
I'm still
mean
trying
enough.
to decide if Mithi likes the Batman or not. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Because
so,
Mithi's tweets and his
When did I
letterbox
say
review
that?
have been so
okay, let me
vague,
actually go to my letterbox review.
so
What was my
cryptic.
letterbox?
You said 4.5
What did I
stars,
say?
which to me I was like, whoa, because I know you gave Spider-Man No Way Home a 5-star rating at first.
I gave it a 4.5 too.
I
I
don't
didn't
believe
get
you.
that. Also,
I don't believe.
listen. My ratings don't make any sense. Okay, I don't.
That's
fairly
fine. I
rate
don't
anything.
expect that. I don't expect that
What?
from anybody.
You called
Okay.
the movie unique.
He said, and I
What
quote,
does
the most unique
Okay.
movie to come out in the past decade.
It is. I thought
That
it was
sounds
extremely
like
unique.
such a backhanded compliment.
No,
Mithi.
it's not.
I guess
thought
it
the
was
movie
unique.
This was the most unique podcast episode I ever listened to.
God,
Mithi
fucking
drank
damn.
piss.
I liked
A little
I-
long. It was 4 hours long.
It was a little too. It was so long. The video was so long.
But it's
The
crazy. It went
podcast
by
so
really
long.
fast. I didn't have to pee once.
I liked
Fucking-
it.
Okay. I thought the movie was really, really good. It was really great. It was fucking awesome. I enjoyed the movie. I do not
That's
think
what I
the
wanted to
movie
hear.
was bad.
That's what I
okay?
need to hear.
Please,
We need to double check.
Please, please. I
watching
don't
you.
think the movie was
We got
bad.
our eyes on
Please
you.
don't hurt me.
We
Please
got our
don't hurt
Calzassi
me.
eyes on you.
Oh god, you do.
We did plan on eating the Calzassi as a podcast, as a group today. It didn't work out timing wise, but that's
It also made my stomach sick the last time
Fuck
I ate
you,
it,
it's
which
No,
was
great.
2 weeks
no,
Fuck
ago.
you,
free,
it's
no free
delicious.
sponsorships, Little Caesar.
No free
no free
except for-
sponsorship. No,
except for this-
no free clout.
Yeah.
except for this background.
But Mountain Dew Riddler's brew that gets free clout.
I
This
forgot
shit
about
What
gets
that.
all the-
is that from Arkham shit? What is that?
the Riddler's brew, it doesn't exist. It was a complete rumor that took off way too far. Like after the camera test came out, everyone was like, "No, Riddler's brew is going to be a thing." And ever
What?
since like the pandemic started, everyone has subconsciously been like, "Yeah, Riddler's brew exists, but it's never existed. This is all completely fake." But people think it's real for some
They
reason.
had this whole entire thing where they were like, "This is the like tease for the look of the Riddler." It's just fucking Hugo Strange from the Arkham games.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist. But if it existed, I would have liked the movie. But it doesn't exist, so I don't.
I
like the
will
movie.
say there's no Little Caesars in the movie, and that makes it a 2
There
out of 10 for me.
is. Stop lying. There is.
He
It's on a
doesn't.
time.
He doesn't pull out a calzassi, open it up, and go, yummy calzone, and then take a big bite. That's
No.
what I wanted. All right.
That's what you
That-
wanted.
No, that scene was actually cut from the film.
Yeah. When Matt Reeves
It's
talks
like
about
a
the
little
scene,
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the
he
4 hour
He does it.
runtime
He does
is.
it with another character that was cut from the movie.
No, the 4 hour runtime was because of that scene. It was a 1 hour scene.
Yeah.
Of him ordering it on DoorDash. It gets
Driving in the
delivered.
Batmobile to get pickup to.
Yeah.
It was
to
actually
pick
a
it up.
mukbang.
That
It was actually a mukbang.
that
Yeah.
would have taken the movie for Mithi for a 4.5 star to a 5. I'm telling you.
God fucking damn it. I don't hate this
Mithi
movie.
hated this movie. I don't know what to tell you
it's
guys.
good. I think it was a great
Because
movie.
it wasn't. It
I've
wasn't
been
just
excited
that.
for
It
it
was.
for 3 fucking years.
It was Mithi. It wasn't just the letterbox. It was that, and then I went to your Twitter,
I said,
and you were like,
I did say,
said,
I
"That was the
understand that's-
most." The fact that other people were like, "Did you not like this movie?" And then you're like, "I
Okay,
never said
but the
that.
other person was
I never
drifty.
said I didn't
It was
like
drifty.
I just said super cryptic shit.
I was being cryptic with drifty because I was like, I'm just gonna fuck with him. But then I was like, oh shit, everyone can see this. So everyone now
Oh
thinks I
shit,
don't
Twitter's
like the
public.
movie.
Oh
Fuck.
shit.
And so then I replied and I said something a little bit more positive. I did. I really enjoyed
All
the
I
movie.
know, Olivia and I watched the first spoiler-free section of the video, and she was like, "I don't think he liked the movie."
I did.
You look upset.
I have
you look upset
because it was 12 a.m.
We're pulling
and I
a-
was so tired because I recorded this thing fucking twice and I was so tired. But I don't think it was perfect, but I did have very positive feelings.
L. That's the L
here
right
we go.
there.
That's where I start getting
That's the L right there.
The moment I say
Big
I don't
L,
think it was
big
perfect,
I
get
so you
shit
can't
on
spell
every
Calzussi
single-
without the L.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll take the L. I'll take the L and keep drinking my piss. But yeah. All right. Enough making fun of me for God
Mithi
fucking
hated
damn it.
so spoiler free review. Mithi hated the movie.
Yep. That's fine. Yeah, I hated the movie. I'm
the
gonna make
most
this my
unique
personality
movie
now.
of the decade.
Most unique movie of the decade.
The more you say it, the more bad I realize it sounds. Shit.
The Batman.
Why did I? Okay, I don't know. I did that off my phone. Okay, I was drunk. It was 3 a.m. I wasn't. But
I'm lying to you right now.
So after that segment of bullying Mithi, what did you think of the
that's
movie,
not a
Brian?
segment. That's just my ethereal being all the time.
Listen, Mithi, I apologized to you a couple episodes ago, and you were like, "Be mean to me. I like it. It's a kink. I love it. It's my favorite thing. I'm into it." And now you're like, "Oh, stop being mean to me because I hated Batman." Now who's now? Yeah. Now who deserves the apology? Huh? I was lied to.
Turn into a kink.
We all know. We all know this. Come on.
Oh God. Fucking
but
damn
Brian,
it.
what do you think of the movie?
I loved the movie.
Yes.
I knew I was gonna like it. That's the thing about it, is that I knew that I was gonna like the movie. And I was very excited. I could not contain or, quell my expectations. It just couldn't happen. Yet I was even more so just blown away. I don't know how that was even possible. That's what's so surprising about the movie to me, is as I was watching it, I thought to myself, how could this be exceeding my expectations? You guys know how I felt about this movie before it came out. I don't know how it did that. And I can't wait to just repeatedly watch it. I can't believe I'm dick writing a movie so hard, but I really did enjoy this movie. Like, the 3-hour runtime for me didn't feel long. It felt like perfectly in line with the tone of being a noir detective story. It felt very much like Chinatown, which is like obviously a huge inspiration for this movie, especially with one of the ending things. I know it's in a trailer, but we'll save it for that part. But like huge. This movie was so well written. It was directed masterfully. The cinematography, Greg Fraser, I mean, wow. Like, I think this will win the Oscar in 2023. Easily.
If it's nominated, which we can hope it's nominated. Which that's a discussion, but yeah.
That would be such an L. If for that alone. And the music was, I think
the music was a standout for me. I fucking love the soundtrack.
No, the soundtrack, I think Michael Giacchino, honestly, it's up there. It might be my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it our favorite Batman soundtrack?
Elfman. Oh, it's my favorite Batman soundtrack by far.
Okay,
I would say, is it our favorite Giacchino soundtrack? Because I would also say I think it probably.
Yeah, like in the titles for the tracks, because I went back and started listening.
They're so fun.
So
I love them.
Highway to the Anger Zone.
I'm gonna imagine Giacchino like names all of them himself. Like as he's writing, he's just like, "That's kind of funny," and then he puts it in.
Yeah, no, it was surprisingly funny. It was like dark, but it was hopeful. It was sad. It made me feel things. The cast was great. I think that Rob Pattinson, I knew that my boy was going to do me well, and he exceeded my expectations. I thought he was a great Batman. I think that it might be a little bit too early to like say like favorite, but
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards favorite. I need to like watch it like at least one more time, but I like he's probably gonna be my favorite.
Yeah. I've now seen the movie twice. I know you guys have only seen it the once, I believe, right? Yeah.
I've seen it
I've seen
once,
it
yeah.
once in a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm on the same page with you, Brian. Mithi, I love how every time you take a piss, you take a swig
That
of
it
your
goes
piss,
away.
your
It
background
reveals how
just
much of a fucking
disappears.
Marvel shill that I am.
Yeah.
If it
That's
shows
why you
up.
hated the Batman so much.
Yeah,
'cause
because
you're
I'm such a Marvel
show.
shill because the fucking Daily Bugle shows up in the
You're a
background.
Marvel plant.
I'm a
Yeah,
Marvel
we knew
planet.
it.
Yeah.
But it's been all along. No, Brian, I'm in the exact same boat as you. Like the first, I also could not temper my expectations. I tried really fucking hard to. I
Yeah.
tried my best, but like I went into the movie being like, "Oh man, is this gonna be like a life changing experience?" And it wasn't a life changing experience. I wasn't fucking like a religious thing, but that was a.
I mean, the calzone's behind you. I feel like
The calzone
has some
the
religious
calzone
metaphor.
was a bit of a religious experience. I won't lie, and I hate to say it, the calzone was better than the movie. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's not a knock at the movie. That's
It's
just
a
how
complete
good the
lie, but
calzone
okay.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just unique. That's
Yeah,
what it
it's
was.
the most unique pizza I've eaten in the last decade.
Stop talking.
So did you not like it? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I loved it, but it was so unique.
There are things you liked about the pizza.
There were
Yeah,
things
okay.
I liked about the pizza.
God damn it.
But no, I'm the same. Like I it. So even with all those expectations, it still somehow exceeded them in
Yeah.
like these tremendous ways, and like it achieved literally everything that I have been asking for, not only from this movie specifically, but from like Batman media and
Yeah.
like superhero media in general. You know, it could have been very easily like just a dark, gritty, fucking Titans. You know, like we're just so edgy type dark story, which like I don't mind dark stories, but like so much superhero media tries really hard to be dark and edgy without having the hopeful optimism that is necessary to be a superhero, I think. And this movie fucking nails that in a way that like I was not I was praying was going to happen, and once a certain scene starts to kick in, I was like, holy shit, this is the movie. This is the movie. And I was just fucking in tears, and I fucking love this thing, man. I adore
Can
it.
I wait? Can I add something off that point?
Yes.
Is that I know someone that saw it that felt like it was. I believe the words were. It was just too dreary, and I was like, "Did we watch the same movie?" Like they were like they literally said, "There's no hope," and I was like, not
That
to
was the
spoil it
ending.
before we
That's
get into things, but I was like, the word is said. The
Yeah.
word is.
It's and like in this
What is said during the movie?
Yeah. It's that's an interesting read of it, and I'd be interested to see where, because it's and what's interesting is like this wasn't, I was told this was the most intense Batman movie ever, right? And it is, if by far is, right? Like I think the only thing that might top it is the cell phone thing in The Dark Knight, but that's
Yeah.
just gross out intense,
Yeah.
you know. But this is like emotionally intense. But I was never at a point where I was like, oh, this is too much for it. Like it's because we were talking back when the trailers were coming out, we were like, "Oh, is Batman gonna kill somebody? Is this gonna really end on like such a super dark note? Like, what's the depths of this going?" And I think it manages to maintain the tone that it needs to tell its story without going overboard, which I think is really easy. I think as a writer, you always want to like step up your ideas and step things up in ways, you know. But I think the core of this being just Riddler's a serial killer, and that's our big change, is interesting enough, you know. And I think I don't know, I fucking adored this goddamn movie. It's such a good movie.
It
Yeah.
just felt like it was perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
In like just in tone, in in atmosphere. Like it had so much to offer the viewer, and I think it challenged the viewer in a lot of interesting ways, which I like. I like that they did that. This wasn't a movie that gave you everything per se, like very easily. You were going along with them. There were so many moments where you think it's going one way, but it goes another way. And or like where the dynamic of a scene changes.
Yeah.
And there's one in particular. And
I know exactly
that
which one you're talking about. And
yeah,
like,
and it's like I don't usually like when audiences like
clap
react.
and shit.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, like I laugh, sure. Like and stuff like that. but there were genuinely moments where myself and other people, the people that I saw it with as well, where we were like, oh, like we exclaimed, we had these moments of like visceral reaction.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine like being the filmmakers and maybe going to a screening and seeing that and like seeing, I hope it happened for them, because it was just a special movie. You don't get movies that are made like this, and you certainly don't get superhero movies that are made like this.
I think that's an interesting topic, because like we just came off of Spider-Man No Way Home, right? And like we enjoyed the movie and stuff. It's a good movie. Like it's a decent time. It's better than the other Spider-Man movies, is all we'll say. And a lot of the audience reactions in that movie are predicated on, this is something you know, like, oh, this character shows up, and I think those big reaction moments in this movie are far more like understated, and just like it's not like, oh, characters showed up, clap, that a lot of other media and a lot of other, especially superhero movies, like kind of rely on. Instead, it's like it's like oh fuck, this movie's going in this direction, or oh shit, this happened. It's more about the story and the characters that exist currently. I would argue that the part where I'm not going to spoil anything, but the part where the movie tries to be like that, the part of the movie tries to pull in that, hey, look, it's a thing, clap, is the worst part of the movie. And I think a lot of people agree with that.
Easily.
Because it feels so jarring. And I think this movie stands on its own so fucking well that when you try and do sequel bait like that, it's so strange.
It pulls you out of the experience. Can I say my little bit?
No,
of course. How much you hate the movie?
Yeah, but how much I hate it so much. I hate this movie so fucking much. I mean, because I was thinking about this. That camera test came out in like late 2019, and then the pandemic hit. And now, not that we're at the end of the pandemic, but like things.
Definitely not at the end of the pandemic.
So we're not going to get into this, but like we're coming. Things are getting a little bit better, but because of the pandemic, it's felt like so fucking long since this movie.
Well, because it got delayed pretty bad.
It did, and like it's very nice to just have this movie now. And I said this too earlier. I went in with really high expectations, and at the very least, this movie met those expectations. It met all those expectations, and that in and of itself, like dissociating myself from that, is fucking astounding. You know that this.
But
movie
you just hated it because Batgirl wasn't in it, right?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. I promise I'm done now. I promise I'm done. I promise.
You simply can't be stopped, ladies and gentlemen.
I really can't.
You cannot be
Cow's
stopped.
Lunge just has controlled you.
I haven't even eaten it today. I had it like 3 nights ago.
It's just still in your system.
It really is.
Just like
I didn't
the
poop it out
piss is
yet.
entering mine.
Yeah.
On a cinematography, really good control of focus. Really, really interesting stuff with focus.
My home. We might need to take a pause.
Oh no,
Mithi.
Mithi.
What the fuck? When I talk seriously, I got cut out.
Maybe we should take a pause.
Mithi, grabbing the mic isn't gonna help you. It's an internet
Is it
thing.
better?
So, yeah, you're back now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good control of focus. Greg Fraser really likes his mirrors, and that's all I'll say. There's some really, really good insert shots in this that I only now that I think about it, I really like. The soundtrack is fucking perfect. It is my favorite Batman soundtrack ever. I am listening to the soundtrack on repeat. It's fucking beautiful. I just want him to be on every single Batman project that they do from now on, if he wants to do that. I kind of really liked, like, everyone's praising Robert Pattinson's Batman, but I really like that he feels new. Like, because I watched the Nolan movies before I went into this just to refresh my mind of Batman stuff. And you go from that, and then you go to what Pattinson is trying to do in this movie, and you're like, holy fuck, okay, this is like Batman.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything against the Nolan movies and what Christian Bale does, but this feels so much more definitive to me, And I don't hate the movie. Please, for the love of God.
No, we know.
I don't hate the fucking movie.
We're kidding.
But I think regardless of whatever minor qualms I have about minor plot things, I really like whatever Pattinson does in every single one of those scenes. I think out of this movie, I'm thinking about the way he acts, and I'm thinking about the way he performs, and the way he just delivers dialogue, man. It's so fucking, like, it's with purpose. And I don't know. Those are the scenes when it comes to digital or whatever. I'm just going to keep rewatching so many of those little character interactions he has with minor characters. That's like, that make him feel a lot more definitive.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stuff we can.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We can get into spoiler stuff pretty soon. But the thing that I like really fucking loved is that like on the length of it, because I understand, and I remember Mithi, you were saying in your video, because I didn't watch all of it, but I just watched the spoiler free part.
Yeah.
The like, there's a lot that happens in this movie. This is a long
it's hard,
plot,
and I said this in the video. It's hard for me to remember. That's the main thing. It's just hard for me to remember.
Yeah, I know. I get that. Yeah, I think that's valid. But I do believe that, like, I was trying to think, like, what could have been cut plot wise, and all these things. I was thinking of these separate, smaller character plots. Technically, could have been cut, right?
Yeah.
Technically, in the plot itself, would have stayed the same, but the character wouldn't have. Everything exists for a reason. Every single scene, especially scenes with like Gordon and Batman and stuff.
Yeah.
Every single scene pushes to at least have us understand something about the character, or have the characters realize something about themselves.
Yeah.
Or and I fucking love that. And so by the end of the movie, we start the movie in one place and we end in another. And like, I know this is basic fucking character work, but like, you genuinely believe in this character arc that the characters have gone through. Yeah. You genuinely believe in what he's saying.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about when you talk about those two scenes that you start the movie and end the movie with.
Yeah,
you're like, "Fuck, there is a change there."
Like, there's a real change.
You can remove character interaction bits to quote unquote fix pacing,
because
if you want to call it that.
There's a
you
scene,
don't want to.
There's a scene right before the scene that you guys are talking about, and it's the scene where he realizes his problem. And I won't go any further into it, but it's like, that scene was the thing that fucking got me. That specific scene. And without these other scenes, let's say there's like a half hour of character building scenes that could have been cut for plot reasons, right? Without those scenes, that realization moment wouldn't feel as valid, and it wouldn't have hit as hard. But because they are there, and because you're with him in that moment, it's fucking like you're cheering him on in this moment.
Which is why I want to just rewatch the movie again, so that I can at least pay more attention to that. Yeah. Because when I watched the movie, I was just focused on a couple of key things that when other scenes happen, I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. Let's move on to the next thing. But I know once I rewatch this movie, I'm going to really have a greater appreciation for those kind of scenes.
Because you also, like, because the movie does, the only thing I will say is I think the way the movie presents some information, like, it will present one thing and then present the same thing essentially right after it in the next scene.
Yeah.
And I understand why it does that. It's so the characters can see that, and the information will change a little bit based on who's saying it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can understand why some people would think it's a little bit messy, and there is a little bit of like just kind of being told things. I can't get into it too much. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And especially watching it the second time, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm here for it and stuff. But I can understand some people being like, I want a detective story. And it doesn't feel like a detective story so much. It feels more
going to a lot of places to achieve that detective story.
Because I think one thing I saw some people say is they were just upset that this wasn't like a whodunit. And it's like, we know who done it.
It came in when they announced the Riddler Blue. You knew that the Riddler did it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this movie is this interesting blend of like traditional detective thing and then Zodiac, which Zodiac is not a detective story.
Yeah.
You have elements of detective stuff in that movie. I fucking love Zodiac. You have elements of a detective thing, but the story in Zodiac is mainly about how is this fucked up person who's obsessed with puzzles affecting the lives of regular people, and then how is the media interacting with that and making things worse and stuff like that. Zodiac does not intend on solving the thing, which makes it stand out in a different way.
What I find interesting is that I don't know why people don't or don't consider, I think is a better way of saying it, why people don't consider a detective story being able to just, how do I stop this murderer? Like, because especially within the context of it being the Riddler and the things that he does in this movie, like, you have to be able to deduce all the things that he's going on and be one step ahead, or try to just be where he's at. And even to the point where he's already done some things, maybe, but you don't know. And like, there was kind of have you done this already? Maybe. I don't know. Like, you don't know where this is going. And that to me is a detective story.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a whodunit. Frankly, a whodunit is really bland in a way.
This is less of a like Knives Out, but even in a Knives Out situation, you kind of know who done it. But if this movie is less focused on the who done it and more on the why he do it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
he's more focused on like the actual character motivations, which I think serves in a
There's better
Batman story
rewatchability
like
in
this.
that front, yeah.
When you know who
Because
the
I just
rogues are,
rewatched
that's what's important.
and the reason I bring it up because I just rewatched. I forgot to mention I watched Searching, for the second time like about a couple days ago, and then
Is that the
After
John
Party.
Cho movie?
Yeah, it's really good. You should watch it. I
Yeah.
recommend it. And both of those were mysteries where clues were hidden around in the background, and they said it is up to you as the viewer to figure this out, and if you can figure it out as a viewer, you fucking good job, right?
Hmm.
And that's the premise of a whodunit at its core. But this movie wasn't so much that. This movie was so much like, and I think it's just a matter of they're two different types of mysteries, and I think people were expecting one thing and it turned out to be a different thing, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were actually making that.
I don't think that many
stuff.
people were.
Yeah.
I think people were trying to find criticisms for it, and so
Yeah.
they bring up that as it is hard to find criticism
because there is a little bit of Batman just trusting every bit of information he sees and just following that, you know. And then, but I don't necessarily think that's a problem. But I saw some people saying that, and I just wanted to bring it up, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting into spoilers. Spoiler time. All right,
Spoilers.
this is your spoiler warning.
Spoiler time.
Don't watch the rest
time.
of the podcast if you don't. Don't listen to the rest of the podcast if you don't want spoilers for the Batman
or the rest of this podcast in general. Every single episode of this
honestly,
entire podcast is
we'll be more. Next week will be after next week. That's on you.
Yeah.
Homies.
Okay. That's
No, actually, after it's on HBO, we'll wait till it's on HBO to.
That's too long. What if I make? What if I want to make a dumb joke about blank blank blank?
All right. That's on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. To start the spoiler talk off, I just want to say I apologize to the people of Gotham for flooding the city.
It was you.
It was
you the whole time.
It was because of the billionaires.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I swear to God.
Wait a second, Troy. Are you trying to tell me that you look like Paul Dano? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I've been told once or twice.
Holy
I
shit!
look
Is
like
that the
Riddler?
When
Holy
the fuck
shit!
did the Riddler get here?
Of course, he's promoting the calzone behind us.
When we saw him unmasked for the first time, I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm not gonna hear the end of this." I was like, "Oh god damn it!"
In the theater, I saw this with Dallas Taylor from the Comics Collective podcast. Go listen to it; it's great. And rate it 5 stars because it is great. And
you're on an episode, so go listen to it.
And I am.
That's why you're plugging it.
Yeah, for my guest appearance, so I can get back on. When he turns and does the face reveal, Dallas just leans over to me and he goes, "Is that Troy Oboyo 17?" And it took everything in my being not to burst out laughing.
I looked at pictures and I was comparing us and I was like, we're not that similar, are we? But it's just the fact that we're both white men with this shape of a head, with that swoopy hair and glasses. Yeah. And thank God, I didn't tell anybody this. Like about 6 months ago, part of me was like, I kind of want to get those like clear, transparent plastic glasses. I think that those are like fashionable, right? Those look kind of nice. Yeah. And every fiber of my being's like, thank God I didn't get those glasses because that'd be worse. And then it was even worse and we'll get it. We'll start talking about the beginning, but like I just need to get this out of the way first because I'm apparently a fucking serial killer.
You're a psychopath, yeah.
When he started talking about billionaires, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a permanent joke now.
Dallas did also lean over to
God
me and
damn it, Dallas. That's why I grew the mustache.
As soon as he said billionaires, Dallas just went like, huh.
Listen, all I know is I got more followers than the Riddler.
Troy, how's your singing?
I've got more followers than the Riddler. That's all I gotta say.
You do?
What a little bitch.
I love Dallas.
That bitch doesn't follow anyone back.
Yeah, whose ratio is with
insane.
the
I know one person who's mutual with the Riddler, and he likes to call himself a clown a lot. Clearly.
Oh boy,
yeah,
we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into that. We gotta build up to the thing that people want to hear.
We're doing this chronologically, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But I do want to say one more thing about the Riddler and like the social media aspect of it. We'll get to it. But my favorite thing in movies is to look at the usernames in social media interfaces. Like I did the same thing for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like just things that they type and then the usernames, and it was no different for this movie. Hilarious. These were some of the funniest like usernames that I've ever seen.
And then when they did the close up on them, I was like, oh fuck yeah, they're proud of them.
Yeah,
they're like, we did something here.
You know,
I want to know who wrote those. Like, was it Matt?
Paul
I'm
Dano
assuming-
wrote those.
Oh, Paul Dano. Okay, that makes sense.
No, that's all of Riddler's followers. It's just Paul Dano.
It was my
How many of them are-
subscribers, actually.
How many of them are bots, though? Like, how many of them
They're
are
just the
bots?
Snyder fans trying to
Oh
get rid
no!
of this Batman.
no.
Oh no! You said this
No,
is
you
on the
said
main
it, not
channel.
us.
You can't say that. Oh no!
You said it, not us.
I said it. I said it.
Uh,
Come at me. I don't care. I don't care. I
but
don't
yeah,
care
you
what
want to go
happens to me.
chronologically?
Yeah, let's start.
Chronologically speaking,
So
the
everyone
opening of
make
this movie
fun
is
of me
fucking
because
perfect.
I was scared.
Yep.
I was so scared. I was a little
You're
baby.
so
I was
scared.
so
Well,
scared
Michael
at the
Myers wasn't in
beginning.
this
I know.
movie. It's not that scary.
I know, but it was so scary. It was like Michael Myers. He's just standing there like Michael Myers. I was so
The guy
scared.
was the guy had a watermelon on his head. I was like, whoa, that's pretty metal.
When Mayor Mitchell moves, this was one of the things where
Yeah.
when he moves, the entire theater went, oh,
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
the
was
way
like,
that the fucking
hell yeah,
the reflection in his glasses from the TV that just like
It
glazes
just
them
flashes
over.
on.
It's
Yeah.
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's insane. And it's
And I
like
like
that
how he
attention to
doesn't
detail. I
move.
fucking love it.
his
Yeah.
eyes follow him. Like when he moves to the side, he just goes, and he tracks him back. He's so still.
He's
It's
terrifying.
so creepy.
And that
Yeah.
painful, like muffled.
I put a lot into
scream.
this performance. Thank you for the
Yeah.
compliment.
I noticed.
The painful muffled scream he gives. As
His
he, like,
scream's
bonks him on the head,
terrifying.
It's scary as
Yeah.
shit. That's
love
That's disturbing.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
I
his kid
didn't-
dressed up as? What the fuck was that? Was
I-
It was a
when I
ninja.
saw that-
like
was that
you know-
Azrael?
You know, for a second when I saw that, I was like, "Is Batman watching like someone get murdered?"
I think
was
that's
like,
the point. That's definitely
Yeah.
the intention. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
Because-
that. I thought that was great.
because like when he like stabs him, I'm like, "Oh wait, he's like getting." Oh no, that's his kid. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
one
oh,
of the
that's
people
kinda weird.
that I
Surprise!
saw
It's
the
Rachel
movie,
Ghoul again.
Yeah.
and he's
Ducard?
also white.
He's a child this time.
Yeah.
In one of the people that I saw the movie with leaned over to me and they went, "Is that Batman's family?" And I was like, "No, what? What? Get murdered by ninjas?" Like,
That would be different. That would
Yeah.
be
It
that
would
would
be
be
different.
unique. That would be
Yeah.
one of the most unique movies of the
unique
past
movies
decade.
of the decade.
Batman Earth Zero, I guess, or some shit.
The most unique.
There's a lot of
spoiler
Earth One influences.
review.
in
There's
this
a
movie.
lot of
Oh,
Earth
yeah.
One
Yeah,
influence.
which we'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about. But like Martha is an Arkham.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that.
I loved that they spoke about that.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
really
that.
cool.
That was a part of it. That was great.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and we'll talk about the. You guys didn't do the ARG stuff from the website and the
No.
credits. Yeah, I'll talk. We can talk about that later
Okay. Yeah.
because I did,
Cool.
and it's a lot. It's
Mhm.
a whoa. It's wild.
I just
Um,
visited the website and I got a page with
You didn't
like
do
a
the
code.
riddles. You couldn't
I-
figure out the riddles.
I did do some of them. I just didn't get every image.
You're
I
not the
guess.
Batman. You're not the Batman.
Yeah, I'm not. I hated this movie. Right? I forgot.
It's a 6-letter word. Unique.
But no, and so that opening scene is fucking fantastic and terrifying. The only thing, this is actually my only real problem with the movie. I love this movie to goddamn death. This is a near perfect movie.
Mhm.
Title drop. They could have done a great one. There was so much room for a perfect title drop.
There are a
it's-
lot
I- I
of
was
sequences
talking
that
to-
end like title drops.
I
The
hate to
Cars
bring. I
sequence
hate to
kinda
bring up
ends
this
like that.
movie. I hate to be this. When I was watching Free Guy about a week ago,
No.
I'm sorry. I'm hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. When I was watching Free Guy, I was watching with Olivia, and I leaned over to Olivia, and I was like, I really hate when movies just start with the title. You know, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I really think that the title drop is an art. You know, imagine
Yeah.
if it had been, "Who are you supposed to be? I'm Vengeance," and then boom, the Batman. What would it fucking sick?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's just the title is so perfect for a title drop, and I was like, ah man.
Yeah.
See,
Doesn't
but if
matter.
they did that, you're opening up the perfect meme. Where
I
it's
know,
like I'm
exactly.
vengeance, and then you just do anything else
Shrek.
in
Penis.
the font.
Yeah.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Twilight.
Yeah.
But no, I still love the opening and then the scene after after the mayor's death, the fucking with the signal and the watermelon guy
It's
and then
modern
Mr.
day Batman. Everyone was talking about Art Deco, but like it's modern day Batman. This is like it's a real modern day world, and I like that. I don't
Well,
know.
Art Deco's just like a style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
You
not.
know-
But it leans towards like a unknowable time period, right? There's like you can't really tell what.
I mean,
time
they're
it is.
smartphones.
There's smarphones.
there's
People are.
FaceTime.
You know how I measure
One
it?
thing I noticed actually, this is fucking Apple. So I learned this about Apple's like product placement, right?
Oh yeah.
Apple won't allow a villain to use an Apple product. That's like a really
That's pretty great.
It's a
It's in
crazy
Knives
thing.
Out too. You can kind of notice in Knives Out.
Yeah, and so
Riddler's an Android user, big green.
no, but then he FaceTimes somebody. I was like, oh wait, is Apple saying that they're okay with the Riddler? Apple's
No, they're okay
anti-billionaire.
No, I guess they're okay with Gil Colson. I guess. Wait, no,
right,
is
he
it?
was-
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
his phone, right?
But I noticed
But-
in the reflection of his glasses, I saw a notch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I saw a notch.
When Rob's voiceover started,
Thank you.
I
Thank you for
just, like,
keeping us on track.
yeah, no, it's okay. I under my breath, I just went, fuck.
It's so
I
good.
just started laughing.
I even knew it was coming too because I read that it was going to be. I read that was going to be a thing. It's
I didn't know
perfect.
it.
It's so great.
I
Do they-
I got a little misty eyed. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I was like, I just have wanted that for
Yeah.
so long.
More narration in
Did they do
movies.
that-
Narration's
Did they do
good.
that only at the beginning and the end, or did they do that anywhere in the middle?
I
Were there
think
They
bits and
do
pieces
it once in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's once in the middle.
because I can't remember when that was.
Yeah, it was
but-
perfect. That whole scene, the tension,
It's
everything about
fantastic.
it, from the way that it's shot to the narration, the acting of everybody, like all the people that are performing crimes, and
The guy from Titans.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course, the guy from Titans.
Honestly,
But
Guy from
it's-
Titans, not bad. Just saying it in that scene.
Yeah.
Not the show, in the scene.
You're gonna hawk. I'm gonna dove, baby.
You're gonna avenge us,
jack,
I'm gonna
reach.
hey, that's my joke. You can't do that. You can't say that on the podcast.
You didn't
Um,
say it, buddy. No, but it was a perfect scene. I think that might be one of the most perfect,
Yeah.
like hero introductions that
By
I've ever
far.
seen in it.
The way that it zooms in onto the like the way that the camera just slowly pushes in onto shadows, and like when the I don't like calling them criminals, but I guess that's what I gotta call them when
It's
people are they're committing
the
crimes.
element.
So I guess that
They are criminals,
That's
yeah.
the definition I get of criminal, I suppose. But when they expect to see Batman and like the camera implies like, oh, your Batman's gonna step out of the shadows, and he doesn't because he's not even fucking there. It's fucking great. It's perfect. It's such a great use of the mythos and of like the idea. Like it's essentially a short film to establish tone. You know, you
It
could
feels
cut
brought
these
out from
first
the
20
page.
minutes.
It feels like
Yeah.
something I would have read exactly in a comic book that just
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
onto the screen. So-
Something that I really appreciated, like just one aspect, is that so they all begin their crimes, right? They're all in the midst of it, and it's when Rob goes, like, I can't be everywhere. And like that's like what we're starting to build up to is the implication that they're scared that he's there. But it's the helicopters that are going around the city, and it's when they shine their spotlights on the criminals for whatever reason. I thought it was a little strange, but I'll let it pass. But they shine the light on the criminals, and like they're in the perfect circle, right? And then when they move the light and they move on, and then the criminals look up because the light's there. But when the helicopter moves, you see the bat signal, and it's almost like the bat signal is shining down upon them.
Yeah.
And it gives this feeling of like that you feel as a viewer, but also you can kind of tell that they're thinking, oh, that's for me.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
feels more
when
personal.
Yeah.
they because after they all notice it, they all turn to the shadows, and that's when the slow push-in happens.
Yeah.
And it's just such a nice touch. Everything is so meticulously placed to make you feel exactly what the filmmakers want. And that feels so unique to this sort of to like superhero movies. You just don't get that. Like everything feels like it required effort. It didn't feel like it was the easy way out or the way that you thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like the bat signal in general is something that like as growing up I kind of always took for granted because media just kind of always was just like this is just how the police talk to him. But
Yeah.
this movie really like hammer in the opening really hammer home like what it is and what it represents, and I adore that. It's
They
so
stay on
great.
that bat signal for so long in the entire opening. It's slowly
Yeah.
steaming up like the water, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty perfect.
You could argue that this is a weird. Never mind. I was going to say something really stupid. I was
Yeah.
going to say you could argue that the bat signal goes through an arc in this movie, and then I was about to say it. I was like, that's dumb to say, but it kind of does. The idea of the bat signal goes through an arc.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a
I
change.
like
in that.
how much it's used in the movie. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
this is the most it's ever been used in any of the movies.
Because I wonder if a lot of other
times.
I mean I know Schumacher was really campy with it and stuff. And those movies are better than people give them credit for and stuff. But like, I wonder if Nolan was like kind of embarrassed by it in a way. I wonder if Nolan was just like, this is such a kind of campy idea of just a big light with a bat on it that it doesn't.
Even the way
fit
it looks
tone.
in those movies, it just looks like a wonky light. That's all.
It feels embarrassed to be itself.
Yeah, it was like but this movie, I think it understood that it's more than just like iconography.
Yeah,
it's bigger.
What I think Nolan got the most right he ever got the bat signal. I almost said the Batmobile. The most right that he ever got the bat signal was again in the opening of The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
when like the criminals are like looking up and they're like, "Ah, no, I don't like tonight, man." Like it's kind of like the same idea, but this movie just goes deeper with it.
Yeah,
it ties it a lot more distinctive visually, I guess.
You just feel the dread, and like the soundtrack is it feels like a horror movie. I remember when BVS came out, Ben Affleck said that his opening scene was like a horror movie. I'm like,
just like one shot.
Yeah.
One shot's creepy.
It was one awkward shot of him up, and they even did that better in this movie. It was one awkward shot of him in the corner, and I was like, no, this is a horror movie. That was just kind of like, ooh, a little spooky.
Because you see it on a script level as kind of a horror movie too. Where
I would love to. I'm dying to read the script for that scene.
It should be out soon.
I would love to see how they describe that, because like that's got to be some good fucking prose right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just to maintain that tone.
Yeah.
And then so we get all that, and that's fucking fantastic. And then we get Mr. Titans, and then Nostalgia Critic. That guy looks like the Nostalgia Critic.
Wait, which guy?
The guy that gets his ass beat. That looks like Doug Walker.
Does it actually?
Look at the two of them. They look too similar.
Maybe.
I see it at least.
What was the controversial review that he did? That
The Wall. That was the real.
Oh yeah.
This is for the wall. This is for the wall. Actually, I believe that this Batman's a big Pink Floyd fan.
Yeah.
Fucking. This is another thing. I'm sorry. I keep on talking.
No,
so much to say.
Brian, that's why you're here, because we know you got good shit to say.
Exactly, and
because you're smart.
Because I hated the movie.
And funny. Yeah, and Mithi hated the movie, so it's like. By the way, for the record, because this is on the main channel, Mithi did not hate the movie.
I did not
We're
hate
just
the
making
movie.
fun of
this
him.
Is
He
a
was
joke.
just.
I did not hate the movie.
He had.
I said the movie
tweets.
was unique, and that means that it was.
He had very cryptic tweets, and
a
lot of people automatically assumed he hated it. And it was very funny.
Batman, huh?
Batman. I can't wait for that.
I forgot the S. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. What were you gonna say?
No. So again, I like. It's just perfect building, like because we go to the shadows again, but this time they don't see the bat signal. The bat signal comes. No, it's just before that actually. Jay Lecurgo, I think.
Lecargo, I think.
Lecargo.
Yeah, I
Lecargo.
think so.
He sees it, and it's when you hear his footsteps. It's cool, but it's kind of hilarious as well.
I love his footsteps. Bailey said it. Bailey tweeted it. He has cowboy boots. He has spurs on his feet. And I know like that could be seen as silly, but I think that's the coolest fucking thing. Just like, so everywhere he goes, it's like, he's there instantly. And like the ground is like shaking.
I feel really bad for the editor who had to add in all of those Foley effects for every single fucking time the suit moved. Because Jesus, it's not Premiere, because they definitely didn't edit this on Premiere.
No, they used Final Cut.
Whatever timeline that was.
That's what they use. Hell yeah.
Yeah. They used Premiere.
Avid.
They used Avid.
No, they did.
They used iMovie actually.
Wait, they did?
They did. Yeah, that's what they edit most films on.
I guess, but I thought they would have switched over to
I thought they used iMovie.
No, they use
Windows
Sony Vegas 2013.
Hit Film Express.
No, but what's another interesting aspect about this movie, and tying it into the footsteps, is like diegetic versus non-diegetic sound. And for those who don't know, like diegetic sound meaning like it's within the world of the film, non-diegetic meaning it's like, so think about it like music that you hear within the film that the characters can hear. Diegetic, non-diegetic can't hear it. It's like the soundtrack. And what I like is that, and Mithi, you talk about this in your Raw Thoughts video, which everyone should go watch.
Oh, thank you.
The sound design was incredible in this film. It was literally incredible. And I love how the footsteps kind of start with the music, and it's this wonderful mixture of diegetic and non-diegetic until it becomes completely diegetic.
Yeah.
It's Like, no, those, because you think, are those footsteps? And no, they are.
Yeah.
They're absolutely and then he just comes out of the shadows and you're like, oh shit.
It's that thing of like when you
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
It's that thing when you watch a really good trailer and the music is perfectly in sync
Yeah.
with certain sound effects and certain transitions, and then when you watch the movie, it doesn't have. Then you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But this movie had it in the trailers and it has it here.
I know you love Mission Impossible. Fallout,
I didn't bring it. I didn't even bring it up.
I know, but when I didn't hear the with his arms, I'm like, this scene fucking sucks now. This is terrible.
Why didn't they fight the friction? They should have fought the friction.
Yeah, honestly, I totally agree.
Could you imagine speaking of music, though, fight the friction in the entire film?
Do we think that Something in the Way was in this movie 100 times because of the trailer, or was that always the start?
I think it was always the plan. I think so.
Because they play it 3 times, and granted, it works every time.
I don't know. I don't know if it was the
I
plan for the last scene. I don't know if it was a plan for the last scene. I think
Yeah.
it was a plan for that opening scene, which we will get to the opening scene. Ooh, but
Dallas. Ooh, sorry, Mithi, go.
No. But I think it was in the cards at least for that opening scene, and I don't remember where it was in the middle. I don't know if it was in the last.
Because I find it interesting how that song has been completely tied to this movie.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't believe any other like trailer song has.
Yeah.
And
no.
it's just because it fits the tone so
it is a
fucking well.
Perfect mood setter. Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah.
For this.
And I'm sure a lot of people only heard of it from.
I don't even love Nirvana that much. That's gonna get me more shit than not.
Yeah,
liking
that's
this
a no.
movie. I don't even love Nirvana that much, but that was.
Well, I think Nirvana is unique.
Yeah, I do.
Most unique band of that decade. No, but Dallas and I had this thing going like weeks before the movie in the Twitter group chat. You guys would have seen it, but we both believed that there would be we were like, there's absolutely going to be a Nirvana needle drop, absolutely going to happen, and then we got it like 3 times.
Yeah, it was great.
And we thought it was going to be a heart-shaped box, and then when it was Something in the Way, we were like, oh shit. And then we made the joke after the movie that they spent so much on the song for the trailer, they were like, we might as well get our money's
for everything
in the movie. Yeah.
I would be interested to see, because it's like, this is for future stuff, but like, what if the future movies in this trilogy each use a different song from either from Nirvana or from another similar tone band? I think that'd be kind of sick.
What's the
to maintain an identity
that would still kind of work?
I'm Blue Dabba-Dee.
They do Katy that for Perry's the third Firework.
It's just
that's when he gets the blue suit.
Again.
Yeah, I'm Blue Dabba-Dee Dabba-Da.
God.
But another example of like diegetic versus non-diegetic is, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Is it that I believe that he was always listening to that song? I think that song was diegetic.
Yeah,
he was always listening to it in his headphones.
Absolutely was.
Yeah,
because like, I think it actually switches.
Yeah,
it does switch at a time. I do remember that.
Yeah, but like. When he gets back to the Batcave, we'll come back.
Yeah, okay.
We'll circle back just to finish this.
Before he gets back to the
Batcave, down, I'm like, he did it.
Before we get to the Batcave, the scene with the commissioner, I don't have too many things to say, but
love that.
The guy, when the commissioner shows up, I'm like, that guy's fucked up. He did something bad. He's a bad guy.
He's a cop in Gotham. What did you expect? Of course he fucking is.
Gordon's also a cop in Gotham, and I didn't get those vibes from him. That guy shows up,
to be honest, I got those vibes for a second. When Batman was like, you're not corrupt.
You thought there was going to be something?
For a second, I was like, wait, is he gonna be like? I know I said that in a video, and it was a weird take to have. But like for a second, I was like, were they gonna do like a twist that like Gordon was in on something?
I thought they were gonna because
maybe in the future they might. But it's like Jeffrey's face. I was like, wait, fuck, is he?
Do you know what I was thinking in that moment? I had weird flashbacks to Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the movie, where if you've watched the movie, they've done things with that, and Brian is rolling his eyes accordingly because I was getting kind of weird, nasty flashbacks to that. I was like, please don't do that. Please, can we not do that? And they didn't. And I'm like, okay.
It's like the worst twist.
Yeah.
I have not seen that movie, so I have no opinion on that.
Don't watch it. Not good.
But also when he's like, the kid found him, I was like, no.
It's fucked.
That's a good moment, but
it's great. It's I love that whole crime scene.
Yeah.
It's
that's
fantastic.
That's a perfect way to start something in the way too. Like right from that moment as you're looking at this kid, and that's when you start the song. I think that is my favorite.
It's also really cool that the majority of the first trailer, that first fandom trailer, is in the first like 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, like we go in relatively fresh and blind in a way.
Yeah.
And I think
there's
that's really
a part of me that wonders, and they definitely didn't, but I wonder if they shot this in order. Because
no, because I remember hearing
The Graveyard Shift was first though. They shot that very early on.
That's
oh
true.
no, they
That's
did.
true.
Yeah, they did.
Because
You're
I
right, you're
remember
absolutely
reading
right.
some, not reading, I'm watching some interviews with Rob and him talking about like him having to do voiceover in ADR, which obviously, I don't know, and him talking about like the Batman voice and having to like regain it, which his Batman voice is fucking perfect.
It's great.
It's,
fucking love it.
my favorite Batman voice.
Yeah, by far. I mean,
Because
like
for the longest time,
feels-
it Begins was my favorite Batman voice, and then this has top.
this is similar to Begins in a way. It's just kind
It
of like
is,
it's just like a gruff. It's just like a. It's not like.
But like in Begins, he says, "Can you drive stick?" I can't imagine. Actually, maybe I can imagine this Batman saying. I was having
Batman's
this
like you have a lot of cats. This
I was
is a
ha-
surprisingly
that's
funny
true.
Batman.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
having this thought experiment. You know how
Thumb
every-
drive.
that's the
That was
best
the
line in the
funniest.
movie. That's the best line in the fucking movie.
I see that line and I raise you every one of Penguin's lines,
It's
which we'll
true.
talk about the Penguin.
Also, I was having this thought experiment, right? Everyone made fun of the line in Kilmer's movie where he says, "I'll get drive-through." But I can also
I could
see
see him
other.
saying
I can see
I
this
can see
Batman
him
saying
saying
that, right? I can see a lot of Batman saying
I
that. and
cannot
see
wait
this
for the Batman Chapter 2 McDonald's ad where
Yeah.
Batman drives through McDonald's.
No, he says, "I'll get drive-through," and he drives through his Little Caesars. That's what he does.
There's no such thing as a
there
Little
has
Caesars
to be
drive-through,
a-
and there should be.
There,
They
I
have
feel
they
like
have
there
hot
is.
and ready
Is there
pizzas
not?
for a fucking reason. I shouldn't have to get out of my car to get a hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. I just want a hot and ready pizza calzone in the shape of a bat instantly. I
wanna
have
wait
to
for
get
it.
out of it. It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The signal should be.
That's my
a
review
signal
of
for you to
Little
get one.
Caesars.
Yeah, that's honestly more important
My
than the actual
hot take.
movie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your hot and ready take.
Also, I don't like that you said that, Brian. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Oh, we gotta
Good one.
fuck. We gotta fuck in that scene. And
We
then-
did.
got-
Happy
we got a
fucking
fuck.
One
Halloween.
fuck and the
Alright.
guy was killed. So that just
Ha-
says
Don't
don't
tell
say
Olivia.
fuck, everybody. Don't
Yeah.
say bad words.
Good
or
message
the
for
Riddler,
kids.
Will, the Riddler
Yeah.
will kill you.
Yeah.
I just
With
love
rats.
that crime scene so much.
It's so
like,
good.
You just he walks in. I like how slow this Batman is.
Mhm.
He's very like he's
His-
just very
his
like
suit
just
feels
waiting.
heavy.
He's like a shark.
Yeah.
He's like just
like that.
wading through things.
Yeah.
And you could just here's the thing is I think it's became a joke to call Christian Bale's Batman dumb. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that a
Like,
little bit.
Yeah.
And people will do that for
And-
this Batman too, eventually as well. I think.
It's
Because they do
very
that for
easy to
everyone, I'm
frame
saying.
Batman. It's very easy to say that Batman is dumb in anything. I call
Yeah.
Batman dumb all the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, look at you.
yeah, look at me because I'm the Riddler.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that I'm smarter than Batman. That's my
No, you're
thing.
not as smart as I thought you were.
Ave Maria.
Oh, dork!
I can sing better than you.
You
Batman.
got to answer all of my riddles and get all of my trophies. There wasn't a single Riddler
There's
trophy in this movie.
6,000 of them.
Why was there no Riddler trophies?
No
Yeah.
Riddler trophies. Bad movie.
Yeah.
No, that was the thumb drive. He took a trophy. We all said. We all knew this.
I want
No.
to see that edited now, where you get the notification, achievement unlocked.
No, instead of the emails, it's just a bunch of achievements. No, but like I like you could. It's a testament to Rob's acting. You could just see that he's thinking.
Yeah.
And I like that he's beating the police in all of these. Like when he
All
like
of the
walks
riddles.
over and he sees where the carpet, what we find out later to be the carpet tool.
Yep.
And the forensic photographer kind of is like, oh shit, like he noticed that.
Mhm.
And then she takes the photo and he's just like, he just is really smart.
Yeah.
And that's what I had heard of the preview screenings. Like, this is the smartest Batman.
Yeah.
And you believe
And
it.
and like when they're like, oh, the thumb was probably cut off after death, and he's like, no, it was cut off after because of, I don't remember what word he said,
I don't
because
know
of some
what word
sciencey
it
thing.
either. Yeah.
But like, and they're like, oh, fuck you, man. They're like he's such an asshole to these cops, and I love it.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh, yeah.
blowing them out of the water with how
In the
smart he
scene
is.
he has later with Gordon, where he's like, do you think he had it coming? And I'm like, yeah, just saying you didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
you
I know. It's
I'm like,
great.
yeah.
He was a cop in
No, this
Gotham.
Batman's really anti-cop.
I
And-
love
it.
And
Not
when-
to get
when-
all me, but fuck, I love that.
yeah, he like in the scene that we've seen in the trailer where like he wakes up and he's surrounded by all the cops. He's like, I got you on assaulting an officer. He's like, you're gonna have me on assaulting 3. And I was like,
fucking
Jesus
love that.
Christ.
I love this goddamn guy.
He's so pissed off.
He's
It's awesome.
almost Green Arrow-y in a way. This is
Yeah.
kind of this is the Green Arrow movie I've
because
been
Arrow
looking
stole
for.
from the Batman movies, right? So now
Yeah, they're
Batman's
stealing from
from
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
It's a Miles Peters situation where they stole from
Just keep going back and forth. Oh,
but
But-
the scene where is there anything else we want to the riddles in this movie
Yeah.
Great.
Good.
Fucking
Good riddles.
riddles.
Also,
I just
guess we
watched
can
the
talk about
Batman
later,
2004, and there weren't that many good riddles. I'm sorry.
I'm
but
not always in support of that show, especially when it
Yes,
comes to
you
the
are.
Riddler.
Yes, you are.
I
That's
don't
your whole
love the
thing.
Riddler in that show.
Oh, I like the Riddler in that show.
You don't love Riddler's long hair
I
and his
do.
Marilyn
Fuck
Manson?
you. I actually do. Hang on. Am I going to be the one defending that show now?
I think you are going to be the one defending that show.
Fuck you. Fuck you guys. I love that design.
That's fine.
I don't like that design.
But the riddles in that show were like very basic, and then they're like, "What does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still." I had to stop myself from being like, "Ha!"
Also, hey Troy, I want to ask you a good question. An important question.
Oh, fuck you.
What's black and blue?
Oh, go fuck yourself. I was right. I was right.
No, you weren't.
Last week,
Not
Brian was like,
really.
"Oh, I think that's editing stuff. I actually think that's going to be a really good riddle, and you're going to be wrong." No, it's
I was
not.
wrong. I was
it was
wrong.
the same goddamn riddle. It's the same thing. What does it mean, man? He ran out of riddles. He ran out of riddles by the time he went to jail. He was like, "I don't know what to say."
Here's the thing: is when we find out through the context of that scene. I mean, we know that he's psychotic, but like we just find out that here's an interesting thing. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
sorry,
fine.
just to like prove a point.
A lot
here.
of it. 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
We'll come back.
Yeah, that happened so late in the movie. It's kind of crazy. I was really interested by that choice.
Post Falcone stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I thought it was really going to be in the middle.
Yeah.
I really did.
No.
But we find out that this Riddler is like, he's not like unhinged and like, you know, like really competent. Like, I mean, he's competent, but like you kind of you get the feeling that he's really flying by the seat of his pants.
He's a loser.
Like,
yeah, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Because he's like me.
It's just
He's someone that
he like me for real.
Like me.
I said this somewhere.
He said billionaires. He's a loser. What's the difference?
He's someone who I don't want to be his friend. I don't want to be his enemy. I don't want to be associated with him. Get him as far away from me as possible. Yeah. That's what I think of when I think of this Riddler. I think that's
the thing I noticed, and what we can talk. He's more Jim Carrey than Arkham Riddler, which that interested me.
Yeah,
like with that scene with the you know who, he was like getting all silly, and I was like,
he ends up
that's
a little.
Not what I expected from this guy.
He does ends up a little bit. I mean, I guess that scene is kind of Arkham-y, where he's like, "Oh, I had my plan and it failed," and it's like, that feels like something.
When I think of Arkham Riddler, I think of like the annoying like, "You're so stupid, Dark Knight. I'm smarter than you." You know,
that was way too good an impression.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the Riddler.
Really are the
Riddler.
Riddler.
Fuck, god damn it! I hate this.
Change your entire scheme.
I tried to do a J. Jonah Jameson cosplay for Spider-Man, and I turned out to do a Riddler cosplay for this.
Brian, if you do your Batman cosplay,
Brian, I will get you tickets to Comic-Con. I honestly will, and we'll do that. Honestly, do you want to come to Comic-Con? We could go together. I could get you a pass. We'll do it. Let's do it.
We would kill it. We'd be the talk of the town.
You both have to do a duet of Ave Maria, though. I need to see that as well.
We'll do the commentary in cosplay.
In character too.
In character.
Hey guys.
Hi. Thanks for 500 followers.
Rewinding back to the kid. That's a sweet fucking moment right there.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love like it's unsaid. This does a really good job of not fucking holding your hand, and like it's the perfect way to do the this character. Don't worry, like we're not.
Do you think people didn't get that?
If they didn't, they're never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I think they got it. I'm gonna have to assume it's very obvious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's great. I really like that. It's
that
such
goes back to a point. Sorry, Troy.
No, go. No, go.
But like that just goes back to my point about this movie earlier, where it feels so different because it doesn't feel the need to just say things.
Yeah.
It'll just give you a quiet moment, and it'll just show you something. And I don't want to be like, God, I already said the Snyder thing.
I was gonna also say, I'll say it for you. Can I say it for you? Can I please say it for you?
If we're gonna say the same thing,
I'm really glad this movie doesn't have a scene where we establish that Bruce's parents died, and then that Bruce is really sad about this shit, and it becomes overly complicated and poisons the rest of the movie.
I was gonna say something way worse.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy.
Unlike a Marvel movie.
This movie's better than Spider-Man No Way Home. That's what
they just tell you everything.
Yeah.
They're like, they tell you how to feel. They tell you what they're thinking. And it's like, no, you should act. act,
Yeah.
direct.
This
like,
was a good
display.
show don't tell. Good example of that. Yeah.
God.
I fucking it's oh god, I love the way this movie presents information. The contact, is that the next thing after those contacts that he has?
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know that was in the movie.
I didn't know that either.
Was that
those
in
are
anything?
sick.
That's cool.
Those
as
are
shit.
great.
Yeah,
because they're so inconvenient.
Yeah,
they're so terribly inconvenient.
It really gives you a new meaning to he's blind as a bat. You know,
That's so true.
He really is.
When he's taking them off his eyes are. He looked
So
like
red,
he just took the biggest rip of it, like a of a device.
Yeah. What device could that? Is
Sorry,
it the Riddler trophy?
I forgot
Riddler
that
trophies
this
are all
might-
bongs.
I don't know. I wanted to be PG, even though we
Nah,
curse.
you know what
I
this
know.
channel is.
I mean, this movie's rated differently in what
I'm
Europe
gonna
or
censor.
something.
I'm gonna have to censor things. That's okay. I plan on it.
Yeah.
I
But
just
like,
didn't wanna
you'd
have you do a lot of
you'd
work.
think he would have just put all that shit in the helmet.
No,
But no, the helmet has nothing. And I think that's so fucking funny.
it's just like a plate of metal that gets bullet.
The
wounds
helmet
on
is
it,
just a
so people
helmet, and
shoot
then
at
he's
it.
like, this crazy tiny tech I'm gonna put directly in my eyeball instead of
And
as
it's
a
like
lens.
gelatin. It's not
Yeah.
even like stiff. It was like the way that it like moved on. I was like,
the Foley
oh,
effect
yeah.
that happens when he puts it in the thing. It's like a
Yeah.
Like,
And also, like, the videos from those contacts are all red, and in like,
because
red.
Batman loves when the Batman is red.
The Batman is red.
Bruce loves when the Batman is red.
Yeah.
oh wait, we kind of skipped over this, but I like that we didn't see him doing it, but like little glimpses that were in the first trailer. I thought that was going to be like test footage because you see like the helmet and like the bag.
Oh, the red
cowl in the
stuff.
bag.
And
Yeah,
he's
and,
like
like-
actually just wearing it, like in the
No,
train.
he's like he went into like a fucking alleyway,
Yeah.
like a red alleyway, and he was just putting it on. I like that he just went into it like he was walking through the city,
yeah.
and then he went into a random alleyway. He's like, I'm gonna change into Batman. Like he just
I
feels
really
gross.
like how much he changes back and forth. He's constantly kind of changing back and forth.
He's in the
to suit
suit
his
a
needs.
lot. He's in.
Yeah.
I think Xavier
Yeah.
tweeted this. He's in the suit like 85% of this movie, and it's
My
like
theory
it's
is that the suit,
what we've
part of
been
the suit
asking
is
for.
just inverted. Like, you know, when his like hoodie and shit. I feel like this is just a theory. I don't know if it's
That's the
true,
thing from
so
the
you
New
can
52,
flame
I
me.
think.
Like you just
had it
invert
so the
it,
symbol
but you
came
can
put it
off, and he
on.
could put on a hood. And
Yeah,
it,
yeah. I feel like there's something going on there where he's
like
it's
because
a
he pulls the
tactical bag that
wingsuit and
he's
it
carrying
just
around.
pops out. You could argue, yeah, I'm sure there's something like that.
Yeah,
I did a jump when he did that.
Yeah.
That was probably there were some unbelievable things that happened in this movie. Very little, but like that was the one where I went.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, that was a little too quick.
yeah.
That's fair.
It was like I don't even know how it happened. That's how quick it was.
Yeah.
He just went like boop, and it kind of looked like a jump cut,
Yeah.
like where he was just in it. Then
Yeah,
And
I
was
almost
what the
feel
fuck
like
happened there?
I'm interested in like the groundedness of this movie, because at the same time as like you have contact lenses that are always recording, which ethically speaking, come on, Batman, you got to tell people you're recording them.
But that symbol should be
come on,
replaced
man.
with the photography.
Come on, man, that's
we have-
illegal in the state of California.
Yeah.
But like they're on top of that, the Batmobile's just a fucking muscle car, and he has to have a wingsuit to glide. And the gadgets are this kind of interesting blend of like really comic booky, but then also even more grounded than the Nolan movies were.
Which
and
makes
I almost
me
wonder
interested
the
in how they
wingsuit-
would do.
Maybe they're
makes me
going to
interested-
progressively do this.
Yeah, I wonder how they would do something like Mr. Freeze, where that is you go either the 2004 route where it's fucking wacky as shit, or you do stuff
Yeah,
that
it's
is a
like
little
powers.
bit more. Yeah, and you could do stuff that's a little bit more grounded. And I wonder how Reeves is going to balance that, because he's definitely going to balance that in a different way, but I don't know what that looks like. Like, how would you do Clayface? I don't know how you do Clayface.
Yeah, I think
You could,
I think
but
there's
I don't
something
know.
interesting you could do with. I used to believe that Superman would like not be able to fit in this universe, and I don't know if it could either. And Reeves has said that he like did not really. He left.
They shouldn't
room
mess
to
with it
happen,
until he's.
But I don't
happy
think
to
they
do
should.
it.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's like if they were to do a story, I think there is an interesting thing to do. And we talked about it last week, I think. There's an interesting thing where Bruce could be like, "Fuck, superpower people are showing up now, and I have to up my game and stuff." You know, I think you could do something similar with the villains. Reeves said in an interview about the Who cameo, which I will get to and stuff. But he
Which
was
is
like,
Voldemort,
he wanted
for the record.
he wanted to tell a story about how like about the I think the arc of this trilogy is going to be how are Batman's villains formed. It's an origin for them, less so than an origin for Batman. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot.
There was
of
actually a
ways you can go
scene
with
cut
that.
for you know who.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
I heard about this.
Yeah,
and
it's going to be in the
that
home
they did.
release.
I'm very
Interesting.
glad that they did. From what I heard about that scene,
I think it would have been strange.
I
think
wonder
a
if-
sequel with that could actually be very interesting. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have no context for the scene, and honestly, I don't want any. I'll
Yeah.
see it when I see it. I wonder if it'll be in the HBO Max thing though. Probably not, but
I don't
people
know,
have been
maybe.
saying that maybe, but I don't know.
yeah,
We'll get to that
I don't
later.
know.
yeah.
Also,
sorry.
do you guys like that Batcave?
I think it's cool.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I really like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I,
It works.
I'm
I had a
glad the
weird
Lego
feeling
set
about it,
didn't
but-
spoil anything. That could have.
Oh yeah. Imagine if that's what happens at the end. Is
I
he
was at a
gets
Barnes
trapped
and
into
Noble.
Wayne
I was at a
prison.
Barnes and Noble at like the day before I saw the movie, and I was like, because that day I was like, I can't be online. I'm
Yeah.
staying away from every fucking spoiler. And I was like, and I saw that set. I was like, did Barnes and Noble just spoil this movie for me? I hope not.
Does he
I was
trap
just
the
gonna say that, and then I
Riddler
left.
in a prison in his basement?
Riddler finds
just
the
keeps him
Batcave.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's the
Mithi,
ultimate.
you're
Oh,
That's
muted.
the-
Oh, you're
What?
back. No, you're back. You're back.
I don't
Don't
know
worry.
why this keeps
Sorry.
happening.
Yep.
But yeah.
What's the next scene?
That's a good question.
Alfred.
Oh
shit.
no, it's
Alfred. Yeah,
Alfred.
yeah. We'll talk about Alfred. Alfred is very good in this movie. I like him a lot.
Not a lot
You know,
of them.
he
Not a
actually
lot of 'em.
he broke his leg.
Not a lot of them.
Andy Serkis actually broke his leg, so that cane was like he actually
Oh,
did break his
interesting.
leg, so it actually helped him. He said in an
Method.
interview.
We love a good method actor.
Yeah, it is. So.
I love the relationship with Batman and Alfred in this movie. I
Yeah.
adore it.
It's
That is,
they're very
it's-
Earth One. It's very Earth One.
yeah.
Yeah.
but it's like
Mm.
it's going. It's growing. Like because I haven't read Earth 1, so I don't know like the plot of it. But it's like they do an arc of going from like an Earth 1 relationship to a Batman animated series relationship. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yep.
Like a growing in Bruce understanding that Alfred really is his father. And I fucking
Yeah.
love that. It's almost a Spider-Man thing. He says
Yeah.
the same thing to
That-
Alfred.
That scene feels like it could be
Spider-Man
from a
says to
Spider-Man movie.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they could have killed
I-
Alfred, honestly, but no, they didn't.
I
I
think
thought that they
I
did.
thought they
We
did.
all
I thought
we-
they did.
Everyone that I saw it with thought they were like, "Oh yeah, he's dead," and I
Yeah.
was really surprised. And
Yeah.
honestly, I was kind of with it. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, sure, shake it up.
Yeah.
Why not?"
I felt kind of not that I had a problem with it. Here we go. This is Piss Mithi shitting on the movie time.
Yeah. I think it's a movie.
You only like some things.
I get that the editing was cool to be like, oh, he calls her number, and then he's like, oh no, Alfred, the bomb already went off like an hour ago. I feel like that was edited strangely, and maybe if I watch it again, I'll be like, okay, no, that's fine.
I liked it. I think because it reinforced
I think it's the
this
wide
like kind
cut
of
back to
powerlessness.
like everyone else in the thing that I was like, is this meant to be kind of funny?
I was more
guess?
put off just by the existence of that character.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's
Which-
another person working
Brian,
here. But I guess he's sent because I remember he works out of he lives in Wayne Tower,
Yeah.
which
There's
that's
no,
like Golden
like,
Age shit.
Yeah.
That's literally how he was in Golden Age. I think.
But then who is this lady? Which, Brian, you said you looked something up or you know something.
So here's the thing: is that people might be surprised to know this. Batman 66 was like a huge inspiration for this movie
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
One of the
like,
characters
especially
is
in like
from
the
it.
design of the cowl.
The name of the commissioner who dies. That's a
Yeah.
character from it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm just like finding my thoughts.
Yeah.
The character Dory, I think that's her name, right? Dory.
Yeah.
Seems right.
That seems right.
What I believe to be Matt Reeves' pseudo version of the character from 66 and also in the comics, but I remember her distinctly from 66, Aunt Harriet. So it like they're not related.
that's
It's
right.
like the idea of having
Another person.
someone that's
Yeah, because there's a
also
lady that just
there.
walks around the manor that doesn't know shit, right? Like the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
That's
okay.
interesting.
Like,
I didn't
like
know
who
that.
helps out, and I think that's interesting. I'm kind of into it. There's a lot of aspects from 66 that they bring over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really would like
And
that.
Yeah, I
Really?
thought
Mm.
that's what I saw from it, and I thought it was a fun little call out. If it's
Yeah.
not that, then I'll
I
continue
could
to
definitely
think
see that. I think that's an interesting read of it, and that actually makes me like that character more. It's not that I dislike the character; I was just like put off.
Didn't add anything.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny
yeah.
now. But the Batcave it's more established in this, I guess, than it was in the Nolan movies or anything else. The Batcave is in the center of the city, like
Which
Which I
makes
think
more sense. Yeah.
that makes
And
more
I
sense.
like
and
that.
I kind of
wonder
like
if
that.
maybe the Batcave is going to spread out. It's going to start as this kind of little hut underground, and then it kind
it's
of
gonna be
becomes a
bigger.
bigger
The
thing.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
Pizza Hut? No,
No,
we're
Little
wrong-
Caesars.
wrong
Wrong
Little
pizza
Caesars.
place. We're
Yeah, yeah.
Little Caesars. house.
pizza. Yeah,
Pizza. I
We
really
were going
like.
so fast between
I know.
promoting Little Caesars and then shitting on them.
We love
and
Little
it's only
Caesars.
one
Fuck
of the
Little
two.
Caesars. Yeah, it's like we're really the Two-Face of Little Caesars. That one half loves pizza, loves the hot
One
and ready
half's
dishes.
undercooked and the other
One-
half's overcooked.
The other one's a
No.
snobby
One half is
Domino's lover.
pepperoni, one half is cheese.
Yeah.
I really liked. There are a couple things I noticed with the Batcave stuff. Firstly, I liked Alfred being like the guy doing the cipher and stuff. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
And I liked the solution to that not being like the traditional way of solving a cipher. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, drive. That's just a gorgeous.
I expected the other one to say power if he kept going on the cipher. Sorry. I'm sorry. I need to make an apology video.
No,
someone has to
make an
meme
apology
that.
video now.
Yeah.
But
that is what I thought of when I saw that. I instantly was like, "Right, power." I was like, it's just like a subconscious response.
You're a broken.
I was
you're a
gonna
broken
say,
boy.
yeah. Remember when Batman's like, "The city's broken, like me. Mithi's broken. The city's broken, like Mithi."
Yeah, like me.
Yeah,
He just like me for real.
Yeah. But the thing I really like, and this is semi-related, but I noticed it the most in the cave scene, is there is not a huge dichotomy between Bruce Wayne and Batman in this movie. And I know some people have seen that as a problem, but I fucking love it because it's treated as a character flaw.
Yeah.
Like Bruce is so deep, and this is what we were talking about last week. For those who don't know, I read Batman
Year One, right?
War on Crime. Year One and War on Crime.
Oh, War on Crime.
War on Crime. There's a moment in War on Crime where Batman says that the billionaire philanthropist lifestyle, billionaires, that lifestyle as Bruce Wayne is important to his work as Batman and to helping the city and stuff. And I can see this movie being the arc of him realizing that. I see that progress.
Yeah.
And this Bruce has not learned that. And so to him, the only way he can help is to just fucking kill Bruce Wayne and be Batman and be that kind of flawed version of what he should be. But
do you think it would have been nice to have a scene where we see Bruce doing that? Because obviously we'll talk about that scene last. But do you think we should have gotten a scene where like it's just Bruce doing something good, or do you think?
I think we get it overall throughout the movie. I think we get it with scenes with Alfred, because we don't get. I think the lack of a scene with Bruce is enough of showing that this is Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce is.
Because I was thinking something like, what if he was just standing with the mayor, like during that speech that she gives, or something like that? But I don't know if would that come off a little bit weird, because also Batman's helping out people. So I don't know. I just not that something's deliberately missing, but maybe there's something there in the 4 hour.
I think you can start the second movie and just have him be doing more stuff as Bruce, and then we can put together
and
that
then
realization.
The bat thing from Batman 2004 shows up on his phone, and he has to leave the basketball game.
If the Batwave shows up in these movies, that's the dumbest goddamn thing in the movie.
So
that's
good.
the dumbest goddamn thing from the show, Mithi. I swear to God.
Great.
I love that show, but that's the worst part of the show.
I watched the first episode the other night, Mithi, just because I was inspired by you. I was like, maybe I should go watch this show.
Why would you be inspired by me, Brian?
I don't know. That was a bad decision on my part. Don't trust me. I know, Chief. It's not very unique of me.
Yeah.
And so perhaps you could say it was very unique, actually. When he holds up the phone and he's like, through the modern miracles of Batwave, I was like, oh, this is a reason why I don't watch this show.
I think that's because I believe that show is because of the embargo. I think because the end of season 2 they get the bat signal. And I don't think they use the Batwave.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
I don't think
it shows up.
It's actually a cool
called
moment.
The Batwave.
Yeah, but the Batwave in it, you can tell it was I like that show. I made a video on that show. Season 2 commentary is done.
I just think it's.
It feels so corporate. It feels so like this is the thing that makes us different. And I'm like,
I know, but I like Marvel.
He has
movies.
a phone.
That's something that would exist in a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
a Batman Marvel movie would have.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
But no, I really love the way that they handle the Bruce Batman like dichotomy and thing, and like and when Riddler later is like that's your real self, and who that's it's shown as like a flawed thing, and I really like that.
Yeah,
I like a Batman with flaws. I like when they address the flaws.
When Batman is a
when
flawed
they don't
person,
build them up
as
positive things. Like, because you could know that someone has a flaw, but a movie could still it's almost like gaslighting in a way where it's like, no, this is cool. And
a lot of Batman media has done that. That's been a lot of Batman media.
Yeah.
Frank Miller.
No, but I like that
for a lot of them.
I like that they're addressing it. There's one line that Rob has that I think might be the single line in the movie that I can remember off the top of my head. where I think to myself, could have done a little bit better.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's in the Batcave, so it's within the scene. And Alfred is like, you need to go talk to the accountants or whatever. And Bruce just goes, I ain't got time for that. And I was like, what? This Batman doesn't. This guy doesn't seem like he's saying ain't.
Did he say
like
ain't?
a whole lot?
I don't remember
Did
him
he
saying
actually say ain't?
Yeah, he literally. I've watched this scene
because it came out as a sneak peek, which is why I'm trying to remember if he said.
No,
that.
he's like, I ain't got time for this. I was
Did
like,
he actually say
what?
that?
And he says it in like
Listen,
a weird accent.
He's got spurs on his boots. This Batman's a cowboy. What's the
is.
problem?
I ain't got time
I
for
ain't
this.
got
And I
time
was
for
like, okay, that was strange.
Yeah, that's weird.
Strange.
Yeah, I
Hugo
didn't
Strange.
remember
Doctor
that.
Strange. Multiverse
Oh
of
my
Madness.
God.
Hugo Strange would work very well in these movies.
He would be, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
I would
interesting.
love that.
Yeah.
Actually,
but like on the Bruce Wayne mask shit, there's so much discussion. Bruce Wayne is the mask. Batman is the mask.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter to me. I think that was the point of this movie to me. Is that it's like he's a guy trying to work through something and he doesn't know how to help. And by the end of this movie, he very clearly knows now, at least what helping looks like. And that's the point of it. Is because he's just a guy, and more so than any other portrayals of Bruce Wayne and Batman, this Batman feels like more like just a guy. Even when it
He
comes
feels
to
very
just,
human. Yeah.
even when it comes to him just hanging out with Alfred and like
Eating
looking
those
at
berries.
eating the berry. Were those
Should have been
berries?
nachos. Should
I
have been
didn't
nachos.
know.
That's all I'm saying.
God damn.
I wasn't sure what those were. So
They were
he should have been
blueberries.
eating the calzesi in the morning.
He
The
should.
first thing
That
he
should have
eats.
been. That should have
Yeah,
been it. Just
yeah,
full,
yeah.
So
full
freshly
little
squeezed
seasons.
Honestly,
calzesi.
what if he was eating a slice of pizza in this scene, but you didn't see the box, but you just saw it was a slice of pizza?
You saw that was a slice of pizza that was half calzone, half pizza.
Yeah. He was just eating the calzone,
Only,
bit,
and then he was like,
"What is this?"
wow, yummy, half calzone, half pizza for only $8.99. Alfred, this is a steal. Where did you get this? Little Caesar's, Master Wayne. Your father built this house with his bare hands. Michael Caine shows up specifically for the scene.
Michael Caine's the Alfred he's talking to. He just shows up.
Andy Serkis,
no.
Andy Serkis is like, I'm not doing this ad, and then they're like, fuck,
No,
we gotta get Michael Caine at least.
They're doing like a shot reverse shot, and when that comes, and it's just Michael Caine, and it
just
like
switches
just
back.
no, and then it goes back to Bruce, and he's like, "What?" And then it cuts back, and it's like fucking Andy Serkis again, and he's like,
What?
"So I solved this cipher."
From my days in the circus. Yeah.
And Bruce just goes,
Yeah,
"My
wait.
days are bleeding
Yeah.
together."
I like that he refers to his days in the army as his days in the circus. That was fun.
I honestly
didn't-
thought he worked at the circus for a second. I was
did.
like, that would be really fucking funny.
maybe he worked with
Graysons.
Zatanna's father.
You know
Oh.
who? Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Everyone
I was gonna say
everyone
the
has
Graysons.
interacted with you know who in this.
That makes
universe.
more
That's
sense.
my
Oh,
theory.
yeah, I forgot about the Graysons.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Check
The
my head.
Graysons don't exist. Okay, it's only Jay Lucargo's Tim Drake.
To
exists
be
in
honest,
this
I
universe.
kind of like that we didn't. I feel like if they had thrown in a Robin thing,
I don't think it
here,
would have
I
worked in
would've
this
been-
movie.
I would have been.
We would have reacted to it the
would've been
same
met
way we
with the
reacted
same-
to another thing
yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
basically.
agree.
where I
It's
literally.
well,
went,
I think the other thing is a matter of like I'm sick of that fucking character, and I've been dying to see
Mhm.
Robin on screen
That's kinda
in a
true.
good way.
See, but I
I know. I'm
just I think
desperate.
I'm tired of
begging.
like the setting up,
Yeah,
the
well,
very
do we
directly
think
setting
we
up.
think that a scene this was I wrote down like questions that we were going to do after we like went through it chronologically, but like do you think that a scene in setting up he adopts Dick Grayson, next movie he's already Robin, do you think that's too much of like a setup that you're sick of?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
I
what I
would have been
feel
like,
like
where the fuck did that come from?
They would if they wanted to do something Robin.
Okay.
I feel like that's what the mayor's kid. You know, it feels like not
He's-
that not,
mayor's
he's not
kid-
gonna
I'm
no,
sorry, that mayor's
he's not
kid's
going to turn to
fine.
Robin.
That
He's
mayor's
not
kid's
gonna-
fine. He's
No.
good. He's got a mom still.
No, he's not. But like
For now.
that's the
Batman
kind of
murders the
Batman,
mom.
Batman
No,
Hush
good.
Hush shows up.
No,
He's like, I'm
but
gonna take
I
out
feel
the
like
mom too. Fuck it.
the dynamic with
I'm
that
gonna
character.
fuck up this kid.
The dynamic with that character would have to be something like that. I don't see where they could have fit that into this movie. Like they could have done a reference
I
to
don't
the
expect it to
Graysons.
fit in this movie. I'm talking
Yeah.
for future trilogy stuff, but you know,
I
we'll talk
think-
about that
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
The future, yeah, I can see it.
The future.
The
Yeah.
future.
What happens after that? Because he goes to work with Gordon. Do we want to talk about Batman and Gordon, this relationship? Because
It's great. It's
I
the best.
love it.
That's fucking
I
Holmes
love
and
it.
Watson
It's-
shit right there. I love it.
I love it more than the Dark Knight trilogy, and I love the way they do it in the Dark Knight trilogy, honestly. But I really like that. I've known you for 2 years, man. I don't know who you are. I like.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like how much he calls him man.
yeah. It's nice and
Yeah, I
grounded.
thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
Like when
They're
like,
buddies.
And here's the thing: is that I noticed that Rob's voice was different in that scene. Like he gets back into it, especially when he goes thumb,
Yeah.
pause,
It's
drive.
still my favorite line in the entire thing.
Yeah, like I love that delivery.
Yeah.
There's just like such a pause
Yeah.
when he says thumb,
Yeah.
drive.
It's great.
But like when he's like, I don't even know who you are, man. You can tell Rob's voice is different. It's almost like he's more relaxed.
And I wonder if
And then
maybe
as soon as he has to get back into work,
I hope
he
that
gets the
that's
thing.
intentional, but I am also wondering maybe that's what Rob was talking about in the interview of like I couldn't figure out the Batman voice when I
And
came
he's
back
just
for ADR.
doing it.
When he says, "How am I a part of this?" I was like, that sounded like very British. That's
At least it
He was
wasn't.
like, "How
At
am
least
I a
it
part
wasn't
of this?"
Doctor Strange British. I
Oh,
am
that's
so
true.
tired of because it happened again. I watched Dear Evan Hansen last night, and I hate myself
Why?
for it.
Why?
Olivia made me.
When
Olivia
this
made
exists,
me.
you decided to
I
watch.
know. I know. Don't talk to me about it. Okay, I was in a
Okay.
lot of pain. But the dad very clearly was a British actor that put on the Doctor House accent. And I was so glad that Rob didn't do that in this movie. I'm so sick of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, his voiceover voice sounds kind of different than his actual Batman speaking voice. I think
there's
that's
a good.
him-
It's not like really in your face the distinction
No,
with the
no,
voices.
it's not.
You know? It's not like Kevin Conroy, but
it's
like
soft
it's
enough, yeah.
But no, I really like the relationship with Gordon a lot. And in that scene in the car, it was very what Riddler just fucked up Gordon's life right there by having him setting out those pictures from Gordon's email.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, that's fucked up. I thought it was gonna be from like some anonymous email account.
I thought he was gonna get in more trouble for that. I thought that was gonna be like
I
a
thought
bigger
that was
plot
gonna be
point.
Batman's computer.
It Bruce from Bruce Wayne's email.
Oh. Wait,
Bruce
Oh, fuck, now I gotta kill
Outlook.
Gordon
that's
and
another thing
Alfred.
where this is not
Definitely not Batman at Outlook.com.
It's Bruce Man at Gmail.
I'm going to bring this up now because it's not going to be as relevant later. When Riddler says Bruce Wayne like 3 times in a row.
Oh no,
the
we'll talk. No,
security
I
cameras-
got shit to say about that scene. So
Oh,
we
you
can
do?
talk about that.
Okay.
Oh
we'll
yeah,
talk about it later.
lots.
That's a big
Oh,
scene. That's a great scene.
Okay. It was weird about the security camera, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, they never addressed that.
That's why I was. That's what I was going to bring.
Wait.
I think that was them
No,
establishing
no.
that there's no mic in the room, and that's basically what.
Oh,
that he can't fucking beat the shit out of him.
Okay.
But from there we go to Iceberg Lounge and we meet Penguin.
Yep.
What a crazy
That's
ass
a great
scene.
action scene. That's
Those
a
twins
great
are
action scene.
twins are Tweedledum and Tweedledee, aren't they? They've got to be because
I hope
that would be
so.
the funniest fucking
maybe.
reference.
That was my
because they're
theory.
idiots and I love them.
Yeah. Since I'm not a big Penguin lore person, the only thing I could think of is yes, you can make fun of me again. Was Batman 2004 because there's twins in that? I was like, is this like a reference to some kind of?
You think,
Does the
you
Penguin
think
have
that they
twins?
were a reference to the
There's something else.
to the
Yeah.
creepy people wearing masks with
the things
claw
who,
hands?
who had the mask and they were like, and then sometimes they wore other outfits and I didn't
I
understand.
like that you both just went.
That's what. Listen, if you've watched the show, you know that's exactly
I
what they
know,
look
but
like.
I just kind of like the image of
Yeah.
both of you just and like you both knowing what you're talking about. You know, like you're like cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Cats. So speaking of cats,
that
that's where
cats?
no.
Yeah.
I
That was a
love
good
that.
transition.
That club fight is fucking great.
It's
that
awesome.
was some John Wick
The
shit. That
lights.
was some Sifu
Oh.
shit. That was great.
That was some
I
Mission
played
Impossible
Sifu for
Fallout
2
shit.
weeks up to this point, and then I was like, oh boy, this is bringing me flashbacks, and I love it.
Yeah.
Every time that like he walked into the club and the music started going in my seat, I was because I was literally on the edge of my seat this entire movie, like literally on the edge of my. I just was going.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
yep.
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I must have been so annoying during this movie. I can only imagine.
I
was
really love
moving
it.
around.
In that scene, I fucking love how Batman just shows up at the door.
Yeah.
Like the door just opens and it's like he's like, you know who I am. He's like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Because he also walks there too, so I'm assuming he just parked his car nearby and then he got out of his car and then he walked there. And
I like to
that.
imagine that that's kind of showing a like. I saw that as like a character thing.
He tried to be
where this
diplomatic.
Batman is.
He tried to be nice. He was like, I just want to talk to Penguin.
See, I saw it as he knew that was gonna happen.
Oh,
he
And
knew
he's gonna
that.
beat the shit out of
That's
him.
true.
Like,
That's
yeah.
a good way to do it.
I saw it as like he's young and he's angry.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care what's gonna happen to him.
Oh, we didn't even
And-
talk about how much
Was
he
that line in
fucked up those people at the beginning. Like we talked about with the trailer stuff, but like he's mad. This dude is angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like when he walks up to the door and he's like, you know who I am? I saw that as like arrogance.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
he's
I
like,
see that.
I'm gonna fuck. Like it wasn't like he was like, I'm gonna sneak in. He was like, no, I want to make a scene.
Yeah, I like
here.
that. That's
And
fair.
I kind of liked.
I liked it too.
I can't believe I kind
It's the
of.
thing
I
that
just like.
Chris-
I like
loved
that. It
it.
makes me like because I liked it for like a funny reason. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is kind
It
of
was
fun.
the thing that I don't know
But
if you
now
guys
it's like
watched.
I like it more for character stuff. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
the
know
way
if
to
you
view it.
guys watched Chris Duckman's review, but he like brought up how like the first time he goes there, he shows up as Batman. The second time he goes there, he's Bruce Wayne, and the third time he just sneaks in because he's like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
And I just thought that was kind of funny, you know.
But no, I like one thing I forgot to mention. Speaking of the fight, because you know he fights those people in the club.
Very
This
Arkham.
is not
yeah.
Arkham Batman. This is
I
not
just
perfect
said it was
fighter.
very Arkham, and then you're like, "This is not
sorry.
Arkham." Good,
Sorry.
good.
No, but in
dichotomy
terms
there.
of like this is not God fighter Batman.
no, not like that.
This
yeah.
is like this guy
They get
fights
some
like
licks in.
he's not even ninja Batman. He's
Yeah.
like just a guy fighting.
he
he's
like
just
gets his
he's
head
just-
knocked back a couple of times.
Like he gets
yeah.
fucked up, and
Yeah.
I really like that. It's like
Yeah.
very refreshing from so many other Batman media. That's like, yeah, he can beat anybody in a room instantly. You know, like he's not
like
the
that
best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's
But
fresh.
like, here's the thing: is that he's not the best fighter in the world. But what I noticed about this film, I was thinking about it when I was about to go to sleep last night, is he's like he will get hit, but he always
yeah,
wins.
I was gonna
It's
say
almost like he's like
he's
He likes
tank Batman.
being tank. He likes being a tank for bullets. He
He's-
really does that a lot.
It's similar to Tom. This is a weird comparison. Tom King, Up in the Sky. There's a fight that's like there's a issue that's like Superman has to box this guy, and like the guy is a better fighter than him, and the whole issue is the idea that Superman will just keep getting up, and that's it's not that he's like the strongest thing in the universe, but he's the strongest willed thing. Except for like a Green Lantern, you know, it's like a willpower and it's a character thing. And I think that's similar. It's like these bullets are bouncing off of Batman, but if anybody besides Bruce was wearing that armor, they'd be like, "Fuck, I'm out. I'm good. I'm done." But it's because he can just take the hits, because he's so angry,
and that goes
I
so
love
far,
that.
especially
I
to the end of the
love
movie.
that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
No, but I like because it's almost like it's tying it to when he's writing, because the narration continues up until he comes to the Batcave, and he's like, I have to push myself, like because he knows that he's like, it's not working, and he's like, I have to push myself, and he just thinks that he cannot. He's an unstoppable force, and he's putting himself through that because it's the only way he knows how to get it done. I think it's so interesting.
Yeah.
I think,
And then we get introduced into
the
the best character
best
of the
character.
movie.
Hey, Gabagool. Hey, that's the mayor? Oh, I had no idea.
Have you met my twins yet?
why don't you ask his wife? Too soon.
I fucking love Penguins.
Also,
goddamn,
the
so
line where
funny.
like that 15-second scene where he just monologues like 5 different takes to Batman, where he's like, "Hey, you're Batman. Yeah, I've never met you before.
Hey, Vengeance, hey, what
Nice to
you doing? Hey,
meet
hey, don't
ya."
worry about Vengeance over here. He's not gonna hurt
I really stand by my theory that they basically told Colin Farrell to just say a bunch of fucking words, and they just kept rolling the whole time.
And it's crazy
then they
because
kept
the
all
dude
of them.
melts into that. Dude
yeah.
heard that direction. He was like, "Got it," and then he melted into that
He
role.
did everything.
He
I
understood
forgot that
the
this
assignment.
is. Think about this. This is Bullseye from Daredevil 2003. This is the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
It's really funny how, like, in the same amount of, I want to say past year, but technically now this year and last year, we've had Colin Farrell, Oswald Cobblepot, then we've also had Jared Leto and whatever the fuck he was doing in House of Gucci. And I feel like there are 2 examples there of, like, how to do something and how not to do something.
How to do Italians.
Yeah. But, like, but I don't know. This is good. This is really good.
I actually, I do believe there's one thing that could have made that scene better.
Yeah.
If Penguin was eating a calzone, because that actually would have been the funniest way to do that.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking. It's just on the table, and then the drugs are dropped onto the pizza.
And he's just like, "Hey, Batman, you want a bite? You know you want
you
one.
want a drop too?"
Yeah.
Actually, what if the drops instead? Because I like the drops. I like that's a fun. Like I'm a big fan of fictional drugs because it's not like insensitive to real addicts and people that are suffering from substance. What if instead of drops it was just calzones? Selena's in the club within the
sweetheart,
club, and the
drop those
DA's like,
calzones
"Hey, you
over
want a
here.
slice?"
We're
And
gonna
she's like,
pay
"No,
you."
I'm good."
When Gil Coulson's, he's like, you can enjoy it for yourself. It's like, yeah, I've been stressed out. No shit. And he bites a huge bite into his pizza.
Yeah, it's just a couple of calzone heads over
Yeah.
there.
Now
But no,
imagine
Penguin's
what the
the
masks
best. I
would look
fucking
like.
love this character. I fucking love Penguin.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
goddamn funny.
Yeah.
He's so greasy.
He
Yeah.
is.
He's the greasiest. When he smiles at Batman, he's like, "You're everything they say you are, just like me." And then he smiles, and I'm like, "You're so gross."
I love it. I love
He's got
him.
big eyes. All those close-up shots where he's
He's
like,
an anime
"Oh,"
boy.
the whole time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got big eyes.
Not to get to, but when Gordon and Batman are interrogating him, and they're like, "Hey, look what they did to my friend." And he's like, "Hey, come on, don't show me that." Huh? That was
Look over here.
there was okay. I went to the
yelling
Alamo.
at
I went to the Alamo Draft House for the first time, which is a really great experience. It was really fun, and I felt safe there.
Yeah.
There was a guy next to me, and he seemed like a cool dude and stuff. But he was drinking a coffee, and I was like, okay, this is a film guy. This is a guy that is like, he's not an MCU fan. He's not gonna react. He's not gonna clap. And I was like, thank God, I don't
He's
want
got a
anybody
pipe
clapping in this
smoking.
movie.
He's like,
I was like, okay, this guy's
focusing.
like a film school student, right? And I was like, this is a professional dude, and he didn't make a sound the whole movie except for that scene. And then he let out the loudest laugh I've ever heard come from a single individual, and it's like, oh fuck, that's so goddamn funny. Yeah, I love that scene.
When he's jumping away, when he's like tied up, is it like, because I was like, he's jumping like a penguin. That's what I thought. And I was like,
I didn't catch that. That's very
That's
funny.
what I thought.
No, another point in the movie where Dallas just leans over and he goes, and he just says it. He says things so matter of fact. I love it because he's just trying to be quiet and doesn't want to disturb anyone. He just leans over and he goes, "Penguin waddle." It was like,
yeah.
I love Dallas so
That's so
much.
good. I love that. I'd actually catch that.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. But
that's very funny. Yeah, Penguin's great. And we also meet Selena.
We do.
Selena.
The moment she's
the best. I love her.
The theme they did for her is perfect.
That was great.
I know exactly what tweet you're talking about. I saw this tweet too.
Yeah. Where when Selena enters, someone in like the theater, like this woman moaned.
Yeah.
Like an audible moan.
And then I saw another tweet that was a reply. She's like, "Sorry, that was me."
I think CJ something like, "Hey, it wasn't that feminine."
She's great. She's fucking used perfectly in this movie. I think. Yeah. I think by far the best Catwoman.
Yeah.
Except for Halle Berry, of course. But nobody
can top the
Queen.
Where Batman is spying into her apartment kind of weird. I was thinking about this, and I was like, "Is it strange?"
That's the thing that's been on Twitter, Troy. It's like,
I didn't even think about it on Twitter. I was just thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were referencing.
I was not referencing.
Like, there's like so many people that are like, "Bro, like it's like weird, like like this is what we get in movies nowadays."
Oh, just that he's like peering in.
No, that he's like watching her like through the apartment.
I would
and
actually
watches her get trained.
I don't think it bothers me.
Dressed.
I don't think it's I will say I think they could have gone from. I think they probably could have gone from the club to her robbing something, and him just following him there. I don't think we needed to go back to her house, but it's not a huge like, oh, it ruins the fucking.
I don't think it was meant to be something that was extremely problematic. I don't think that was any.
No, and I don't even think it's problematic. He's Batman. He's spying on people.
Yeah,
like fucking.
But like,
are we going to talk about how the Riddler's problematic then for spying on these children? We're going to talk about that.
The Riddler's actually the least problematic person in the movie.
Here's where we get into like the introduction of like one of my small problems with this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. I think Zoe Kravitz is great. I don't like that her story is like tied to this character that we really don't have any sort of connection to at all. I don't like the Annika character like at all. Annika, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know. Forget.
Annika, I think, yeah.
I don't like it. I think that it distracted too far. Like, I understand that she's like a way to get to another point for him to solve the crime. I understand that. However, I don't like it. Just felt like all right, we just killed this woman, okay, and like the idea that like Selena's story could have so easily just have been about her, and I don't like they do this in all these movies where she's either in response to like Batman or she's in response to somebody else. It didn't feel like she was proactively doing her own thing.
Yeah.
And yes, you could say like she's proactively trying to find the character and like yada yada yada. But like it felt like we were like it was to show her empathy, sure. But like I felt like we could have gotten there in a different way. It felt like she was just in service, and then Bruce has her like be like his spy and stuff like that. And she becomes so passive so quickly.
Yeah, that's fair.
And for such a character that I thought exuded a lot of confidence. And when she's doing the spy stuff, it's great. Like she's like playing along like fantastically. But it's like the way that they use her, I felt kind of strange about it. Like, and the Annika whatever stuff kind of just goes nowhere. It ends up not really be like, you get like that whole entire thing. That's how Falcone gets arrested, which I think is important. But you could have done that in some other way.
Yeah.
And maybe we could then spend a little bit more time. This sort of brings up my second problem. That like I felt like we could have used a little bit more Riddler. Just a little bit.
He disappears from the film in the second act, right? Is that because I don't? After he kills, who does he kill? He kills the commissioner, and that's the only person he kills until.
Well, the DA, and then that's
the DA, and then because we didn't even talk about the DA. We'll get there. But like he kills the DA, and then he's gone for the most of the second act of the film. He's gone for at least like a little less than an hour, I want to say. And that's where like when Falcone was shot, I was like, oh fuck, the Riddler's in this. And then they go down the Riddler rabbit hole. And I'm like, I think that's part of it why it's so hard for me to remember shit from this movie, because
it does feel like the
Falcone.
It does, because I don't want to call him Falcone, even though I'm instinctually calling him Falcone because that's what I grew up with. But they call him Falcone, so he's Falcone.
I thought it was Falcone.
I remember it being Falcone. I don't know.
I liked it being Falcone because it reminds me of
Calzone.
Yeah. The Calzone crime family. Like I do believe I agree with you, Mithi, in an extent. It didn't bother me because it felt very noir and like sprawling of like the Riddler was uncovering this big grand issue with the city that Batman's like, fuck, I gotta figure this out first before I figure out who's the serial killer. And it's like I liked that a lot. I agree. I think a lot of time is dedicated to that. And I, to the extent actually, with what you were saying, Brian, about Catwoman, I understand what you're saying, and I think that that's a fair point. I thought that the Annika stuff was fine. It didn't bother me because it showcased, I think, a perspective in Gotham that I think a lot of Batman media hasn't had, and that's the lower level. Like Selina is essentially a surrogate for the system is broken, and I know people who are a victim of the system. I myself am like she isn't exactly a victim of the system, but like because she's surrounded by it, yeah. And her character and her story is to be empathetic to the people who are victims of the system, because Annika was
to help show that to Bruce too.
And without that, I don't think that message would be as clear, because otherwise, if she tries to give that speech about privilege to Bruce, it's like, you're fucking Falcone's daughter. It's like it's very difficult to buy that believably if you don't have the connection. And I also, maybe I'm just a sucker, but it reminded me of Year One, where Year One, she has that kid that kind of follows her around.
I kind of wish it was her.
Yeah.
Instead,
I'm just uncomfortable with the idea of of what that child does.
I kind of like. Not even that she would be a child.
No,
I wouldn't like that she would be a child, but like the idea that I wish it was the character.
Yeah,
I forget the character.
I forgot the character's name too. Yeah. No, I totally understand.
But that's an interesting. Yeah, no, but like here's the thing: is that I now have a different perspective on it, and I can see that. Like I still have like some issues, but
and you're
saying people can have peaceful
everybody has to agree with me because I'm the YouTuber. Yeah. All my opinions are facts. That's what I always say.
Man, I just think the movie's
we broke
unique.
Bread. We broke calzones here.
We all love the calzone. Brian, you've eaten the calzone.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I know. That's yeah.
You'll get there one day.
We all get the perspective. We got the calzone lover, we got the calzone hater, and the calzone not knower.
Yeah,
The middle ground.
A noble,
very important
Schrodinger's
a noble
calzone.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's.
I love that this is how we end a really actually like poignant discussion about Zoe Kravitz's character and what this plot, and then
we have to remind people that this is pure slop.
Yeah.
Pure slop. This podcast is a joke.
Yeah.
Anytime we get a little bit smart,
No.
gotta knock it
can't
down.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I gotta say, I like the way she fights too. I mean, a lot of people said it from that sneak peek, but that was a nice little fight scene. And then he shuts her up.
This is towards the end when she's going after Falcone. She's wearing her first appearance outfit from year one.
That's
the exact same outfit. It's what she wears it when she first shows up in year one.
Oh yeah, that's
kind of
right.
like the kind of strapless thing, and then like pants. Like it's a spitting image. It looks amazing. It's so fucking cool.
Has Selena always been Falcone's daughter? Because I know that's a thing.
That's a Long Halloween thing. I think that it depends on the canon and stuff, but I think Long Halloween made it like popular.
Dallas and I both went, ooh,
yeah.
when they revealed that,
yeah, it's cool, and it's
just kind of a synchronous.
I don't know if it was necessary, like to be honest, because
I like that she scratched him.
Yeah, but then they did that.
Wait, okay, is he dead though?
Yeah.
So he goes. I'm like, I don't even get a scar. Fuck.
Yeah.
But Falcone always dies.
I'm just upset that Al Pacino's not going to be in the rest of the movies. You know?
Oh yeah, Al Pacino.
Al fucking Pacino.
At least we got former disgraced governor Andrew Cuomo doing his part
as the Penguin.
Yeah.
He's going to be Maroni. Watch.
Oh jeez, I'm interested to see if they do Maroni, like if he's going to show up, or if they're just kind of going to move into big villain stuff. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves and stuff.
We are.
Sorry.
The spy scene was really fun. Spy scene was great. I had a good time with that.
Yep.
Yeah. The scene where they kind of like meet up.
Yeah.
And they have the fight. That was great.
They visually like what I was talking about in my video.
What happens in between the spy scene and the You Got a Lot of Cats scene? Stuff happens between there, right?
The fight scene.
Yeah.
Which fight scene?
The one with Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah, like he shows up
after the You Got a Lot of Cats.
They go back to the apartment and
she's gone. Yeah.
And then they have the cat.
And then they find out about the chief who's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what happens between that and the spying in the club scene?
Spying in the club scene's before that.
Oh.
Is it? No, just kidding. It's not. Just kidding.
No. It's
See why I say it's hard to remember this movie sometimes. It's I don't know. For me, it's just hard.
It came out yesterday.
I know, and I have the memory of a 20-year-old.
The Chief Rojas dies.
No. Batman goes and investigates.
Not Chief Rojas. That's from the Batman 2004.
That's from the
God damn it.
I was going to catch you on it. You did it. You did it, motherfucker.
The commissioner. So they go to her apartment, find out the commissioner dies. Batman goes to Gordon, see the commissioner's, inspect the commissioner's body, and then they go back to Catwoman and they do the spy scene.
And then that's when they introduce La Rata Alada. That's when they
La Rata Alada. Which I love that.
You are
sorry. No, not Laura. It's El Rata Alada.
Yeah. You are El Rata.
You are El.
Right. I forgot.
I really like that. That's a really fun
that's fun.
I like the framing of Rat with Wings because it's like there are a lot of things with wings in Batman lore.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that it could be.
Yeah. Because it could also, because I was thinking about this, because like we were hoping for like Court of Owls, right? Like we were talking about that. We were hoping like some kind of tease of them.
Yeah,
that could still be a thing. Very easily. That could be like the second movie could come out and be like, yeah, also the Rat with Wings it's an owl or some shit. You know, that could be some like.
I thought it was going to be Gordon for a second when they talked about it on the rooftop. I was like,
it's going to be Gordon.
It's going to be Gordon. But then the spy scene happens.
Spy scene's very fun.
Yep.
I like that quite a bit.
That's going to be a fun scene to rewatch. The sleazy DA.
Very sleazy DA. All those people.
When he's like, "Oh, you want to get a ride home? Or not? I guess. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Like, okay. All right, dude."
And then we go. Then we go to the mayor's funeral. Right? Oh, the cufflinks. I like the cufflinks. That's a small moment. Small little character moment.
Was a good thing.
Which is the cufflinks?
Yeah. Alfred's like, "Do you forgot your cufflinks?" And Bruce is like, "I can't find." And then Alfred gets him his, and he's like, "You're not a Wayne. You shouldn't have these."
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a nice.
Dude, that was such a fucked up line.
I know, and I loved it.
Every single movie has had this line to Alfred, like, "You're not my dad." It's been in the Nolan movies.
I don't remember that plot in the Nolan movies at all.
I mean, he's like,
I don't. What the fuck?
Not like a line. I'm saying like exchange between them. I think in and Rises, right? There's like a line he says.
but
like,
it's not like, but it's not like a, oh, you're not my father. Stop acting like my
You're
father.
not my dad.
I
It's
thought
just
there
like,
was a line like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember. I mean,
I know it's in Lego Batman.
In forever.
It's in the Lego Batman movie, and it's also in this, I guess, because he says
It's also in Spider-Man.
It's also in Spider-Man.
It is also in Spider-Man. Yeah. You're not my dad.
You're not my dad. Then we get to the funeral. I thought it was
that cop. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I love that cop.
Oh, Martinez.
Yeah.
He's great.
Hey,
He's Bruce Wayne. I love the guy that's talking to Bruce Wayne. It doesn't know it's Bruce Wayne, being like, man, fuck these rich people. Am I right?
And he's like, what? Oh, you're Bruce.
You guys caught that the guy that he beat the. I mean, we're skipping ahead again.
Yeah.
Sorry, but the guy that he beat the fucking shit out of at the end when he maybe takes Venom. We'll talk about it. When he beats the shit out of that guy. That's the guy from the funeral.
Is it?
That's the guy that he was. Yep.
No.
Really?
That's crazy.
No.
Wait. That's oh my god. That's fucking sick. I love that. I
really?
think actually similar. So I think Riddler is in the background of a lot of shots that people that like during that crime scene. I was like, I saw a guy in the background. I was like, is that Paul Dano? Is that me? Like, because it's so out of focus.
You were just on set that day. That's
I know. Sorry, guys.
He's being a good actor.
I would not be surprised if we were to go back and like frame by frame and shit. If like we see Paul Dano just hanging out of the crime scene or some shit, just to be spooky.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a great little touch. You know,
I'd actually
that'd be kind of fun.
There's a specific cop, and when I was watching it the second time, I noticed it again. I was like, that looks like Paul Dano
in the mayor scene,
in the first crime scene. Yeah. Like just in the background, it's really blurry, but I was like, that has the same shape and the same glasses. And I was like, that's fucked up. And I love that.
Maybe he is just
I don't know though. I don't know for sure.
Guy with glasses.
It could just be
hair.
Maybe it's just Scott the Waz. Maybe it's Eddie Burback. We all look the same apparently. It's Peter Parker. Oh, this guy looks like Peter Parker. Oh, this guy looks like the Riddler. Oh, this guy looks
with glasses.
But I like the relationship that Falcone has with Bruce. The idea because that's from Long Halloween, right?
That's mostly pulled from Long Halloween.
It's really nice. Bruce clearly does not want to be at this funeral, and it's like a recon mission and stuff. I think that's very interesting.
I kind of like the bait and switch with Catwoman, where he's like, "Is that Catwoman?"
Yeah, because we saw set photos with her.
Because she's there.
Yeah, we saw set photos with her on wearing that outfit and stuff.
Yep.
Which do you think they filmed like the I don't know,
maybe they did film a version of it and then
no, because we saw Selena. That's so cool. I just realized this. We saw it was Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, that's great. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's before we see the face.
And the funny thing is, they shot that scene multiple times.
Do you think they're like fuck? By the way this person's walking, because Zoe Kravitz has such an energy, we can't have it be anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody will tell.
But I think that's such a fun touch.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. They got her on set for that.
Maybe that's what. Maybe that's why it took them so long to film that scene, because they were in. I think it was Glasgow, right? They were filming that scene a lot. I remember that set was up for like at least a week or two, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but it's taking them a while to film this. But maybe they're also filming something inside, so who knows.
Can we talk about Bella Real?
I like her. I think like she's not like amazing, but like I thought she was a cool.
I think
not
she's
a lot given to her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like she'll be.
She kind of exists to be like a stand-in for the idea that the city can be better. You know.
Yeah. Like I hope that in the sequel we see more from her. I think it would be interesting because I don't think we've ever seen Batman have a dynamic relationship, whatever you want to call it,
like a politician.
With like a politician, like a mayor or anything like that.
I guess
I think that would be an interesting thing to explore.
Is different, right?
Does DA count as a politician? I guess so. He's elected, isn't he?
No, I think it's just a public official.
But no, like that. I mean, that's not the mayor.
Yeah.
But I'd be really interested to see that.
Yeah, I think so too. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's really nice. And it's like a nice little character thing where she's like, I'm going to go up and pay my respects. Even though she didn't like that guy. She was like, I'm going to go pay my respects.
And then that's kind of, I don't know if you caught this when on your first watch, but towards the end, the newscasters are like, and the family of the mayor is here to honor, to respect Bella Real getting elected. And it's like that might just be a reason to get those people in that scene, but it's like that shows that they're like kind of together and stuff.
Yeah, because he saves a kid and then he saves her, and it's like they all come across. Yeah,
I like that. And then a car comes through the funeral.
Yeah.
That scene was fucked. I
Yep.
loved that
That was
scene.
that was great.
That was
tension.
a really
Really-
tense
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
And then when Bruce fucking just bolts for the kid,
Yeah.
I fucking love that. That was great.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not just be like, oh, that was good. This is good.
Those were really good riddles though.
They're pretty good
to lead it in with the plot.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly which one was.
One was like justice, and one was like bribes, and then
he
the
had to
rat
say the
is.
actual bribe.
Yeah,
that's a good
not
way
riddle.
of doing that.
The last one though is not a riddle. That's just asking a question.
Yeah. That's it.
Riddle me this. What's your name?
Oh no, I don't know the answer to this one.
But when we see the bomb squad cameras, right?
Yeah.
And we see Batman come into frame from that. The fucking coolest guy. And then all the cops are like, "You're joking."
Yeah.
It's great.
More
love
heavy
that.
walking.
Yeah.
More heavy steps.
More spurs, baby. More Boba Fett walks.
Dude, how heavy are your boots? Yeah.
Batman's got to weigh like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And he just tanks that explosion just completely. Yeah. I mean, we saw it in the
How
trailer.
is his face? How is his face not?
Because he's pretty. He's Robert Pattinson.
He's pretty. Yeah, it's his jawline.
His jawline protected him.
Yeah,
oh, one thing I forgot I took notes on this. One thing, who's making these birthday cards?
They're very specific.
They're very specific.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Edward Nashton worked at a card factory.
I mean, but you've been to a Target before. There's a lot of birthday cards.
So that's right. I forgot about the card for when you're going to kill Bruce Wayne and it says "See you in hell."
Yeah.
My favorite holiday.
Yeah.
No, but for the cards, this is actually because I can talk about it now. This is like this Riddler collects vintage cards, and so they're all vintage cards, and he has like a whole collection. So he's pulled, and I think he tailors everything.
That's cool
to a card that he likes, which is fun.
That's fun.
It's just like a fun little character thing.
Yeah, that's nice. And it's like it's spooky. It's like a little bit, especially weird. With them being old. Yeah. What if I wish there was a sound one though? I wish there was one that played like the happy birthday thing.
I got a pocket just play instead. Yeah.
And then the scene the
if you
the
got that reference,
ringing.
Good for you, by the way.
Was that a ZA reference?
Forest Fire one.
That's a good one. Yeah. The phone ringing freaked me the fuck out. The fact that it was ringing for so long, I don't know. It was just like it was disturbing.
It's gotta be just him calling multiple times.
No, right? I don't think that. Yeah.
Because it never stopped.
The Riddler's like, what the fuck?
Dude, Batman, pick up already.
Jesus, my phone's gonna die. My phone bill's crazy.
These billionaires are making the phone cost too much.
Yeah.
How did he stream that phone call? I want to know that.
Oh yeah, because we could use that maybe for something.
Yeah, we
can go live on my phone.
FaceTime. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's gonna be funny because like
he has a whole OBS PC rig set up. He's got a really good graphics card.
Yeah.
You know.
It's got a 3090 in
there.
But R.I.P. the DA.
Not really, but yeah, I guess.
Rest in pieces.
Not really,
because
he's Colson.
Pieces.
Yeah, his head blew up, so he's in multiple pieces.
Yeah,
yep. I don't want to take credit for this tweet. I don't know who said it, but I love the idea that Gil. I can't remember the actor's name for the life of me, but Gil Colson is married to Maggie Gyllenhaal, who was in The Dark Knight as Rachel. Both characters.
That's great. That's really funny.
In Batman movies.
That's really funny.
That's kind of cool.
That's very good. I like that.
Yeah. I don't remember who made that tweet, but it's a great tweet.
It's pretty good.
I didn't
That's
think
a good
about
catch.
That. It's really
funny. Yeah. So then Batman's face blows up, but then he's fine. And then we get ACAP Batman. I knew it was gonna happen. Love it.
Yep.
It's like I'm gonna beat up 3 cops. What are you gonna do about it? And then he beats up Gordon. So he beats the shit out of him.
He beats the
hard.
Shit. That's a great scene.
He's like, you could have pulled your punch. I did.
Yeah.
Did your theater laugh when Gordon takes Batman over and they're like whispering to each other? Our entire theater was laughing during that whole entire time.
Funny?
I guess
because it kept up.
It's
going
kind of
back
silly
and
that they're
forth.
so close to each other.
Yeah, because they look like they're about to kiss.
Yeah.
No, but it's the idea that like they're like, because it would cut from them talking and like being like a little like stern, like trying to act stern, and then it would just cut to like the wide.
Yeah.
and the cops would all just be watching them, and it was so
I
quiet.
wonder if that's just the impact of cutting from an extreme close up to an extreme wide is inherently hilarious.
Yeah.
In
and they
any
just did it.
context.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Our theater just couldn't stop laughing.
My
It
theater
was so
was laughing
strange.
at really weird moments. Like it wasn't so because
Yeah.
it was the Alamo, because like it wasn't, nobody was like laughing.
Yeah.
But like there was one guy that was like fucking roaring in laughter at like serious scenes. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Did your theater laugh at Thumb Drive? My theater.
Mine did.
My theater laughed. There was
That was
like
pretty good,
Yeah, they were like, ha,
They were like-
ha. It was like the funniest thing they'd ever heard.
there were like 25, maybe 20 other people in my theater, but everyone laughed at the Thumb Drive thing.
Thumb Drive's great. Great
Yeah,
joke.
Thumb Drive's
Not
great.
as funny as that.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, why you show me that? Ah! But still pretty good.
Look at it. Yeah.
But yeah, we want to talk about, or do we want anything
that
before the
leads
wingsuit?
to-
Big wingsuit scene.
Yeah, the wingsuit. That's cool. That scene was cool. as
That scene was
shit.
cool. Some of the CGI was a little weird.
It was a little
wonky,
weird, but I
but
don't.
like it wasn't terrible. It's better than other stuff that's come out.
Because
We're in
it's CGI
pandemic.
to get the suit to come in, right? That's what.
Oh
that
no,
was.
it was the head tracking on the body on that weird like
Yeah, it was
close up.
really
I was like,
wonky.
okay. But we're also, I mean, pandemic. It's hard to fucking.
Yeah,
I don't
but
blame
like
them.
here's the thing. This was like another level of like unbelievability for me,
Mhm.
where I was like, nah, you're dead.
Oh, you're talking
Every
about.
bone in your body is broken.
Yeah.
Talking about when he-
you're fucking
Yeah,
dead.
and breaks all of his bones. Yeah.
And he gets up, and I'm like, "There's no way."
He's
Yeah.
panting. He's really panting.
He's having it rough.
Yeah, no,
It
he's
looks
hurt,
pulled out of
but,
Mask
like,
of Phantasm. That's what I was thinking when I saw that scene, because
He,
he doesn't have the cape and he's just like the whole time. I was like,
we were talking earlier. I wanted to save it for this point. We were talking earlier about the idea that Bruce Wayne will like take his tech that he has and keep on working on it.
Mhm.
And Troy, you had said, well, he glides using the wingsuit. I think that this is going to prompt him
to do the
to develop the technology for the cape,
Yeah.
so he can maneuver, because you can't get out of the wingsuit.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you can't, like you're like stuck in, like you're like a duck's, like you're like a webbed feet.
yeah,
And so with the cape glide, you can maneuver more.
yeah.
Like with that, you're kind of like, stuck
Which
in
I
a
wonder,
motion.
like, because it cuts directly from that to the bat signal, and I'm like, did this motherfucker go out and like pick up all his armor bits that he dropped on the ground and then rush out?
Yeah, I was like, where did he get the cape again?
Yeah, he just has like 5 of them in that like,
Yeah.
bag. Oh,
but
yeah.
no, it was still fun. I liked that scene still. I had a good time with it. It was a cool little like set piece that was just.
Mm.
It wasn't like that's I guess that's one that's like not like super important, but it was
it's
it
a
was
nice
cool.
small moment.
It was a
Yeah.
cool action scene, but not amazing or anything.
Yeah.
Which that's how they kind of see it in action scenes in this entire thing. Is like there's like a other than I guess the next thing we're going to talk about. It's a lot of like small little nice action
Oh,
bits in
yeah.
the middle of a thing.
Yeah.
But then there's this bit. Which,
Then there's because there we go
Hmm.
from that to a Gordon talk to
Yeah.
talk,
yeah.
and then to the stakeout, not
Yep.
stakeout, but like the drug bust in a way.
that was
I have
What?
one thing to add.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt if I can. When he's escaping the GCPD, we see Batman running. And you know what I realized? We don't see Batman run in movies.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's like sprinting. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very
we
true.
never see that. And I thought that was
so
really
the way
cool.
his
I was
shoulders
like,
move.
yeah,
He's
why
like
not?
like this the whole time. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. You feel like this armor's heavy. You feel like that kind of take
Yeah.
a toll on him. I want to see that.
I mean-
makes me want a scene in a sequel where he has to fight as Bruce Wayne. Because I wonder if maybe
Yeah.
what we've been saying about how he's like less of a skilled fighter
Mm.
is because of just the sheer
There was
weight of this
supposed
armor.
to be there's supposed to be a scene where he trains as Bruce Wayne. I don't think it's against Alfred or anything, but I think
Hmm.
there's a scene where he trains against like he's punching blocks or some shit. And it's I think it's in like the Wayne Manor.
Just cardboard
He's just
blocks.
Minecraft.
It's just Minecraft. He's like yeah. Built a dirt
No,
house.
but he fights someone as Bruce Wayne, like very briefly, because he fucking takes his shit out when he sneaks back into the Iceberg Lounge.
Oh,
He
I
beats the
didn't
shit
catch
out
that,
of
I
like
guess.
two people, like really quickly when he dives into that one room to shut off the power.
yeah.
He like when the guy follows him in, he just like
And he's
fucking
fast.
boom, boom,
He's
boom,
really fast. Yeah.
so fast, and it was the armor slowing him down
Yeah.
because he moves.
That's
he
cool.
whips.
That's
Which
actually
makes me
really sick
think,
then.
what if the next movies they give him lighter armor? Like we
Yeah.
give them,
Yeah,
Not, like,
It'd be cool
completely
to
lighter,
progress to like the clothy style,
yeah.
like not the Ben Affleck suit exactly, but like similar to it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I really like that suit.
Yeah.
Like
Like a more leathery suit, I guess.
yeah.
Um
And then
I'm
we
trying
get the gun shootout, and then
Yep.
we get the coolest fucking
that
car
so
scene I've
cool.
ever seen in a goddamn movie in my life.
When that thing roars, it roars.
This is the
My goodness.
Batmobile. I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's
The
great scene.
it's fucking thunder, basically.
Yeah.
That engine, like, it shook the whole theater, and it's fucking just the introduction.
We had MX sound in our theater, and it just was roaring
That's
everywhere.
insane.
Yeah.
No, it was like our theater was shaking.
Yeah.
You could like hear seats rattling. It was
Like, I'm not normally one to be like, oh, you have to see a movie in theaters.
On the bottom of my
This is
jeans.
fucking one you have to see in theaters.
Oh
yeah.
Yep.
Just for that scene alone.
in IMAX if you can.
If you're safe and shit, but in terms of
And
like,
it's
it's the sound of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, in the
do we like the false start though?
wait, what false start?
Like when the car stalls.
Did it stall? Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it stalls. It's like it's roaring, and like it's cutting between like the car and Oz's reaction, and he's terrified. It's great, and then he's like about to go, and then it goes boom.
I saw that as just a fear tactic. I saw that as like I saw it as like
no, the lights turned off.
I saw that also as like, okay, are you scared enough yet to talk? You know?
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I saw it as another like Batman, like he's young, and because he had just finished building it through context clues at the cave.
Or like it stopped.
And I kind of that's what I saw it as, and I was like, we broke the tension.
I didn't see it. I need to rewatch that scene.
I keep saying I want more of this. I wanted more of this, but then also I'm like, the movie was too long. So I see where the flaw in my argument. But I wonder if we should have gotten more scenes with him building the car, because we got like that one. I feel like it'd be nice to see him like assemble some more pieces.
Yeah, I don't know where
I just got it through context, because you saw it progressively getting made like in the background.
Yeah. That would have been a cool, not in this movie, but like that actually would have been that's a sick idea for like a separate Batman movie where it's like he's building it throughout the whole movie. Third act is where we see the Batmobile, and you get a similar reveal of like, look how fucking cool this car is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cause I love this goddamn car, man.
Yeah.
I'm buying the fuck out of every goddamn toy I see.
The one that like flips up with the little wheel.
I need the wheelie one.
Yeah.
I want the die cast one that lights up.
Yeah.
The thing looks
it's really
pair
nice.
that with your hot toy. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Fuck yeah.
They like what I know, like I've never seen a car chase in traffic before. Not to my knowledge.
The Bond movies have some, right?
I guess so. Not? I don't know. Maybe just because I was like, I just drove through like fucking 12 city blocks to get there, and it was stressful in traffic and shit. And then I see a car chase in traffic. I'm like, I want to
do that.
I really,
that's gonna be me after
just like me.
I'm driving home, and then the penguin's gonna ram into the back of my car.
Yeah. People were complaining about thinking Batman killed people in the car chase. And
I saw some people say that too. I say the same thing about the Nolan movies.
Yeah.
If it's not a confirmed death and it's just a matter of like, oh, crazy action scene, realistically someone would die, I don't think it's a huge deal with the character, something like BVS.
I don't even think he did anything though.
It was just a matter of like,
cars flipped over,
cars
and, like,
flew, big explosion. Yeah. But in like Dark Knight had the tumbler going over like thousands of cars in traffic, right? Those people are dead, but they're not dead.
Also, like the penguin would have maybe died. Right.
Yeah.
When that car flipped over like that.
I'm of the belief, because BVS explicitly says that Batman kills people. And so now we have to believe that his intention is to kill people in these scenes. This Batman is explicitly like, I don't kill people, don't kill people.
Yeah.
So now we can.
This felt like a response to the BVS scene.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. In a way, yeah. Because it did a lot of the same stuff, but it just did it different
in a less horrendous murder fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Batman like goes off on a diverging path and has to like turn around and come back.
That's true,
in the way that he does it. Yeah. Like it's very similar.
We're probably going to see him add gadgets on the
I just think that any car action scene with explosions are going to be like somebody died. It's in the fashion of just like you just kind of have to suspend that disbelief during those sorts of scenes. Dark Knight did it, Batman Begins did it. That's just how action scenes are, I think.
Yeah,
because action scenes, you want the biggest, baddest explosion for fun's sake.
Yeah,
that's just my perspective on it. I think
the fact that they did that, like the Batmobile coming through the fire practically,
so goddamn cool.
That's really cool.
It's so cool. I love that.
I mean, I'm sure they touched it up digitally in some aspects, but
like the
doing it practically,
yeah,
it's crazy.
It's great. Like. And they hold on that shot from the trailer with him on the fire for longer than I was expecting. I loved that
the whole time.
Like I was expecting it to be basically the same as the trailer, but
Mhm.
it's like you see him walk from there to there, and it fucking hits right,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Everyone in my theater was like, "Oh,
It's such a
People-
good
like
scene.
that.
I know in
It's
other theaters
great.
people were like cheering for that, which
Yeah,
seems like
it's
the
great.
right moment to do that. And then we get Penguin Waddle.
We get the best interrogation scene in the world. I love that. It's so fucking funny.
You
It's
are
so
El-
chaotic.
Anyone know Spanish here?
It's like the worst Spanish I ever heard. Huh? La, right? It's so I don't know. I think
Do
it's
you
really
guys not
fun.
know a difference between L and La? It's like
Yeah,
shit.
I just love this.
I
It's
felt
hard
dumb
to
in the
not,
theater
you
for
know?
not catching that. Like I genuinely, I'm like,
See,
why
I
the
don't.
fuck did
I never
catch
learned
that?
Spanish, so
Because I took
I'm
3 years of
completely-
Spanish and I didn't catch that.
I took
so,
French,
don't know.
baby.
Yeah,
If it was Le Rata Alada, I would have been like, oh, that's a good R.
yeah.
I think I got it,
You did.
but
Look at you.
I
You're
did.
so
Stop it,
smart. You're the
stop it.
Batman. You're smarter than the Penguin.
You're smarter than me. That's not a surprise.
No, I think I'm just as smart as the Penguin.
You
Because
are
he
the
was like,
yeah.
"Oh no, am I the
Oh,
Penguin?"
no. I know.
I do kind of like the site that he goes, because he goes on the site that everyone else was going on,
And that's
it's
a real
just
site,
bunch-
baby.
Yeah, it's
That's
a real site.
which that's
You
in
can
the
get-
I
credits.
do have it open on another tab.
Yeah.
I was kind of like looking at it before.
Yeah.
It's, I will, we can talk about that after we go
Yeah.
through it and stuff.
Cool.
And then the orphanage, right? No.
Yes,
Yeah.
they go to the
Yeah.
Because I like that they didn't stall that. I felt like for a second they were going to stall that, and then Gordon's like, "No, let's go." All right, and then
Yeah.
they just went to the next thing. So that was nice.
I fucking love the decision that they do with the Waynes in this movie. Like it's what
Yeah.
I was asking for.
Mm.
It's the perfect use
Yeah.
of like the Telltale idea.
It's a
Granted,
good
Telltale went further
medium
with it.
between
Yeah.
Telltale and normal stuff that we proceeded
It's
by
like
the way.
it's like Thomas Wayne fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's exactly the reality check that Batman needed. It's not like this permanent like, oh, my father was involved with this his whole life, you
Yeah.
know, but it's that their deaths are inherently related to a major character flaw or a major mistake that they made, and they're not saints and perfect and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that in turn leads to him having to recontextualize his whole mission, recontextualize vengeance, and then we get the scene at the end and you buy it even more. And I love that.
But
It's
not in a
great.
way that they're just straight up criminals, because it's not
Yeah.
like that. Thomas
It's
Wayne
more nuanced.
made a
Yeah.
mistake, but
It's
he had
more
a reason
nuanced
for
in a
what
way
he
that
did.
we it's this nice blend, and I really
And
like
it
that.
really
I
helps
used to like
establish
the other.
because, like, I guess you can have the interpretation from this that Falcone killed them, but it's even like Alfred says it, like it could have just been some thug. We can never know for sure, and I like that. I feel like leaving that open ended allows Bruce to focus on something else.
Do we
just?
Oh, I think. Oh, I actually agree. I disagree. I think the fact that it's not because I didn't buy it as open. I must have missed that when Alfred said that.
I thought of it as open.
I think the
We
fact that
talked
it's
about it afterwards.
not open ended because I
You
didn't
don't
see it
think
as
it-
open ended.
Yeah.
I think that makes it even clearer that Bruce has to like drop it. Basically, Bruce has to cut it out of his mission in a way. You know, not cut it out,
yeah.
but I don't know. Do we think it's open ended?
I kind of did, but Brian, do you?
Because I assumed it was
kinda
just.
hope it
I
is.
don't think that Falcone himself pulled the trigger or anything.
No, yeah,
It was
but
just
I
like, hey, Joe, chill. Because I never cared that like the mystery quote unquote of who killed Batman's parents. I forgot that that's like a deal.
yeah,
You know, I always assumed it was solved immediately.
yeah.
I guess in this one it's
Yeah.
unsolved, and I think it works for this.
Mm.
But it's like I don't think we need to find Joe Chill in the next movie.
No,
Unless
yeah,
it's
I
for
don't
like a
think it's
character
anything
thing.
for future potential because that's not the point of his mission anymore.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a way to interpret it. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure.
I guess you could see it as open ended. That's true. I never thought of it like that.
Because I think the way I saw it was like even Alfred is like it could have been someone else. I don't know. It was convenient, so it probably was. But at this point, that's not why you do this.
That's true.
And like it's less about identifying Falcone as the guy, because then eventually when he goes to Falcone's place, he stops Catwoman from killing him and shit. So it's like it's less about him in general. And I feel like the open-endedness helps for that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I felt like that being like him not even addressing Falcone really like kind of confirmed the open-endedness.
Interesting.
That's what I had
Maybe,
because I felt like he would have said so, like, oh, no, that's not true because then he would have revealed that he was
Yeah.
I mean that he was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But
I know you're gonna
I
get
don't
shot
know.
by the Riddler in like a couple minutes, so I'm just gonna tell you right now.
So yeah, you can know I'm Bruce Wayne. Huh?
Yeah.
I thought that Wait, are we skipping ahead?
I think we are a little
great
bit.
deal.
I
We
think-
are a little.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
What happens? What happens before they go to Catwoman? And they
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Okay, so after that is the Bruce's Alfred's
Alfred
like
dies.
Alfred
dies in this
Alfred is
movie.
murdered.
Alfred
Alfred
is
blows
murdered.
up. I like that because I don't know I could see the case being made that it's like we don't know this Alfred well enough because there really weren't that many scenes with him.
Yeah, there are
And-
only 3 really. It's the
yeah,
intro.
he's
it's
a
him
minor
dying.
character.
Yeah,
Granted, the scenes he's in are very good, but I could argue, or I could see the argument that like you might want to see the character more
yeah,
and build that relationship better
Yeah.
before you try and like have it be the crux. But at the same time, we know Bruce and Alfred. We know
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And it's like it's not holding your hand in that route. So I get that, you know.
Would you be okay with them actually having killed Alfred?
yeah, because it's only 2 years. No.
I think so.
But you think so?
I think so.
I thought so as well.
Really?
It's hard
It
to
would be
say
weird if it's,
because
like,
there's
2 years.
because like I'm trying to think of like then other stories that have done that and not much has done it aside from the spoilers I guess for the modern comics aside from the King run.
Hmm.
And then the modern comics aren't even after the King run they don't do anything with it. So it's
Yeah.
like and I guess you could do something interesting that's like Bruce being like I didn't treat him enough like a father and that's a regret of mine. You know,
Mhm.
that could be interesting. And then
And
maybe
so
that
then
could
when he
even
has
play,
a
that
son-
could maybe even play into like Robin of like
Yeah.
That's exactly
that could be
what
interesting.
I was about to say.
That'd be
I
different.
That was exactly.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be opposed to it, but I could also be like, I don't need. I think maybe he might die in this trilogy. I definitely
can
think
see that
so.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely likely.
Yeah.
But were we talking? Was it? Were we
I'd be
recording?
apprehensive to it. That's what
We
I
were
would say.
recording when we were talking about the editing of that scene, right? What you were talking about?
Yes, we were. I think so.
Yeah, I can't remember if I responded to it or not.
Yeah,
Um,
and my shit takes.
Your shit because you hate this movie. Yeah.
I hate this movie so much.
Yeah.
I think I would have been apprehensive to it if he had died, and maybe over time I'd be like, okay, no, I get it, but it's fine. It's fine as it. And then we get the conversation comes later. Shit, what happens after that?
The Bruce fucking he looks at clues and we get a shirtless scene.
Yeah,
And then
Fuck yeah,
hell
we
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
and
What's that?
then-
Everyone's gonna complain about that scene because they're like, "Why is he writing on the floor? It's so edgy." But like,
because
okay.
he's rich.
yeah,
He can clean
He's
it.
a visual
Yeah.
learner.
Yeah, why are we judging him?
He's
I
a
actually like
visual
that it
learner.
wasn't like they very easily could have been like, oh, it's like a holographic tech to view all the clues, but no, he just fucking
Yeah.
drew on the ground. I like that.
It's spray paint.
Yeah.
The white.
It's
can
great.
of
Like
spray
it's
paint.
like I noticed somebody said this. I read something. I can't remember who. Somebody was like, this is a Batman that like has this crazy text, but also uses like big fat briefcases.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's very grungy tech
Yeah.
in a way, and I really like that. You know.
I like the idea that he locked his parents' room.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
interesting.
do too.
To like preserve it.
Yeah.
For
It's, like, all
20 years
dusty.
too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then from there, Selena is the one thing. Selena uses the contacts to like find Batman again, right?
Yep. And then
And
they
she's
go
like,
and
"You there?"
the
And I like that.
beautiful
That's a
sunset
nice thing.
scene.
But then I'm like, wait, how does she know he's looking at this? And also, how does that contact still in that sink? I don't know. It's not.
No. She brought it home.
That's
she
what I
brought it
thought she did,
home.
'cause I saw a
that's right.
cat
That's
over
right.
it.
There was a
Yeah,
cat.
because
You're
the
right.
cats are there.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I think she put up a sign there, and the cat was nudging the sign.
Gotcha. And that's what Bruce
And I
saw.
think that she talked into the mic,
Okay.
and he actually talked
Yeah.
back.
Gotcha.
I think that was
Okay.
the thing.
that makes more sense.
But the thing about it, though, that makes me go, I don't know. My AirPods died pretty fast, so how the fuck is that
It's Wayne Tech,
that
baby.
eye camera still
it's Wayne Tech. It's
working?
Wayne Energy Tech
Yeah.
that
It's the
he hasn't
power of
shared with the rest of the
Bruce's-
city
the
because
power
he's
of
too
Bruce's
busy.
rage. That's
Yeah.
the power source.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
powered by his abstinence.
Because he doesn't have sex in this movie, right? He kisses, but he doesn't have sex. So the Dallas Brigade continues, I guess.
The Dallas Brigade.
Yes.
Yeah. But that
Yeah,
sunset
so then-
shot,
That's
all that
pretty.
shit in the
It's a
sunset,
pretty
so
scene.
pretty.
That's great.
And then they kiss, and that's going to be everyone's banner.
That's a
for
pretty
like a
scene,
fucking
and
week
also
when
the
it comes
shots
out.
are pretty.
Yeah.
Because Robert
Which-
Pattinson.
And
is in the
I
movie.
mean, you have take. I mean, we know Ben Shapiro has takes on it. That's what I'll say.
Oh yeah, because because they say
Of
the
the
word
line.
privilege, so it's a
Of the
woke movie.
line. Oh my god,
It's
everyone's
crazy.
so pissed
What's so
off.
wild about that whole shit? I saw people be like, "It's a movie with light wokeness," like trying to like. No, it is not.
Yeah.
And this is again, you guys know me. That's a good thing. This
Yeah.
is an extremely political movie
Yeah.
in a lot of fashions. But
Yeah.
that those people
Yeah.
will say that it's lightly woke because of
Well, it's they
Because
they're
it's a
definitely
Batman
the
movie.
buzzwords.
their definition of woke really is just if there's a gay character or a
Yeah.
woman, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking ridiculous.
I think
don't know.
so many of them are just trying to ignore the fact that Selena's
Basically, if Ben
bisexual,
Shapiro
you know?
doesn't like your movie, you made a good movie.
Yeah, basically. Because he also
Fuck
made a
his
movie
movie.
of his own, and
Oh boy, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no,
And-
that was
yeah.
very pretty, very pretty shots,
very pretty. And then Riddler's latest about the Waynes, baby.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
baby.
that's we talked about Martha being in Arkham. Right?
yeah, brief.
This is
That's
great.
cool.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
also worth one, right?
in
That's
the
from-
spoiler free.
We didn't do it in the spoiler.
No,
we
we
did it
didn't do it in the spoiler free.
No,
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have caught
I just
that.
remember.
I
saying
would
it
be
like
on that.
Yeah.
I would be on that.
Yeah,
That's I think that's from Earth 1, right?
that is from Earth One.
That is
Yeah.
from Earth One, but it's also in other
it?
comics,
Yeah.
I believe.
Because I remember seeing that noticing in my second watch through. I was like, whoa, wait, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are we not going to get Kate Kane?
Yeah,
Probably for the best, because not a big fan of the character. I'm sorry.
they're doing
Yeah, not great.
Batwoman stuff on other shit, anyways. Like,
Well, not yeah.
not the same, but
So reporter. So Riddler is like Thomas Wayne had this reporter killed because a reporter
also
them
when
trying
that
to cover
showed
up
up, I was
info.
like, oh, I turned to Dylan and I was like, oh fuck, the Riddler's a video essayist shit. So that's what it was.
he has 500 subscribers. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you're a video essayist and you have less than 500 subscribers, you're
Yeah.
not as good as the Riddler.
Yeah, no.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Brian really is the Riddler.
Yeah.
But the reporter was Edward Elliot.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Edward Elliot.
yeah. That's Hush's grandpa. That's pretty. That's a nice. You
Yeah.
know, I wonder if and then
And then they
they
even
say the word Hush. Really?
So
So what
big.
you're saying is Hush is going to be an infant? Is what you're telling me? Because Edward Elliot is a grandpa, so his son
He
would
might
be
have been
like
an
Bruce's
old
age.
reporter.
Well, he could have just been born. He could have just been working.
Probably.
He could have.
They could have. They could have also just. They could have also
retire.
just connected them, and he's
Thomas
he's
Elliot
Hush's
is probably
dad.
just his son. Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas
That's-
Elliot is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I assume.
Yeah. So I guess no, I'll talk about it later. But
Yeah.
yeah, the big Hush thing. I think I feel like we were talking about this off screen, or like during our little break. I believe that this movie is like it puts these little hints of things to be so that if they decide to continue them in the future, they can be like, hey, we planted the seeds here, you know, like
Yeah.
that big Hush thing. Like I think
They
that
plant a
chemical
lot of
being maybe
seeds.
venom or just adrenaline.
Mm.
That guy maybe
Yeah.
being a Robin. Like
Yeah.
like they've planted these ideas, and then later if they're like, yeah, we do want to do Bane, that's a Venom. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is.
That makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's like a fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
It's funny,
Hush
turned
would
to
be an
Dallas and I
interesting
went,
villain for the second
"Hush,"
one. I don't
and he
like
said,
Hush.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate Hush.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but Paul
but
Dini Hush is good. Heart of Hush is a good book.
I have never read that.
haven't
Very
read
much
it,
recommend
but,
that
like,
one. Fuck,
regular
fuck
Hush
Jeff
is,
Loeb
like,
Hush. Fuck
ass.
Batman Hush.
Mm.
The Heart of Hush is very good. I actually really enjoy that. That's the
I
the
should
one
read
where
Jeff
they actually
Loeb wrote that?
Jeff
I thought
Loeb wrote
someone
Hush.
else
Yeah.
I thought Jeff Johns wrote that. I don't know why.
Either,
Jeff Loeb.
either of the Jeffs wouldn't be good, but yeah, Jeff
Yeah.
Loeb wrote that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are
Both
they
spelled
both
stupidly.
Yeah, why are they both spelled? I just noticed.
We
that.
don't trust
What the fuck?
Jeffs.
Yeah.
We don't trust Jeffs.
Yeah.
Mm. If you're watching this in your name, it's Jeff. We got our eyes on you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We got our bat signal on you.
You have a bad history.
Yeah. But no, Heart of Hush is really that's where they do the Thomas Elliot like turns himself into Bruce Wayne stuff,
Mhm.
which I think that
Cool.
that would match the tone of these movies. I think if they were to do that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really
Yeah.
interesting.
I can see.
'Cause
I
then
would like to see how they
because
do the
then
design
Rob
of
would
this.
play against himself, the only
That's
actor that could
right.
compete against him.
Yeah. They would actually never cast the actual Thomas Elliot. It would just be
That would be kind
a
of
guy
sick.
who looks like
Actually,
Bruce Wayne
he's
the
just
whole time.
abandoned.
Yeah,
There's
I'd
stitches
like
on
it.
his face. Yeah.
But sorry, I'm going through my notes. We talked about the Wayne stuff Anything else you want to talk about that?
Not really.
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
It's really
a
nice.
good medium between both.
It's good.
It's the
like
best
it,
of
yeah.
both worlds, to quote Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! You didn't
Sorry.
watch Hannah Montana growing
I
up. You
didn't. No.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't.
liar.
I watched
Yeah, I
like
was
2
gonna say,
episodes of
Mithy,
no,
Wizard
you
of
didn't.
we
Waverly Place.
know how old you are.
I watched Dog with a Blog when it was rerunning on other
Oh,
shit.
on reruns?
Not. It wasn't like reruns. It was like there was a couple.
We might need to take another break.
It
I gotta
Oh
take a
God,
lap.
No,
I gotta.
It was like on YouTube, and then I think it was just
I almost
playing the
spat
first
out my
season
drink
again.
when you said YouTube. Jesus Christ!
It was on YouTube, but they put the gradient over it where it was like white in the middle, and then like it was like focused weirdly.
Like, you know in
and shit.
Sifu when you're fighting a boss and then you go from 20 to 75 in like 5 minutes? That's how I feel right now.
I feel like the Matt Damon
Yeah.
meme from
The
Saving
Benjamin
Private
Button.
Ryan.
I'm sorry.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah, and so
sitcoms.
then from there, Bruce goes to the club. He goes to talk to Falcone. And then we learn, we learn a lie. Which I think my one, and I talked about in the spoiler free stuff, I think my really only issue is we learn about Falcone's like, your dad had this guy killed, and then we go to Alfred, and then Alfred's like, your dad had that guy. Like, we learn the same information is one
it's
scene
just a
to
different
another scene.
person. Yeah.
It's just another. There's basically repeating it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I don't know. I understand why it's necessary.
Do you think maybe there should have been a scene between that to like
I
just
think so.
base it up?
Yeah, I think maybe you can move shuffle. Honestly, I wonder. I'm surprised. I was gonna say like a scene with Riddler on his own, but I don't think that would have worked.
No, you want everything to still be kind of Bruce POV, I think, for the most part. So
especially for like,
I kinda
especially
like
for that
that.
character. Yeah.
yeah, for what happens.
Yeah. And then we get the scene with Alfred after that.
We get the scene with
Yeah.
Alfred, which is really nice.
That's
It
a
was
really nice scene.
I
sequence.
loved that
I
scene.
love that scene.
That's like one of my favorites.
great.
Yep.
Like, I love stories where Bruce takes Alfred for granted, and he has to remember like, this is the guy that raised me.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Arkham
interesting
Origins.
to see an
It's like
Alfred that
this
is
scene?
flawed.
It's this scene. It's in the scene in Batman Begins at the bottom of the elevator, or those like 2 scenes to me where it's like, yeah, Alfred and Bruce have a father-son relationship, and you just need to cement that home.
And I think it's interesting
this movie
how,
did that.
because of this version of Alfred, he's like, I wasn't a father to you. I taught you how to fight, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
And I wonder how they're gonna. And I think that could be an interesting dynamic for the future of it. You know,
Yeah.
because it's not like this Alfred was the best father figure in the world, and Bruce is just being an angsty little asshole. It's that this Alfred was also not a great.
He just didn't know what to do.
He didn't, because he's not his dad. He's a butler.
Yep.
You know, and the butler from the circus.
With the Graysons. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Dick's gonna show up and Alfred's gonna be like, "Hey,
I
the
remember
circus too.
you."
Hey, let's do.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
gabagoo."
remember you when you were like an infant.
They're doing like trapeze things like in the back
They're
here.
juggling together. They're riding unicycles. And Batman's like, "I don't like
Clown car.
clowns. Come on."
I have the thing against clowns.
And then from there, so from there's the Selene uses the bat signal to call Bruce. I like that. That was a fun little. I thought the way you put the.
I like.
Is that
I
you?
like
I thought it was
him-
you.
I like the view of him just sitting in the driver's seat, just looking out
Yeah.
the window. He's like, it feels like a very hello officer kind of moment, you know.
That was pretty good. We find out that Falcone had the Annika character killed, and Selena is mad and is going to kill.
That's a horrifying voicemail to listen to.
It was
that,
Yeah, it was
that
very
actress
scary.
kid screamed. That
I'm not
actress that was horrifying shrieks.
I'm just gonna say,
Yeah, that
Zoe Kravitz listening to a phone call of someone getting assaulted, and being horrified by it has happened twice this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
What is it? Was it in the Mimi movie or whatever?
Mimi.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, interesting.
Mimi, Kimmy, you mean?
Oh, Kimmy. Sorry. Why did I think it was Mimi?
Mimi.
Why did I think it was Mimi? What the fuck's wrong
no
with me?
idea.
I love memes.
Yeah. But it's just funny that that's happened twice this year.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's her character arc.
Yeah.
No, it's not even getting assaulted. Also getting murdered. And
Really?
both.
A solstice?
No. Someone get
A
no.
salsa?
Salsa. Getting
A salsa.
salsa. Hey, can I get a
Getting
salsa?
salsa.
Me when I'm at Taco Bell. I liked this was it was a small moment. It was like kind of a short plot arc, and I wonder, this movie feels episodic in a way. Like it feels kind of split into chunks.
It feels like it has 12 chapters.
Yeah,
it feels like
12,
a book.
That's a lot of chapters, but like I would say like this
9.
feels like, you know how Disney Plus has been making 6-hour movies.
This feels like that.
That just feels like this feels like a 3-hour movie that was just, you know, you're binging a TV show. It's not a bad thing.
I bet the 4-hour cut feels more like that too.
There's a 4-hour cut?
Yeah, because it was a 4-hour cut, and then Matt boiled it down a little bit.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't even.
I want to see.
I need to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see.
I think we'll get a lot of it. I don't think we'll get the whole cut because I don't think they'll release that, but I think we'll see a lot.
I don't know. I think
they might.
I don't know. It depends on how much
Vengeance cut.
The Vengeance is Red cut.
If they do that, no.
I like her trying to kill the Kenzie guy and then Bruce having to save him.
Yep,
that was pretty nice.
That Kenzie guy is cool. He was in the movie a lot more.
Oh, the actor. I was like, the character's not cool. Hang on.
The actor was good. I'm saying the actor was good for that like monologue he has to explain everything. I was like, okay, you're doing something.
I want to throw it back to like the scene where Batman punches Gordon and escapes.
Oh yes.
This is just like a great line of dialogue from Batman, and it's so out of like an old-timey detective movie. I love it when he goes, "Who's the mustache with the broken nose?" What a great line.
So good.
There's also, you know, where he's like, "No, he moonlights as a cop." That line about moonlighting, I mean, the phrase moonlighting is also in Batman Begins, I think. Because
it's a phrase.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was as established of a phrase. I thought it was just like a random thing. I had to look it up because I didn't.
It's crazy. They say hello in this movie. They also say that in Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Is that a reference?
I think that's a reference.
They drink water in this movie. Do they drink? They drink water in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. Whoa, is it connected?
Okay, but
I'm sorry. I love you.
They've got Little Caesars in this movie. They don't have Little Caesars in Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, Little Caesars doesn't exist in the MCU.
That's not a reference. That's not a reference in the MCU.
Yeah.
Not in the multiverse that we know.
You say the multiverse is real?
In Multiverse of Madness, we're gonna go to an all-inhabited Little Caesars pizza where like the whole planet are just calzones.
Yeah. It's
walking around.
It's similar. It's like how in Spider-Verse, the Spider-Ham universe, it's pigs and they eat people. It's calzones and they eat people.
Wait, they eat people in the Spider-Ham universe?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Right.
No
I
way.
thought hot dogs were made out of human beings in that universe.
What the hell? I didn't know that.
Did I make that up? I thought if not, then they should be. That'd be really funny.
That'd be kind of funny.
That's kind of fucked up. But I guess it's fucked up that we eat hot dogs.
But it's not fucked up that we eat pigs. Interesting, Brian.
Yeah.
Interesting
Classic
take you have.
Brian. Yeah.
I stand by my take.
I'm just saying.
Unlike Mithi, I will stand my ground on this.
Every time you eat a glizzy, you're New York glizzies. You eat a little bit of John Mulaney.
I
also
feel like a lot of people.
I also
like
take off. What is it like? Isn't it like 30? How much time is it off your life? 13 hours?
Is it really? Oh fuck! I gotta stop eating glizzies.
Yeah,
gotta see
it increases your rate of cancer.
Like some fact.
Like really
fuck!
badly.
I gotta stop eating glizzies. But they're so good. And glizzies is such a funny word to say.
Yeah,
it reduces your life expectancy by like a pretty sizable margin.
There was some study that was not
a life without hot dogs. I don't want to live. All right.
It's not a life I want to live. You know what I mean? If there's not a glizzy going down my mouth, I don't want to live.
I'm just really upset that Rob didn't have to go search for a hot dog in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't do that. That's gonna be the sequel.
I wish that was one of the monologues. You could actually edit that in the movie. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could. You just need him because he's always going around the city. You just need to take the clips of that and then just put that over it. Him on his motorbike as he beats up the dude. He's beating him up for a hot dog. You know?
You put a hot dog in the dude's mouth instead of a machete.
How are you supposed to be? I'm looking for.
I'm hungry.
Hot dog.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
So yeah, Selena goes to Falcone, wearing a cute little pink wig.
The way you said that for a second sounded like "fuck Coney," and I was like, "What?
Fuck Coney. Fuck Coney Island.
Fuck Coney Island."
Yeah. Like in Spider-Man?
The Vulture says.
God fucking damn it.
You said the Vulture, I said Spider-Man.
I said a funnier joke. That's all I'm saying.
You did. Okay. All right.
Listen, Mithi, I'm sorry we're bullying you too much. We're going to get comments about it. Last time I interrupted you too much. This time they're going to be like, you're too mean to Mithi.
If you're in the comments commenting that,
Yeah,
thank
comment.
you.
Make sure you comment.
Blink,
That's what we
blink
yeah.
twice if you're being
Engagement.
trapped. Yeah, okay. But yeah,
Falcone, yeah, we got cool fight.
The piece of shit.
Selena gets smacked in the face.
She does with that cane or whatever.
Someone in my theater went, ooh.
it took every out. So okay, there's a scene in like a fucking Seinfeld episode where George. This is a tangent, and I promise it's worth it. Where George is like, I'm gonna go to a movie theater and tell the really funny joke, and his joke was just at an explosion, saying, "Oh, that's gotta hurt." And that was like the bit that he had, and it was really not funny. And so Olivia and I have been saying that all the time now during movies, and it took every fiber of my being to not say that when she got smacked with the shovel. Go, ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Jeez.
But boy, she got it rough.
She got zonked. I'm surprised she didn't like turn around. She flips around and there's like a cartoon size welt.
That's why she didn't do like a 360 pirouette.
Yeah,
because of the force.
The pan,
like a
the
Disney
pan
movie.
In face. Yeah.
But no, yeah, and then we get a fight with Falcone.
Batman
Calzone.
sneaks in. He switches costumes.
That's a cool moment. I understand that it is very detached from the main plot. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I
still like it.
Yeah, it works.
But it still serves in because they have to bring the rat into the light.
Yeah,
I kind of laughed under my breath when there's like, oh, because the light is like a light pole. All right. Okay.
Here's what I thought when they did the overhead shot, looking down, and Batman's like either holding Falcone, whatever, or like just directly next to him, and there's like the light is creating the circle around them. I for sure thought for some fucking reason, because it was still up in the air, like, did he kill his parents? I for sure thought it was gonna like do like a slight like frame cut to like maybe like his parents.
Yeah, I thought that too.
That's the shot.
Yeah.
And then he like looks up and it's like under the light, and I was like, "Oh,
light."
I was doing the stupid.
Yeah, I was doing the
the
Marvel thing, and it turned out to be a good thing.
It was.
I was doing the white pearls thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool because Riddler lives there, and like,
how did Batman not fucking check there? Where were all these photos being taken? If I was Batman, I would have. I thought it was weird. Why didn't he go and check that angle?
I never considered that Riddler took the. Maybe I'm dumb. I never considered that Riddler took the photo.
I also thought someone else took the photos.
I thought
but then it makes sense.
I thought
Why
that
would
was
they
some
have
other
sent them to the news station or something, right?
I assumed that it was like some other private detective that was paid off or something, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
that's true.
That's a good point. That's fair.
Yeah, I checked.
Like like why wouldn't you like? All right,
because all the incriminating evidence is out of that exit of the iceberg.
Imagine if he did do that though, like in the middle of him like cooking up the fucking trap with the rats. Batman shows up. He's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here!"
Hey, you got a bat there? Oh, that's pretty cool. I like bats.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
And so Batman crashes through the window like an absolute goon, and then he kicks in the door,
and he beats me up.
And then they find
he finds you. You're making your video.
I'm like, Spider-Man.
There's the Pete Davidson tapestry.
His house is fucking creepy.
Yeah,
that was great. I love that.
That guy slips in through the door. He doesn't open it all the way.
Were there any
Carrey? He slips in.
Were there any Carrey references in there? I feel like there was. I
wonder.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey. I thought you were talking about the Stephen King thing.
No, I was talking about Carey Mulligan, the actress. No, were there any references to like Forever, Batman Forever?
No, but I know. I this isn't a reference to Forever, but the fake ID, one of his fake IDs is Patrick Parker, and that's another one of his aliases in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I thought that was an Easter egg. I just didn't know.
I'm assuming there's probably some shit in there. There's that shit is.
There's no way that they did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of Easter eggs. There's like I know one place is on Miller and Moore Street. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Alan Moore saw that and started he just left the theater. Actually, he wasn't in the theater in the first place. Let's be honest.
But then so they find me at the coffee shop as I'm dipping my finger into the coffee.
No, he had a tool. He had like a stick or something. He wasn't doing it with his finger.
He used his finger still.
But he was doing it fingies. That's a gross guy.
I know he was.
And he does. We all know he doesn't wash his hands. There's no way that man washes his hands.
Yeah. It's
He actively goes out of his way not to.
it's a medium spice latte, spiced with blood.
he'll leave a public bathroom and they'll be like, "Aren't you gonna wash your hands?" And he's gonna be like, "No,
No.
because I'm evil."
No.
And he'll give that like classic smile. He'll be like,
Yeah.
no, and I'll leave.
I like that he goes, just ordered pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh fuck, I love pumpkin pie."
Batman's like, stop it.
I wonder,
can I have some?
What if there's an interview with Matt Reeves in like 2 weeks and he's like, yeah, actually an inspiration for the Riddler was this guy on YouTube that I found a long time ago.
Oh, no.
It was 2017. You were a smaller channel back then, more niche.
Yeah. He had like
When he
about
started writing
That would be really fucking funny.
He wouldn't shut the fuck up about Spider-Man.
He wouldn't stop talking about billionaires. And so I put that into the character. And so then in the Arkham Asylum scene, I had him say the word billionaires.
Yeah.
You can see where I got my inspiration. It's very wonderful.
But yeah, do we want to talk about the scene? I guess would we call it an interrogation scene, or where
the
in
Ave
Arkham
Maria scene? That's what I'm calling it.
with the, I guess that's what you could call it.
Are you talking before? Is there something before that?
No, where they arrest him and then he's like, hey, the Riddler asked for you.
The Dark Knight scene. Everyone's calling it the Dark Knight scene because it happened.
I hate that. Can we
Yeah.
stop?
No, I know people
Can
are
movies just be themselves?
The Dark Knight did not.
Hate it.
Wait, the Dark Knight did not create the idea of.
This is not after the movie came out. This is before the movie came out. They're like, oh, it's because he's
So
talking with the prisoner. It's gonna be like the Dark Knight, and I was like, it's gonna be different.
It's more like the Suicide Squad because it's exactly the same. In the Dark Knight, they're in the same room, but in the Suicide Squad, his daughter talks. The Bloodsport's daughter.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of the 2016
I'm
Suicide
talking
Squad,
about
and
the
I'm like,
good one.
okay,
The good
right.
movie that
You didn't
everybody
say
just decided to forget for some reason.
You did say that was my.
That's on you. That's on you.
On me. That was a great scene.
That's
really
a great
good.
scene.
Dano really let loose for
the
a
tension
movie that he's not
it.
always in, because he's not really in a lot of this movie, to be honest. And I don't know how much of this movie is he under mask. I feel like for all of his murders, he's probably is
pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably only unmasked for like 5 minutes total max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like stunts, I guess. But yeah, no, I think I really like that conversation. I want to watch that again because that was intense as shit.
And it's the tension of just like because I thought I was convinced that he knew that Batman was Bruce, and then like I didn't even catch that he didn't know. And on my first viewing, it was only on my second viewing where I was distracted by my yummy chicken sandwich at the Alamo Draft House because it was a very yummy sandwich.
Pizza,
but it was a really yummy sandwich. But no, I love, and then just the tension of just like the reveal of like, sucks we didn't get Bruce Wayne though, huh? It's great on my side. I love that.
Yeah.
Here's another aspect of the scene that I may have just realized, like in a smaller way, like when Batman.
Don't do that.
I just realized I forgot to show off the ugly ass shirt.
No, why are you still wearing that?
I did laundry yesterday.
My theory is because you're the Riddler. You're so creepy.
Because I'm the Riddler. I don't shower.
Yeah, you don't shower. You just keep wearing it.
I don't shower and I don't wash my hands. No, but when he looks at the camera, I kind of think of it like he's like maybe considering beating the shit out of Paul Dano. Yeah. And what I think is interesting is that once Bruce realizes that he doesn't know who he is, maybe that's like in some small way like a character check of like, oh, I was fully ready to beat the shit out of this guy because he might know who I was. But like if he had done it, like they don't do it, but I think that could have been an interesting thing to play with.
Yeah. Not
enough time for it, but it would have been interesting.
No, yeah, I agree. And I think also maybe that's what I thought as well, but I think another reading of the scene could be just like he sees the surveillance footage and he realizes he can't beat the shit out of him because he's being watched or some shit.
That's how I thought of it too. I guess that's
that's what I was saying is that he like couldn't do it because he wanted to.
I don't know why what did my brain think? What the fuck's wrong with me? I don't know. I'm dumb. No, I really it's just the way he fucking says Bruce Wayne. Is fucking creepy.
Bruce Wayne.
And I knew that was trailer editing. I knew that was trailer editing.
Yeah.
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 That's a good bait and switch too. That's great.
because they show the shot of Bruce, and you're like, oh, okay.
Because we had never
yeah.
any we had no reason to believe. I mean, like we could infer and we could hope, that Riddler knew who Bruce Wayne was, or Batman was Bruce Wayne. But then the trailers decide to fucking trick us, and I really like that, and not in like the Hulk is in the movie. It turns out he's not, and just like you believed this plot line was I thought it was cool.
Maybe I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah,
I'm a hypocrite. Fuck
good call.
Call me a hypocrite. I don't care.
It works better here.
Yeah.
He's so greasy.
He's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
He's so fucking creepy. Every time he like screams as he tries to start a sentence, where he's like, I've had a plan for this though. And it's like, okay, you're a fucking psycho.
And I think like there's something interesting about like masks and how like, I mean, they talk about it a little bit, but like once his mask comes off, he's got nothing. He doesn't have a good riddle. He doesn't have like anything interesting to say. Yeah. He like truly devolves. Yeah, and I really like that. I think that's really, because also Riddler doesn't really wear a mask, and I guess he wears like a little domino mask in the comics.
Sometimes.
But I thought that was really great, and I fucking love that. And then we find out that he's doing some shit. He's doing some year one shit.
Yep.
He's doing not year one, zero year shit. That's what I meant. Yeah. Which I have not read Zero Year, but like that's what my understanding. I know I've heard it's very good. I know. Read it. I know. And then he's like, "Hey guys,
you should read it. It's so good."
Hey guys,
bro, you should read it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I really like the revelation that like Bruce just missed like the last fucking clue.
Yeah. It's right there. Yeah. He missed it.
And
then he goes back and then finds it. And
I
he's
thought
like,
that was fun.
Fuck, I missed it.
Yeah.
It's the thing, and I mean, obviously, everyone's saying, "Oh, thank God, there's no white eyes because we can get that expression." But the expression on his face when he's watching the broadcast, and he's just like the whole time, and you see that through the cowl. That's something I've only seen with this. Compliments to the costume design, but also his performance of just his eyes can go places, man. His eyes can really go places. Because it's that scene, and it's the other scene where he's reacting to the Thomas Wayne thing on the news, where he's just going full bug-eyed, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we get the flooding of Gotham.
Which that's a wild fucking choice.
I thought for a second it was going to be like he's going to try to find the 8 vans or something, but then they just fucking blow up.
There's no time, and it's because he fucked up with that last clue.
Yeah,
it's really just like I fucking love that. And I here's my take. Can we get Killer Croc now?
I want Killer Croc.
That's a perfect time to do that, guy.
That is kind of
That's perfect. Make him like, because like not to be Mithi for a second, but the Batman 2004, that's the best Killer Croc because he's just like a cool dude. He's not like a crazy monster. He's just like a crocodile guy that's like from New Orleans. And he's really fun. And I think that would work for these movies. I think.
Yeah.
His followers, that's creepy. That's too real.
Let's talk about the Hey Guys.
Like distressing.
That's like too real. Oh, the Hey Guys was funny, but the what caliber rifles should I get? Oh, just buy this mask from the Army surplus store. Let's just that's too fucking real. I love
these kind of coats. It's like
I'm like, oh boy. Oh, that's
people probably talk about that.
And then people have the audacity to say that this movie's not political.
Yeah. That's not like on the dark web, right? That's the idea.
Kind or not.
Because I was going to say
certain parts of the bright web.
Okay. I know certain parts of the bright web, but I feel like not that it's all
bad part of Twitter.
The bad part of Twitter, the bad part of YouTube, the bad part of everything, actually.
Because he's communicating with all of his followers, but no one realizes that's what they're going to do. I was like, would a cop go like undercover or some shit? But I don't know. I don't think it doesn't matter that much. But I was just trying to think of like how
it's dark web in like it's just a way to right away. It's a way so Twitter won't sue Warner Brothers for
defamation of the platform.
But that's creepy. I really like that. I think were we talking about that? The idea that this was when the second trailer came out, when we were talking about like who Bruce was beating the shit out of.
You thought he was beating the shit out of the Riddler, right?
We all thought that's what it was. Yeah.
We said it could have been someone else. That it could have been because I had thought that this happens at the end and maybe like the Riddler had like escaped from
we're
prison
trying to
or
find
something.
the Riddler again or something.
Yeah, and so like when because you don't show anybody else. Oh no, you do show the other people, but that was in the other trailer.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the second trailer. And so when you see him beating the shit out of that guy, I thought it was like he was beating the shit out of him, and then it would be revealed that it was just someone completely else.
Yeah, that's what we were
And
talking
everyone's
about.
eyes
And
kind of
it's true,
conveniently
but, I
looks
mean-
like Paul Dano's eyes. So like from the trailers, you can't really tell.
Just telling you, white man
Until-
with
Well, you
glasses.
just
we
couldn't
all
even
the
really
same.
tell who
Yeah.
he was punching.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked. I saw some people being like they were disappointed that it kind of ended in an action scene, but like I wouldn't necessarily call that like a traditional action scene,
That's
like
not-
a big CGI
The
thing.
third act
action
is not
scene.
a traditional third act in
No.
a sense. It
I like it.
I liked it.
Wow.
That was a
builds
really
up
good,
and
fun
bows
fight.
down and builds up and bows down like
Yeah.
throughout the entire thing, which is
And
kind
it's
of
like it's we also like we get scenes of him fighting people, but we never get like him like he fights like 3 people max in that opening thing. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a quick thing. We never get like a long extended fight, really. You know,
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
He was like really acrobatic.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
oh shit.
When he
Turns out
swings to the wire and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. That was the most Arkham he got.
yeah.
Also,
that's
when the
true.
mayor
That's-
goes
that's
out,
it.
when she was like, "I need to go out. I need to stand for this." I'm like, "You're getting shot, motherfucker."
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's okay. That we
That's
stand
fine.
then. That's cool.
Yeah,
Politician. That's
Yeah.
not afraid to get shot for what she
Yeah.
believes in.
Yeah,
What a
I guess.
queen.
Yeah. And then they all like it's so weird how they were like, yeah, you can't leave, but this floor like sinks, so it's gonna build up and you're all gonna drown.
Yeah, I wonder
And I was
why.
like, whose idea
why
was
was
this?
that stadium?
Get 'em
Just
to
get
the
them all on
roof.
the
Is it
yeah.
is it the idea? I assumed that the plan was to take them to the stadium because the stadium has its own ways of dealing with floods. But yeah,
No.
that's a strange
Maybe the go-
choice.
maybe the
it's
goal
just because it's a
was-
place that everybody could fit in.
Maybe
you
the
know?
goal was to
I
get them
guess.
to the roof, but then the Riddler thugs show up to delay all that shit, so then no one could get to the
Maybe.
roof, so they'd all drown. I think maybe that's what it is. That's the only thing that makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they were all creepy and
I also don't think the Riddler
Ben-
really had.
Yeah, but they were all creepy. So
I don't think he had like an actual plan there. I think.
No, I think the plan went as far as shoot people in this
Yeah,
in this
shoot
crowded,
people, shoot the
crowded
mayor,
thing, and
try
it's
to do
creepy.
some chaos shit.
And that's honestly freaky enough.
Yeah,
Like I didn't need some because that's just because it was so real feeling.
it
like-
feels,
Yeah.
especially with stuff that's happened in the past 2 years.
Yep,
It feels kind of
yep.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then but like when Bruce gets shot point blank with a
Yeah.
shotgun, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
motherfucker wants
God
to tank.
damn.
He tanked. You're gonna shoot. I'm gonna
I
tank.
don't even think he meant to do that. I think he was trying to get to
Yeah.
him before he did it,
Yeah.
and then he ate it,
Yeah.
and then he went fucking down for the count. I mean, that hurt. That hurt him.
So, is that Venom?
I think that it's a potential.
I
I,
think-
thought that's what I
yeah.
thought. I
I
thought
s-
it was Mountain Dew Riddler's brew. I thought
Yeah,
it was
just
Venom.
Baja, it was just Baja Blast. That's actually
That's what it was. Yeah.
Baja Blast.
I initially was like, is that Venom or is probably just adrenaline, right?
My theory
thought it
is
could have
that
been,
there's
yeah,
a
morphine
scene
or
where he
something.
was maybe developing it or doing something with it so that it doesn't feel. Because I'm not gonna lie, it kind of felt a little out of place. Where like
It did a little
randomly
bit.
he just
That I agree
injects
with.
himself with green liquid. Like, what is he gonna turn into fucking Green Goblin for a
Yeah,
second?
but why was it
But-
green? That feels like a
That's it.
super deliberate
Yeah, that's
choice.
true.
to
That's
make
what I
the
mean.
main thing.
That's
And
fair.
again,
Like,
it's probably one of
bright,
those things where
glowing
they
green.
can say they teased it from
Yeah.
the beginning up, but I do think they thought of it
I
at
think
least.
I think the only this is just me. I think the only reason I'm hesitant to say it's Venom is because I frankly I don't want Bane. We already
Well, I just think of Batman Venom.
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't even think of like you know what I mean, like of just being addicted to like this
no,
substance.
that's true.
That's
that could be
that's what I
interesting,
think.
What if it's drops? What if that's? I don't know what drops do to a person. so-
Drops.
No,
see,
you have to do it in your eye.
Oh yeah, that's right.
oh, I thought you ate the drops.
That's what
Like,
I
did I
thought,
miss
too.
people
No,
doing
you
it?
no, you do it in the eye. That's the whole thing.
That's-
Oh, I thought they were like
Yeah,
candies.
you're, like eye drops.
Oh,
Drops.
I didn't miss. I missed that apparently.
For
They
that
do
reason
it. Gil
alone, I
Colson
wouldn't
does
do
it.
drops because
Yeah, that's a really strong. That's not.
Yeah,
a,
you ever
that is
do
not a
eye drops?
gateway
You ever
drug at
take eye
all.
drops?
Yeah.
Those suck.
yeah.
I miss half the time. I'd waste like $600.
But yeah, no, it could be Venom, or it could just be. I think
My
if it
thing
is
of
Venom,
this tease
it
is
could
to
be
go
interesting.
somewhere. Yeah.
It could be interesting to do something in the future where Bane comes on the scene, and that is the new drug.
Yeah.
You know, and it is like maybe it's a drug that's not to pull from Arrow, but it's the drug that gives people super strength.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but like here's the thing is that I feel like I don't know if it was necessarily super strength either. I don't know why it would be so bright glowing green.
Yeah.
That's the stuff.
There was attention drawn to it. It wasn't just him being angry. And I guess
like it wasn't like an EpiPen shit. It was like a thing, and it had a specific.
He had a notch in his pants,
in his belt for him to put it in.
Yeah.
And that's why it feels so deliberate. And I'm like,
I think there was a scene cut there. There has to be a scene cut there in the middle that's like not to establish it completely, but like be like, this thing, I'm working with something, and Alfred's like, you shouldn't do that. And he's like, I don't care what happens to me. You know, something like that.
That's true. I don't know.
You shouldn't take those drugs.
Honestly, I didn't think about it that hard. I know a lot of people
I'm only thinking about it now because that's the weird thing in that scene. That's the only weird thing in that scene. But then
we get the start of the best.
Well, wait. One thing about this final fight that I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle is the strongest person that's ever existed in a Batman movie. How the fuck did she pull him up? How the fuck? We established that this Batman's heavy as fuck.
He's probably like 230 pounds there.
No, he's probably like upwards of like 300, maybe.
You think so?
No, he's
not. I don't fucking know, man. He's probably I don't know.
I don't know weights. He's carrying like 50 pounds on him, right?
I think Rob is believably at 6'1", and like where he's at, I think he's a believable 180, and then you add the armor on. I think we're talking
like,
250.
I think he's like 190.
I think he's 1,000 pounds.
I think he's like 190.
That's fine. That's fair. I agree.
He collapses through the floors if it's not supported enough. That's why he only shows up at certain places.
In the opening scene where we see him for the first time, there was that crash before he continues.
The footsteps are so loud.
He was actually on the roof.
The footsteps.
He was on the roof of the subway thing, and he actually fell through. He's like, I guess I'm doing.
That's why he has
now.
to build a car for himself, because if he just sits in a normal car, it just goes all the way fucking through.
But no, I fucking from the moment that place starts to get flooded and we see like the electrical box like hanging and stuff, like from that.
I mean, first the thug, the
first thug,
dude,
that onward, fucking perfect, man. I fucking love that scene.
Yep.
Like
he's just realizing what he has to do.
Yeah.
You just see it.
Like it's only music too. It's not there's not some like there's no other sound effects, there's no like speech or anything. It's straight up just Reeves was like, Giacchino's score is going to tell this.
Yeah.
And like it's so believable. I fucking
and
love
the way they mess with the lights.
Trusting the people that you pick.
Yeah. The way they mess with the lights too there, where it's just the blue and red, and it cuts off, and then it's all the red.
Because when
brilliant production design.
Love when Batman's red.
I love when Batman is red.
Yeah.
But brilliant production design. Just whoever decided to come up with that set piece, fucking hats off.
Yeah,
because that's such a engaging set piece where you still feel the tension of it, even though you know things are kind of gonna be fine. It's like you still feel that tension. But
like,
yeah,
and when he like cuts the fucking thing and it knocks him out and he falls in the water, I was like, oh.
Also, we were right. It pops out.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's cool.
What if it's still the gun? It could be the gun still.
They never addressed it.
They never addressed it. Yeah, I think it is. Because if it is the gun, that makes it even cooler. That makes that scene even better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because he's using it to save
lives. Hippocratic oath, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then Falcone. Why the fuck did Falcone laugh at that? That was a funny joke.
Because it sounded like Hippocratic oath, and I think that because knowing the story that it's like, it's good one.
Because I was like, why the fuck are you just laughing at Hippocratic oath? You dumb piece of human shit.
Hey, don't say that about Al Pacino. Sorry, it will never not be funny to me. I'm sorry.
But he wades through the waters with that fucking torch,
the flare,
and then
the shot where he's like reaching his hand in to help the people.
Yeah,
and then the kid grabs.
That's a Superman shot.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. And that's the best. I thought about it while I was watching the second movie, and I almost tweeted it when the movie was over, but I didn't. I almost cloud tweeted. I believe that Superman does not work when you write him like Batman, but Batman is at his best when you try and write him like Superman in a way.
Yeah.
You know, and this is like exactly that. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
God, I love this.
Can I talk about a superficial aspect of this?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was just so telling of how Batman has crafted his suit, because throwing it back to like the first time we go to the Iceberg Lounge and he turns around to Cobblepot and he has the thing, which is really cool actually, that they like he has all these gadgets.
He
that
really
just
likes using
shoot
that
out of
grapnel
his
gun. He uses that grapnel gun.
Yeah,
He
but,
shoots
like,
it through a guy's leg.
Yep.
Yeah, he shoots it through one of the twins'
Sick.
legs. It's kind of crazy. And then, but like a stick comes out. It's like a baton for him to like hit Cobblepot with. And then when you find out that it doubles as a flare, you're just like, this Batman has thought of so
what the
many
fuck?
things.
I didn't even catch that.
That's what that is.
Is that the same
that's
thing?
what that was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's sick. That's really cool.
Like, it's just like such a nice touch. Like there's so much thought that went into this character. It wasn't just like that he took it out. It was like he shot it out and then took it off and then it's great.
That's really cool. I never got that.
Yeah. But then he brings them out and then the fucking the song starts
the top
again.
down shot of them wading through the water.
Yeah. Remember when we thought that was
in the
cops?
way starting,
and like probably a couple of those people are cops, and we're like, "Oh, it's cops."
I didn't think it was cops. I knew it was. I thought it was going to be human trafficking victims.
Someone told me it was Brian. Were you the one that told me it's cops? Someone told me it was cops.
No, I remember you brought it up. I think some people thought that they were like cops being
guided through something.
Yeah,
I brought it up.
I don't think you brought it up, Brian.
Maybe
I was like, I don't think I.
Maybe I just saw it on Twitter. I have no idea.
And regurgitated it.
And because that's all I'm good for.
No,
come on, shut up.
Fuck you.
Shut up.
Yeah, we'll bully you now. Fuck you.
Yeah, we'll bully you now. Fuck you. You're not stupid, you idiot.
Like that. Would you got that monologue?
And the fact that it happens
voiceover.
at the sunrise is just even more beautiful. Like that. Look at that frame. Just look at that fucking frame.
For audio listeners,
that's like one of
it's the
shot. It's the frame of him. Yeah. If the frame, it's the frame.
It's the shot.
And it's it's not even that. If that was it, I would have been happy. But then he sets the woman down in the stretcher, and she touches his arm.
Yeah.
And then he touches her arm back and gives her like a little nod before she's right up. And I'm like, it's so good. Perfect. That is fucking perfect. There is not another scene in this
monologue.
Movie
his monologue about like I learned that vengeance like can't change the past, mine or anybody else's, and that it has to come from a different place, a place of hope. I was like, holy shit, dude. I was they
fucking
got
fist bumping in the movie theater.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic. Like it's
I just love that line.
It's great. And like like the city's broken like me and our scars like they what was it? They can hurt us or they can make us stronger.
Like although the physical ones may go away, like they still
I fucking love it.
I don't know,
it's great.
They knew exactly what they were doing. I think this was a line in this scene was a scene in the script that was there from the beginning. Right? This was something that they decided to revolve the entire movie around. And they're able to do that and still do the cool shit. They
say Batman Ego was like the big inspiration and stuff. Plot wise, Batman Ego not so much, but just the core message of it. Absolutely, this is far and away. You can see that inspiration just in that scene alone.
Yeah,
I love that so goddamn much.
Yeah,
it's such a good fucking movie.
Because not that everything's about comparisons, but it's not that like other Batman movies are bad or anything like that. It's that so much of them are focused on specific themes. Like The Dark Knight isn't this. The Dark Knight is not trying to be this. So I can't criticize it for not being
I think the Dark Knight trilogy just kind of like the whole idea of like a symbol being bigger or a legend being bigger than a man or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it just it with Dark Knight Rises, it wants you to just believe that and it doesn't set it up as much as like
it wants you to believe that this is happening, but that's not the point of it, right? The point is not
like when you watch Dark Knight Rises, when you see the big flaming bat on the wall, you are supposed to already believe that Batman is a symbol of hope.
Yeah.
At this point, we don't actually see him make that decision to be that.
Yeah.
And that's not what those movies are trying to do or anything.
No. But this movie is, and this movie is,
and it works really well.
Makes that the focus, and I think that's why it's winning over the hearts of so many fans is because. It's able to do that in a way that no other Batman movie
and
has.
I am so
animated
thankful.
Movie does that maybe, but like I can't pinpoint an animated movie that's either done that either.
Phantasm, cannot really say.
I love Phantasm is more personal to his.
It's more about Bruce,
somber,
Yeah.
This is hopeful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like, and I'm really glad that that's getting such a positive response too. Cause like I would have like if you had told me, cause like I wouldn't have been surprised if people had responded to that and been like, no, Batman can't be that, you know, but
Batman should be vengeance.
Because, and I think that's really
That
nice to
probably
get.
would have happened before this movie. Like a year ago, if you asked people, that's probably what they would have said.
And I think it's nice to show that we've had that kind of cultural growth of like our understanding of the character, socially speaking, and it's refreshing, and I'm really glad about it.
It's just the fucking best.
It's so good, and it's like it's literally everything I fucking wanted in a Batman thing, like, to an insane degree.
It did it in a way better way than I was expecting, because I thought they would do it. It did it in such a better way. Yeah. It was perfect.
I think
in a way that was thematically poignant. Yeah, instead of just shoehorned in.
And the shot of him looking up as she's being lifted away, like in the trailer, I thought it was like a thing of anger, but it's like a thing of like knowing, like of just like understanding, like what's happening and what you're doing for the people around you. It's not the anger that something happened, because in the trailer, because they color graded it a completely different way. Like it's the idea that he's like, you know, I have an effect on these people. Yeah. Like, I can help them. Like, it's so good. Yeah. God.
I think just movie. That shot of him looking at the woman is probably my favorite shot in the whole film. Like, the sunset shots are pretty, but that's the one.
Yeah. For me, I think this was just the I talked about during the spoiler-free thing. Like, the scene where he's making, like, where he's lighting the flare, where he makes the realization. I think that's the one that did it for me more than the one right after it. But I do really love the sunset scene, you know? Like, no, but I totally agree. It's like it does it in a much more nuanced and less like in your face, not nuanced, but like because he literally says it through voiceover. It's less like campy. I'm trying to think, like, because like I would have expected him to get a new suit or change the symbol to represent his new, you know, mentality or something. Because it's like that's kind of what we've grown to expect from comic book movies and stuff. And I much prefer the way that they went about
this. This is grounded more in the humanity of it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. It's great.
Do you think this scene would have worked as well without the voiceover? No, right? Okay.
No, because that voiceover, maybe just because the voiceover is so good.
Okay.
You know, it's fantastic.
It's like probably the best written thing in the movie.
Far and away. Yeah. And then it's followed up by the worst written thing in the movie. Let's talk about the Joker.
Here we go.
The Joker.
Everyone loves the Joker. Everyone laugh and clap. Everyone gets to laugh and clap. Oh my goodness.
I was waiting for a segue. I was like, I looked at my notes. I was like, oh, the Joker scene's right after that. How do I bring it up to this? Fuck.
I teed you up. You hit him out of the park.
Thank you so much. So that is Joker. People in denial will be like, is it Two-Face? It's Joker.
It's the Joker.
He said the word clown.
Said the Joker.
He literally said clown.
Yeah, he said
it makes you think you're a clown, huh? And then he laughed.
I listened to Matt Reeves talk about it in an interview.
Yes, I did. I also did.
Yeah, he said
the points
Joker.
He said was, one, it's inspired by the Man Who Laughs design.
Which that's sick.
Two,
I like that.
He has always been like this from birth. He has like a birth defect that makes him smile.
I listened to a different interview then.
That's what he said. What did they say in the interview?
I didn't hear. I heard him say that this is like a proto Joker.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, so then that's true. Then he said something
because I didn't watch the interview. I read an article, and I think the article only
he didn't talk about that in the article. No, maybe he did actually.
It might have just been two separate interviews. That's very possible.
But this is confirmed. He did say that he's been like this from birth. It's not
that's
something.
Interesting.
He said he didn't fall into a vat of chemicals. He is just like this. And
that's because I assumed that he was burned from chemicals.
He looked like
maybe he was also, he said I remember him saying he wasn't dropped in a vat of chemicals. I remember Matt Reeves saying that. Also, he has confronted Batman twice.
Yes, I remember. I read that. He's met Batman before, and they've established this the relationship is formed.
And there was the scene that they cut out was very similar to
was a Hannibal Lecter style.
It was a Hannibal Lecter. It's like Hannibal Lecter crossed with that scene from The Killing Joke, where like he talks with the Riddler, but it's not the same. From
what I read, Reeves was like Batman was going to ask the mind of a madman about advice for this case, essentially,
and then he was going to be like, "Why are you asking
that
me?
Way better?"
Like you, or something
I think so too. I would have liked that better than you think you're a clown, huh?
Yeah.
But I think that also would have been really early in the movie. That would have been a weird
so distracting.
Cameo.
It would have been so distracting.
Imagine watching the
because you're watching this and you already forget,
and you're thinking about Joker already.
Yeah, exactly. And you think how Joker's going to show up in the fucking last act and stuff.
Yeah.
And that scene, it's
and just... I think the second movie could be interesting of like, because I don't want Joker as a villain for the second movie.
I don't want Joker as the main villain in any of these movies. Like in general.
I think it could be interesting because Batman doesn't have like a Sinister Six, but like it's weird that they're like buddy. Yeah. That's interesting because in everything I've read, Riddler and Joker fucking hate each other. Because Joker's like, you stole my thing, you stole my bit. That's my joke.
Yeah.
I don't.
Was the dialogue?
I like Barry Keoghan. I feel like he could do a good job. Like he's a great actor.
Like it's different. I kind of like the laugh. It's like a giggle almost. It's like he's actually laughing at a joke
he's like
and
younger.
not just.
I mean, Barry Keoghan in general is like.
Was he 24?
He's a great actor.
I mean, he's a great actor, but is he younger than Pattinson?
I don't know. I don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, so he's like a younger Joker, which I think that's an interesting take.
But I like how the laugh was like actually laughing like at a joke as opposed to just being like, "Ha ha, I'm a silly crazy clown."
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
I don't know. Scene just felt. I would like them because I think we're on the same page. We don't want him as the main villain.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're all sick of Joker.
Yeah.
I thought about it though. We haven't, aside from Zack Snyder's Justice League, which doesn't count. I'm sorry, it doesn't. We haven't had a Batman Joker movie since 2008.
Yeah.
So like it would be, but Brian, you were talking about it last week, like, and I am in the same boat. I wish that the last Joker we had was Heath Ledger, because it's like fuck. We've had in the span of 4 years. We've had what years? It's like 6 years.
Yeah.
We've had fucking 3 Jokers now. That's really quick.
Did someone say 3 Jokers?
Not even counting.
I hate you so much.
Cameron Monaghan.
And Cameron Monaghan, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Cameron Monaghan for a second because that'd
be really interesting, actually. But imagine if the last time we saw the Joker on screen was 14 years ago. I would be ready.
I agree.
I would be ready for it.
Yeah.
And it's
I think we forget how long ago the Dark Knight trilogy actually was.
Yeah, 14 years ago from the last one.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's that whole exchange felt like, I get it's like a setup, but it felt like something. This is going to be a horrible comparison because I think the writing was better.
Your soul just left your body.
It did.
There. You really thought
it felt like something out of a
like Free Guy.
It felt like this is going to be worse. It felt like something out of one of the Tasman movies.
I actually agree. It felt like one of those surgically.
I agree.
You said surgically earlier, right? Yeah, it felt like a thing that was supposed to be a credit scene, but Matt Reeves was like, "Don't do credit scenes because they're for cowards," and so they forced it into the movie itself. It just kind of killed that pacing.
I would have liked it better as a credit scene.
I think so
too. A little
too.
Question mark thing at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
also,
what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
There wasn't a lot that happened in the ending because he saves the lady, he saves the people, he monologues a bit.
Well, we got to talk with Selena,
and then the Catwoman.
Yeah, and then
the
like final shot and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just with Joker stuff, like I'm gonna I'm excited to see. It's going to be cool what they do with it. I think I don't want him as a main villain. I think it would be cool to because the Hannibal Lecter idea is really interesting. That's a really interesting idea, and that would be fresh and new, and would be a unique way to use that. So it's like
kind of fun to see him like always go back to Arkham every single time to talk with the Joker.
I think that would be the way to do a Joker movie.
Again,
without it being like the same shit and not even like, again, we haven't had it in 14 years, but it's like without it being what we know.
It would be more unique, yeah.
But like, here's the thing, though, is that like I'm even doubly less excited for this because we're getting Joker 2.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't need it, and they're probably going to come out around the same time, or at least within a year of each other. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's weird. I think like I'm going to try and view this in a vacuum. You know, I'm going to try and be, you know, because it's like all at the same time. You could say the same thing about Batman, right? You could be like, we got the Batman within a year of Zack Snyder's Justice League with Ben Affleck. It's like, because this was so good.
And then we're also getting Michael.
And we're also getting Michael Keaton. Like DC just has an issue with Batman and Joker, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the best way is to view it on its own and just kind of be like, this is Matt Reeves' Joker. You know, Matt Reeves wants to do it. You know. But the problem is that it felt so studio, just with the way it framed things.
Because it feels like, oh, we're gonna build up to something. It's like, do you want to?
It could be interesting to make, maybe not for a second movie, but it could be interesting to build up Joker for something in the third one. I think that'd be more interesting. I do think
they're building up into a Hugo Strange thing. That's what it kind of, the fact that they're all in those little cells and stuff, I feel like it.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about
it. I feel like they are building up to, maybe not the second movie, but the third movie being all these rogues are in this hospital and they're turned against him. And like, not.
What if they adapt Arkham?
Yeah, that could be interesting.
What if they do that? That's like that's the final movie. That would be kind of really fucking interesting.
I like that a lot, actually.
And like then they address like the Wayne Arkham connection.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, okay, I'm in for that. Right. Cool.
But we're on board. We're on board.
That's an end goal thing. I don't want them
There you go, Mithi.
Yeah. I threw an idea out there and it kind of worked. I for the next movie, and I've said this before, I want them to cut down the cast a little. I kind of want it to just be like Bruce, Alfred, and there's one villain. I feel like every single Batman movie has been two villains or more. Like,
oh yeah, no,
it's Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow. It's Joker and the Two-Face.
Ra's al Ghul. That's what they call him in that movie.
Stop it.
Yeah, don't forget.
And then it's Talia al Ghul and Bane. And then even with the old movies, it was Two-Face and Riddler. It was fucking three villains in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And like it was Catwoman and Penguin. And then I guess
Christopher Walken.
Yeah. And then I mean Joker was first Batman movie in 1989, I guess, is the only movie to have really one villain, I kind of want the sequel to just be one villain, whether that be Mr. Freeze, Clayface,
I agree with you, right? I agree with the idea of one main villain, but I think
you keep the story going with other rogues.
This movie doesn't. This movie has one, or I guess this movie has two villains. I guess if you count Falcone.
That I kind of count Falcone as a second villain, because that second arc, that's in another movie, that moment with Falcone would have been the climax of the film.
I agree. I think it's
been the Godfather 3.
Yeah.
With Al Pacino. I agree, but I also don't like if they were to announce like, oh, Killer Croc and Bane and Hush are in the second movie or something, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't instantly be like, oh, that's a problem. It is just about how because you could have said the same thing about this movie with Penguin, right?
Yeah.
This movie has Riddler and Catwoman and Falcone and Penguin.
Yeah.
And more or less they all work in tandem with each other. It's just an idea of the main antagonist versus secondary antagonist, I think,
Yep.
That's
I want them to have one villain focused, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you have Killer Croc and you have another villain in there, or you have Bane in there, but then keep the focus on a singular villain.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
I feel like this movie, not that I don't think it failed at that because it succeeded at maintaining focus on two different people. But I did forget the Riddler was in this fucking movie, and I think that's strange.
Because I don't. That's interesting. I wonder how you would feel about the second time watching it then, because I never felt that way.
Yeah.
Because I always felt that the Falcone plotline was Riddler's.
It does complement it. I think it's just he's so not involved in letting that plan just go off on its own that I was like, oh shit, he's in this. But
that's interesting. I wonder if that might just be part of the genre too. That is kind of how a lot of noirs go.
That's true.
Like there are big tangents in noirs, and they go and they investigate other people and they talk to other strangers and
then they come back. That's true. But then the Catwoman stuff happens.
Catwoman stuff, that's a nice moment. Very Tom King-ish. I love that fucking final shot. I love that. Great. So cool.
It's the only time he rode that bike in the fucking movie.
I thought they were going to do something.
Thank God, because it's ugly.
I like when they were racing each other.
It's an ugly
hate that bike. I'm sorry.
You saw how they were racing each other a little bit,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to stop her.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like, no, stay.
Yeah. Stay with me. I never had sex. But I think
it's my one chance.
I thought they were going to do something more cinematic, but I guess the more I think
kind of
about
like that it wasn't. I kind of liked it was because I like that moment of like him like looking ahead and then going faster.
Yeah.
Like it's like he gets more intense and then it cuts. I think that's really cool.
Yep.
It wasn't some crazy big like I love the ending of Aquaman, but it wasn't some crazy like I am like I'm Batman. It was just a personal moment on a bike.
I got the sunsets where it mattered, so I'm not gonna complain about that.
Stop complaining.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, Mithi, we know you hated this movie. Come on.
Yeah, I hated this movie clearly from these past 3 hours of talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else did we miss?
Good fucking movie. I don't know if we missed
I feel like we
anything.
covered everything.
Not
We
really.
went pretty. Yeah, we took the amount of time of the movie to get to through
we
the movie.
did. We took more.
Well, we broke it down scene by
Yeah.
We did.
scene.
Yeah.
I
gonna-
really no. Yeah. Do we? I wrote like a couple
Yeah.
questions.
Let's go through some questions. Let's go through.
Yeah. Okay. So did you guys? So you guys
Ooh.
didn't do the like credit scene ARG thing.
No.
So for those who don't know, the credit scene says good. It's fucking Riddler being like goodbye, and then it flashes the Rada Alada URL. Okay, so I saw the movie on Thursday. I went there on Thursday. I came back. I went to that website. It asks. I don't know if it still asks you the riddles. I can't remember.
Sometimes it doesn't. For me, it doesn't anymore. It just shows
Okay.
reward.
Okay, that's interesting. That's even more. So it would ask you riddles, and they were riddles like about the movie. So it's like the answers were like mass confusion and renewal and stuff, and like then you would download a zip file, and that zip file was protected, and the password was promise. And then the video file was the Thomas Wayne like campaign speech with like creepy fucking shit all over it, and then it said hush really big. And I don't know if that was uploaded before the movie came out or not, but that to me is just like, yeah, Hush is the villain, which I'm kind of into. You know, I don't like Hush, but I think they could.
Yeah,
do
that's interesting.
That makes.
But
yeah.
then I'm not done, because then I went there again the next day, right? And then it was different. It was different shit. So
What was
there was a
it?
click through to get the zip file, and that was What Am I, right? And that was the Thomas Wayne Lies video. You go there again and you click reward. It takes you to a fucking a cipher, a Riddler cipher, with like I went to a subreddit where people found a cipher,
and they like translate it. There's a red image, right? Yeah,
that's what I got. It says some shit like that this is just the beginning. It's not over, Batman, or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
Which, and then there's a countdown right now, which people timed out how long it's so it says loading and then a percentage.
Yeah,
people timed out how long it took to get like an extra percent, and they're either saying if it's a I can't. So some people were confused and stuff. Some people were saying that it took 1 day to get 1%, and it would be 100 days, and then June 12th would be the day that's finished, which I think that's the day of the Blu-ray release, because I remember one of the steelbook companies said June. Or they were saying that it takes about 100 minutes to get 1%, which timed out it gets to Friday. The next Friday is when it's going to be finished, and that's when the next reward is. So come back next week on the podcast, and we'll have a new corner called Troy Boyo's fucked up Riddler ARG corner.
Yeah, because you as the Riddler are going to be breaking down the riddles.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's really cool. Makes sense
that's
for
a really fun
for a sequel.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what makes sense for that.
I think that's a far more interesting way to do a credit scene too.
Yeah,
yeah, that's great.
But I don't know.
I didn't know the rabbit hole went this deep. I thought it was just the image.
Yeah. And what I don't know is I don't know if that Thomas Wayne video file was uploaded before the movie premiered at all, and if people had found that before, and if it was actually just teasing the movie, or if it was teasing the sequel of the movie. That's the one thing I'm not sure about.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
But it's fucking sick. I really like it. Yeah. At the very least, it's just gonna be fun, like
collectible thing.
The thing is, I just don't know if Reeves is involved in this, or if it's just some intern making fun.
Yeah, what happens
shit,
when they fucking give you a free NFT next Friday?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I would. I would
damn it!
I would take it from a 5 out of 5 to a 4.5 out of 5. Lower my review.
That's the real.
What's gonna? I'm just gonna get a poster, just a big poster.
Yep, basically.
I want the Little Caesars near me has a gigantic poster.
Yeah, are you gonna go ask them now?
I'm gonna be like, hey, what's the deal with that? It's so fucking big.
Yeah,
I need it.
Hey, what are you doing with that?
And I'm gonna be like, hey, what are you doing with those hats too? Huh?
Yeah,
can I get one of those hats?
What are the dimensions on the thing?
I know another
like
guy that maybe wants the hats.
No, okay.
It took up. Like it was like floor to ceiling, basically. It's it's gonna be a centerpiece in my home if I get it.
Okay. No more virtual backgrounds. It's just
no more green screen. I'm gonna film every video on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the ARG, and that's interesting. I don't know where they're going with that. If I think Hush could be an interesting, because I was thinking about this. This movie is like prided on being a detective story, like noir type,
Yeah.
And I feel like they're gonna want to continue that, right? I don't. It'd be weird to go from this to like, oh, Two-Face is trying to blow up Gotham City's water supply. We just gotta find him,
Yeah.
And I guess that's still a detective story, but like, it's less like in your face about it.
I think it could be cool to just challenge the idea of Bruce Wayne, because we really teased it in this. Like, Selina seemed really anti Bruce Wayne, and so once he steps into the light, I think that we're, and obviously through the mistake of Thomas, Edward is Edward
Edward Elliot, yeah,
Edward Elliot, right? I just like checked myself because of Twilight. Edward Elliot is killed, and so that's enough motivation for this. And I think it would be interesting to see like Bruce step into the, like, I don't know, in stories you need to, once you introduce something, you have to bring that into conflict a lot of times. And I think what's the repercussion for Bruce deciding to step into the light?
And I wonder if maybe that could be how, because I mean, maybe I'm just begging for these characters for this to be in a movie, but like that could be how you do Court of Owls, because they are bigger than that.
Here's another thing that I saw. Rob said, he was like, because I guess someone asked him,
I
like,
remember what you're saying. Keep going.
Yeah, someone asked him, like, and he's like, well, I always thought we would do Court of Owls next. And I was like,
and then Paul Dano showed up and he was like, bro, you gotta read Court of Owls. It's so good.
they Tom Holland.
Every time Court of Owls is mentioned, I'm just headcanoning Paul Dano.
I want to rotoscope like the Paul Dano thing and just have that in videos.
That's good. Because like I think that could be interesting of like Bruce, because you could start this next movie, the second movie, and that goes into what one of my other questions was where do we want to see this next movie go, or the third movie, which I guess we've been talking about this whole time.
But, they're going to make more than 3 movies, right? Or do you think they'll stop at a trilogy?
I think they can stop at a trilogy.
No, 3.
Okay, you think
I don't know.
3.
I would kind of prefer that.
I was like, maybe they'd make more, but I mean, it depends on what
if they go past 3. I think Rob would probably be done. I don't see Rob doing a franchise.
That's true. He's very excited to do a sequel.
No, and hell yeah, so, that makes me super happy to hear.
Yeah.
But like, I think it would be interesting to start this movie having Bruce start the second movie having Bruce be like doing shit to help with the flooding, right? And maybe through that, he's like kind of pushing the city into a direction that a higher being of maybe the Court of Owls don't want it to go in. And so that could maybe Talon is the serial killer instead this time or something. Maybe that could be interesting.
I think,
or no, I guess that would be more of a third one.
That's why I feel like Court of Owls or Hugo Strange would have to be
the third one. Court of Owls is too big to like just be like, hey, it's introduced in this. But like, I'm saying have the second one be set up for a third one. In terms of motivation wise. Oh, I did have my phone. I was sitting on it.
Good job. Lost your phone.
Oh my god.
Do you think they could do Hugo Strange and Court of Owls in the same movie, or is that too much demand?
It could. I think it could work. I think.
Is there a way to tie those two together?
You could tie it through the Arkhams, and you could tie it through like maybe
What's exactly going on with the Arkhams? Because maybe I'm just out of the loop on this.
It's just that Martha was an Arkham instead of a Kane. Okay. Yeah. And then that her mom killed her dad.
Yeah. Okay.
And stuff like that.
And like his grandpa is like some Arkham or something like that, right?
Yes. That's
Well, yeah, because it's lineage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think what's interesting here, if we're gonna like kind of divulge like down this Court of Owls path, is because originally I was like, No Man's Land, right? And then I thought to myself, well, you know what this is also kind of like? This is also kind of like Zero Year. And I know, Year 2, I get it. But like the idea from this, because like Court of Owls comes first in Scott Snyder's New 52 run, right? But the idea that, and going off of what you said, Troy, about Bruce remodeling the city in his vision, I think it would be interesting to kind of have that. It's almost like they took, it's not No Man's Land per se, but like this is like the end for 0 Year, like Riddler fucking up the city, and then you tie in the beginning of Court of Owls with Bruce he's the whole reason why he comes into conflict with them is because he's doing this huge initiative to rebuild the city in a better way. And I think that's how you get
Yeah.
that. I think that works out really well.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking direct, because they could also go in like because I know because Reeves was saying he wants this to be like an origin for Batman's Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, which
So
makes
he could
me
just
feel
go
like
more
Hugo
traditional
Strange is the way
Batman
to
routes.
go.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like the way he talks about the Rogues makes me think Hugo Strange, because Hugo Strange it's not just a 2004 show, but Hugo Strange is how you tie in together
Yes.
all of these rogues to kind of you're talking about like a Sinister Six, kind of, not as exactly,
Just the idea
but
of
like
the villains teaming up,
just
because I
the
don't
teaming up for some reason, and I feel like if we're talking about an Arkham Asylum adaptation or something, that's how you do
That would be
is
interesting.
You take Asylum and you take City and you kind of mix them together,
Yeah.
and take a little bit of the Joker out of there, and it's
Take a little bit of the Joker.
Take
Take
a
a little
little
bit of the Joker.
yeah.
Hold the Joker.
Yeah. But yeah, keep him in the cell for a little longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's something there to do something with Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
But then there's also something there to do something with Court of Owls. And there's a way to do them both, but maybe doing them both in the same movie is a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect.
but-
I wouldn't expect it. I think it would be maybe Hugo is working for the Court of Owls, and then we find out about them at the end of 2.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, something like
to be
that.
like, oh, there's something even bigger than you could possibly imagine running
Yep.
the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we forgot to talk about it. Like Falcone being dead, I think is a little upsetting, just because I'm like, oh,
Yeah, but
we
they
still,
kill him off a lot.
we still,
They'll
yeah, we
bring
still have
Maroni
Maroni,
back
I
or
guess.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, and Penguin's
Yeah, we still
Penguin's
got
gonna try and do
Maroni.
like a power
Yeah.
grab. That's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Yep. And it's going to be fun to see that in his HBO Max show.
Oh, is
Yep.
that what? Is that what that is?
That's
Yes, I believe
Oh.
so.
I've never seen that.
It's described.
I've never seen that be confirmed. So I'm still kind of like, is that happening?
I don't know what's an HBO show and what's
No,
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
they confirmed. Oh shit. Yeah, they confirmed it.
They did. Okay.
Yeah, and Hot Ones. Colin Farrell did the Hot Ones.
That's how they confirmed
and they were
it?
like, "Oh,
It feels weird to me
Yeah.
that that's how they
no,
confirmed
no,
Colin
they did
Farrell
confirm it.
confirmed the
It's-
show while eating like fucking super.
Sean Evans finally did it.
while crying from hot sauce.
Sean
Like, oh, I'll
Evans-
tell you, he got tortured actually.
Sean Evans finally broke.
Sean
me about
Evans
that.
tortured him
Yeah.
into the information
Yeah.
through the Pascal
No,
system.
apparently it's been confirmed for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Catch Sean Evans
Yeah.
as Hugo Strange. How about that?
Guess Sean Evans is Robin. Pull from the Arkham,
So
make Tim
Batman,
drink bald.
your parents died when you were a young kid. How does that make you feel?
Wow,
Yeah.
this kid's a great detective. No, Sean Evans is the Riddler.
Fuck.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw.
Great
Okay,
questions.
actually, I saw something. I don't think I like it, but some people were saying that maybe because we don't actually like they said Edward Nashton. That could also be a fake name and shit.
Yeah.
Saw
I think
saw
he's
some
gonna
peop-
rename himself to Edward Nigma.
Well, that
'cause he's a
too. But I
fucking
saw some
diva.
people saying that it could be Thomas Elliot. He could be Thomas Elliot, which I don't really like because DC for some reason is obsessed with turning the Riddler into Hush.
Yeah.
But like it
Oh,
would
that would
it
be
would
interesting.
kind of
But
make sense
Because
in
after
terms
that
of like
story,
they're
they were
connected.
just like, "That's the only thing that works, so let's just keep doing that for everything."
But like I could it would kind of explain like the connection to to that case specifically.
Yeah.
But I don't think
That's
I
what I
love that
thought.
idea.
That's the direction I thought they were going. I thought they were going to say Edward Elliott's son for some reason is Edward
Yeah.
Nashton, and I don't know why
Edward.
that would be
Wait,
the case.
I just caught that.
Edward.
They're both named Edward.
Yeah. You didn't catch that? That's
Edward
what I was
Edward
thinking. I was
Nigma and Edward Elliot. I didn't get that. Or,
Edward Nigma.
Enigma.
Enigma.
Mr. E.
Enigma.
What's another word for
Mystery.
mystery? Enigma. Mr. E.
Mystery.
Edward.
It's just a continuous loop.
I
What
wish
the
I swear when he was doing a code with 3 letters.
Yeah.
I
thought
was
there
like,
was gonna be
oh
MRE.
no, are they gonna do it? I was so excited and I was so upset. That would have been great.
Yeah. No, instead you got what's black and blue and dead all over.
Well, it's black and blue and dead all over you.
My
You
balls.
when you
Yeah.
do something.
clown.
Stop. Is that what Joker voices are gonna sound
That's
like
what.
now?
Yeah. That's me as the Joker. You
Yeah.
saw me as the Riddler, and now you're gonna see me as the Joker.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Me as Jonker.
Every other question we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
them
some people
discussed.
talk about. Do we think that this is more grounded than the Nolan movies? No.
No.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting middle
No.
ground.
It's grounded in a different way because like you still have crazy shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like I think one of you was talking about it about how like the bat plane like just fucking what the fuck is going on in
Yeah.
the Nolan movies because of that.
Yeah.
This movie
Sucks.
doesn't have any of
It's
those.
the fucking worst.
This movie
Yeah.
doesn't have any of that, but it has crazy Batmobile shit, you know. And
Yeah, it has crazy contacts.
wingsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like different in a way that is, I think it is more grounded because of that, because it feels more real. But you know,
I think it's just a matter of like I could not believe a Superman existing in the Nolan verse. I think I could in this one, you know.
Yeah, I could do it.
over time.
Over time, yeah. That's kind of all I had to say. If we wanted to, is there anything else you want to talk about with the movie? We feel
I couldn't be happy.
It's so
with
fucking
it.
good. It's almost as good as the Little Caesars calzone.
It's not, but okay.
Almost.
I'm really excited for where they're gonna go from here. I'm like so goddamn excited.
They're gonna greenlight a sequel soon.
They have already greenlit them, haven't they?
Not
Oh
really.
wait, I do want to talk about this.
Yeah?
Actually, Mithi.
Yeah.
Before we started the pod, when we were waiting for Troy, I had said that I would talk about the box office.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is for Friday. This is
because you said whoa when you looked at the box office numbers. Why did you say whoa like that?
And I didn't divulge if it was good or bad. This is for Friday. This is not counting maybe Thursday, but it's not counting Tuesday. Do we want to take any guesses for what it's at currently and what it's tracked to finish?
I saw Thursday weekend was 24 million.
I think Friday is at least 60 million.
I'm gonna ump it. I'm gonna say 75. Just
75 in 1 cent.
In 1 cent.
It is Friday was 57 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it is tracking to hit 120.
Holy shit. Hell yeah.
I mean, I still won, but
That's
still,
huge.
what the fuck?
No, okay, but
that's
to be
huge.
fair, if we're including Thursday, I was right then.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not as big as Spider-Man, right?
No, it's up
Is
there
it up
with
there with
Spider-Man.
I don't remember the Spider-Man. I don't look at
No,
box
yeah,
office.
No, it's up there
Spider-Man.
with
I'm thinking
Spider-Man.
of the whole weekend. This is just Friday, and I keep today feels like a
it's
Sunday.
up there with Spider-Man.
Today feels like a Sunday, but it's a Saturday, so there's
Yeah.
another day.
Yeah, there's a whole. No, we have not counted today.
Yeah.
We've not counted,
Which is still happening.
We have a whole other day.
And then
Shit,
also
okay.
there were screenings on Wednesday too that we're not
So
talking
then,
about.
okay, Brian, then
Yeah,
explain to
and
me.
so we have to count that
Yeah.
too.
Brian, explain to me why the fuck is my theater so empty? Is it just because I'm in
There's
Iowa?
a lot of showings of it. That's what
Is
I
that-
noticed. There's a
okay.
ton of showings.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
there's
what
a
it
lot
is.
of
yeah.
Okay.
showings. When did you see it? You saw it
I
Friday.
saw it Friday
at
4 p.m. Yeah, which is why I'm.
Oh, see,
That's a
but
matinee, yeah.
That's not like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Because I saw it Thursday at 3 and I was pretty empty, but then I was looking at the Thursday night and the Friday nights and they were packed.
Okay, that's why. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just because it was.
It's
in the
just
day.
because it was
Okay.
it's a weekday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had no classes, so I got lucky.
Yeah.
Also, it's Iowa. No one fucking goes to university. So
Doxing yourself like that.
I live in Iowa. Try to find me in Iowa.
I'll find
you're gonna
you.
Fucking
I'm gonna
drop
run
a
through the
bomb
streets
and
like
all you're
Batman.
gonna drop a bomb and all you're gonna fucking explode is a bunch of corn. That's it.
Get a bunch of popcorn.
Yeah.
Why are you asking to be murdered right now? That's so weird.
Come find me at 166 Fullerton Avenue in Iowa. I don't know any cities in Iowa.
Jarvis.
Why did I
don't
think of
set
Fullerton?
up-
That's not a real address, by the way. That's not
That's
my
not-
address. Don't
I
go to
was
that
like-
address. That's not my address.
Is
Hang on.
Fullerton a city in Iowa?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I only know comic book things.
Yeah, that's true.
Meet me
What
in
if
Star
Mithi
City.
looks outside and that's his
Oh,
exact
fuck.
address?
Shit.
Technically, I do have your address because I got the webcam.
You do. You
so
could
I have
dox
that
me
power
at
over
any
you.
time. You
I
could. You really
yeah, watch
could.
your mouth.
Yeah, I should. I'm gonna just keep quiet
Watch your
now.
mouth,
Yeah.
pal.
But,
Say Batman's 5
yeah,
stars.
change your
Batman's
review. Change your
five
review,
stars.
bitch.
I feel like this is one of those movies, and you're gonna fucking shit on me again. I feel like the same like after I watched Mission Impossible Fallout. When I watched Mission Impossible, I know I see the way that you moved your mouth like that.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say a single word. Audio
no,
listeners,
you
he's gaslighting everybody.
Yeah, I am
He didn't
gaslighting
say
everybody.
anything.
Sure,
I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word.
When I watched Mission Impossible Fallout for the first time, I was very intrigued, and I was like, "Oh, that was
this is
good.
a unique movie.
This is a unique movie. One of the most unique movies I've seen."
Of the decade.
Decade.
Why did I specify of the decade?
It's only 2 years
I
into
was
the
so
decade.
This is one of the best movies that came out in March.
Okay, but after I watched Mission Impossible,
It's March 4th.
I'm sorry, Mithi. Continue, Mithi.
I don't want to. Okay. Oh, when I watched Mission Impossible Fallout, it took me like at least 5 to 6 rewatches to be like, that fucks heavy, you know?
Yeah.
To the point where it broke my top 3 movies of all time.
Wait,
This-
5 to 6?
That's
a
so
lot
many
of
times.
rewatches.
That took a lot. I mean, it was over the course of, let's say, 6 months. You
Okay,
know? It
I
wasn't
thought you were watching it like 6 times in a row,
continuously
being like,
in
I
a
need
row.
this to be my favorite movie.
Like some people have
Make
been
this
with
my
Batman.
favorite movie.
Like that's how some people.
Hey, that's
have
how
been
I'm gonna be with the Batman.
That's,
Fuck
that's
you.
what you're
Hey,
gonna
don't
be with
take-
the
I'm gonna be like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, to
And
be
I'll
on
like,
24/7.
But yeah, I'm expecting this movie to come out on HBO Max, and then I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm just gonna keep watching it over like the course of a week, and then fall in love with it slowly. So
Yeah.
if I sound like I don't like the movie,
So you didn't love it.
Nope, he hated it. Confirmed.
why do I keep trapping myself?
Mithi
like this?
confirmed
I
Batman
keep fucking
haters.
trapping
Stop
myself.
talking about it.
Just let me rewatch the movie. All I
You're
want to
doing it to yourself.
I am really doing it to myself. All I want to do is rewatch the movie. That's all I'll say, and that should be a good sign.
Yeah, I really think the only barrier to rewatching the movie for me is the length, which is not like a problem with the movie. It's just
You have to block out time to go watch
It's
it.
carving
I
out the
have
time.
I suck
Carving
at a lot
up
of
the
movies.
time.
This is why Spider-Verse is my favorite movie ever made. It's 90 minutes. It's perfect.
That's right. Spider-Verse is short.
Yeah,
I forgot
Spider-Verse
that.
is the best movie ever made. Fucking
Stop
love Spider-Verse.
making long movies.
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Say,
Make
yeah,
some
that's a
movies
take.
long.
I like long movies.
Make some movies long and some movies short.
No, only make 6-hour movies and then release them weekly.
Oh,
That's the way to
yeah.
do it. Moon Knight's coming out soon, by the way.
That's
Marvel's
I forgot.
Batman.
White
For
Batman.
the
Marvel's
record, that
Batman.
was a joke. For the record, that was a
I
joke.
like that you need to clarify that every single time because
have
you're
to
gonna
do
make
it
that
now.
joke every time you reference
Yep.
Moon Knight, and you're gonna have to clarify.
hang on.
every single
I
time.
just want to say that I think DC's Moon Knight movie turned out really good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That's more fair.
Yeah, that's a better joke.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. I mean,
yeah.
we've talked.
We've talked about this is a long one. We were planning
Yeah,
4
we've
hours, but this is 3:45. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
I have to pee really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that good fucking movie.
Great.
12 out of 10. I love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
it's the best Batman
by
movie
far,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when
And
on my
it
first
dethroned
watch,
Mask of the Phantasm.
yeah,
for
on
me.
my first watch, I was like, it's a
Which is
little bit better
hard.
than Mask of Phantasm. I watched it the second time. I love it so much more.
Yeah.
Than Mask
See,
of
this is
Phantasm.
why I need to watch
Yeah.
it a second time. I
Yeah.
feel like my rating on Letterboxd is a 4.5 stars out of 5.
I rated
It's
it
more
twice
like-
on Letterboxd.
It-
I made
it's
2
like-
jokes.
Yeah, you fucking. You're the reason I'm getting.
I need to keep doing jokes.
You're the reason the only thing I have on my fucking Letterboxd right now is the Batman.
Listen, you
It's not
guys
just
waited
you.
till Friday to watch this movie. I saw it Thursday. I had
So
a whole
you
24
have
hours
too
where I was
many
like, I can't talk
jokes.
to anybody about
Yeah,
this.
you need to build up more jokes.
I need
for
an
it.
outlet for jokes, and I don't want to tweet them.
Yeah,
And I did tweet some of them. But I need to make jokes, or else I'll die. I'm like a shark.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
like a comedy
You're-
shark.
You need to make them into little riddles and send them to Batman.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to make little cards. Little
I think
birthday
my
cards.
rating is more of a 95 than a 90 on Letterboxd, but they don't
That's-
let
yeah,
you do
I see
that.
that.
So
Yeah, that
there
makes
you
sense.
go.
Out
But
of 10.
yeah, out of
Out of 95 out of 10.
there was a bunch of people who ranked it like fucking 2 that I knew, and I'm like,
Interesting. I wouldn't.
So
Yeah.
they suck.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
basically.
hate to I am curious what people's issues with them. If what people issues. What
yeah,
they
it's
have,
just since
you
it's
know?
the first week and people are just starting to see it, you're not getting
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah, you're getting
sure
a
that
lot of that
discourse
honeymoon
will
hype
start.
and stuff. And I think
Yeah.
I would like to think I've disconnected myself from the hype of the honeymoon
Because you've
hype.
watched it twice and you've
Yeah.
talked about it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
You go through something when you do that.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a perfect thing. I see some of these smaller things, but I think they're so minuscule to me that they don't bug me. You know.
It's not as perfect as Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
Listen, the only reason I was suspicious of you was because you walked out of Spider-Man No Way Home and you were like, "This is my
okay.
You said it
favorite
was
movie
the
ever
when
made."
I walked out of I didn't say that. I said
You said
was
it's my
really
favorite
good.
Spider-Man movie.
I did
ever.
say it was my favorite Spider-Man movie, which
and I was
let's
like,
be honest,
okay,
doesn't say a
Mithi,
lot.
I'll give you the time to like think.
When-
and like,
what
if
do
that
you
is your favorite
mean?
Spider-Man movie, that's fine. That is perfectly
When I
fine.
say it's my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, does that really mean a lot? Like,
There are some good Spider-Man.
there
movies.
are some great Spider-Man movies, but like, I think the only one that really matters in that comparison, I guess, is Spider-Verse. Really, I think.
And
for
Spider-Man
me.
2. Hang on.
And Spider-Man 2, I guess.
Spider-Man 2.
It's
it's been a
Spider-Man 1.
Oh
It's
my
been a while
God.
since I've watched. Brian, every time you're on the
MCU
podcast,
shill.
I get canceled.
We
Why
all
the fuck
know you're
does this happen every single time?
shill.
It's because I'm using like special mind powers to try and make me the new co-host.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
Fucking awesome. Go
Connor
watch
McKing
it.
for
Be
Batman
safe.
2. Connor
Yep.
McKing better be. Yeah.
Yes. Connor
A
McKing,
war of
kite,
condiments
hell
and
yeah.
kites. A war of condiments and kites. That's what I want.
Do we? Okay, actually, before we go,
Yeah.
Batman Part 2 or Batman Chapter 2?
Batman Chapter 2.
Batman Chapter 2.
All right, interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think there's any really good subtitle for it.
Or yeah,
right?
I don't like subtitles for movies anymore.
Yeah.
After Hellboy, I've just
because they're calling Dune Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So call this Chapter 2.
Wait. So it would be interesting because he has like the little journal, like where he's like the Gotham Project, October, and then he goes part something, or what does he say? He does chapters.
He says
remember.
year 2. I thought it just says year 2 on there.
No, and then it says month October, and then it would be I don't know, it'd just be interesting to see what
the
they
Batman.
do. Maybe they could do something with
The
that. I'd have to
Batman
see it again,
November, November 1st.
Batman November. The Batman No Nut Forever.
No Nut Life.
Yeah.
No Nut Life.
All right. Well, thank everybody for joining us on this special episode of Fanboy Talk. If you're watching this from the main channel, thank you for sticking this out. I know this was a long video. I got to make money. Hell yeah.
Yep. Make that bag.
I got to pay for rent. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because all the billionaires.
Like Catwoman.
Like Catwoman. She did have to pay for rent. This is true.
Have to pay for rent. Yeah.
That's like a superhero movie.
Yeah. Is this Spider-Man?
I have to pay for rent. Yo, that's just like Spider-Man. For real, for real.
On God on the stack.
This has been Troy 17. I've been joined by Mithi from Film Caffeine, as always, and Brian from McDermott on YouTube. You guys got any shit you want to plug?
Young Justice. I'm not going to stop myself. I have a Rothas video on the movie, which I actually I rewatched a bit of that. I'm kind of proud of that, actually.
Yeah,
go watch it and shit on me for not liking the movie. As you can tell, I hate this movie so much.
Yeah.
Shit.
I have a video on Batman the Animated Series coming out very, very soon.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
We're actually really excited.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited. I have something. I don't know what. I'm gonna try and get back to making videos now. I promise. It's coming. It's got something's in the works.
You got this.
I don't know what
you got. You got this. Rewatch this.
Yeah. That's all you get. Watch more podcast stuff.
Yeah. Do a marathon and rewatch this whole thing.
Watch the Batman.
Yeah, that's what you did, right? Because you're in that movie as Paul Dano.
I am in the fuck. Yeah, that's why there's been no videos lately. It's because I had to film my parts for the Batman.
Making the Batman.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you around.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.